Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be discussing fans not honest about Devin Haney and Romero, a Hall of Fame. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button, and make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the live. Be sure to help support the channel by hitting the Cash App at 2 Cents Boxing or dropping your 2 cents in a super chat. You can also call in to the show at 281-845-2103 if you just want to get your 2 cents off real quick. And I will be dropping a link a little later. Y'all know I always gotta say it. I'm not gonna be on here long tonight. Gotta get some rest. But some things I want to talk about. What's going on in boxing? I know today we was like, oh, we're gonna do, Mandela effect and all that. But I'm gonna keep that in the back pocket for just one of them days when it's, not too much going on in boxing and we just need a break. But today, after the fights, and I really been thinking about these fights. I haven't dropped no videos about them. Like, I hate to just hurry up, rushing, dropping videos without really having time to think about what's going on and what I gotta say. I'm gonna get better with that, but I still drop some consistent content for y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat. So, so I just been thinking about these fights this weekend, and I'm just like, statistically speaking, right? We got some gamblers in the chat. We got people that bet on fights, right? What are the odds that you'll get this many terrible ass fights? Not only this many terrible fights, but this many terrible fights in a row. Not only this many terrible fights, not only this many terrible fights in a row, but this many terrible fights in a row consecutively 2 days in a row. Like, man, it's crazy. And it's almost like I want to say the shit damn near seem like it's scripted. Like, how can you have that many bad fights in a row, back to back day? Like, I don't get it, right? But I've been watching some Romero interviews. Shout out to Rolly. Shout out to Rolly. And I want to say this about Rolly, right? Because for some reason, like, when I talk about fighters, people like to laugh at me or something. I told people Rolly has been getting better. I told people Rolly's best performance was against Pitbull Cruz. And now listening to his interviews, he said he was extremely weight drained. He had a pop like he normally have because he was hitting Pitbull with some shots. He just couldn't drop them. He was using lateral movement. He was using his jab. Rolly boxed really good in that fight. And I can't understand why people just can't be honest about fighters. And that's what we gonna be talking about tonight. That's gonna be the topic, is why people just can't be honest about fighters. Rolly Romero, mm, wouldn't call him trash, but I used to be like, Rolly Romero, he's not that great of a fighter. And he wasn't. He was decent, but he had a very awkward style, but he had power. And I keep telling people, right? When fighters have certain abilities and attributes, that makes up for a lot of the things that they lack fundamentally. And they're able to get further than other people that have those fundamental. They're able to get further lacking those fundamentals because they have other skills and attributes that make up for it. And so for some reason, people keep thinking, oh, if you can't box, if you ain't, you know what I'm saying, the just typical boxer with the greatest boxing skill, they want to write you off. So they really just wrote Rolly off simply because they didn't like his style. They wrote Rolly off because they didn't like his style. I always been a fan of Rolly. I always like Rolly. I mean, it's like I like fight. I like boxing. I'm a fan of all these fighters. It's not even like I just dislike any of them like that, because I can appreciate fighters for who they are, where they are, and whatever their style is. I never said Rolly was no world beater. I never thought Rolly would be no damn 3 division champion. I never thought Rolly would do that. But I knew that he will be able to compete with fighters and give them trouble because he had an awkward style and he had power. And now I'm watching him fight and I'm watching him get better. And when he left Bullet, when he left Bullet, he got way better. I kept telling people that fight that he had with Pitbull was his best fight. And people were like, oh, Rolly trash, Rolly. I say, go back and watch the fight. Go back and watch the fight. He just wasn't able, he wasn't successful in he was trying to execute, but you could see exactly what he was trying to execute. A jab, lateral movement. He was getting in, getting the shots, pop, 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 pow. He was staying in a little too long, exchanging with Pitbull and getting caught. That's why he lost. And now here in his interview, he was saying how weight drained he was. So he weight drained, he a step slower, his power ain't the same. I'm not saying he making excuses. I'm just telling you. So now at 47, he feel like he had his full strength. He got his new trainer. He been working on his boxing skills. He get in there with Ryan. Bow, put his hands in his pocket. He said he shut Ryan down. He neutralized him. Because he knows Ryan very well. They're very familiar with each other. And so I think to simply say Ryan wasn't on Osterine and he lost, that's why he lost. I think that that's some BS. And I think people still are refusing to give Rolly his credit. And I believe, and I hate when people say stuff like this because I be like, y'all tripping it. Like, who does that? But y'all do this. Y'all do this in these YouTube boxing streets. Y'all do this. Y'all don't want to give Rolly no credit because he's one of Tank opponents. Let's be for real. Rolly fought decent against Tank. I mean, why is Rolly such a trash ass fighter? Oh, he got knocked down by the old man. Didn't the old man knock somebody out the first round in his next fight? Did he knock them out cold first round? But it don't matter. Fighters can lose. Fighters can improve. Fighters can get better. Fighters can get knocked down. That's boxing. Why if you get knocked down, if you lose a fight, now all of a sudden your career over? Like, I don't get it. Why people don't want to see the Ryan and Devin rematch? Because Ryan lost to Rolly. Devin ain't Rolly. Devin is not Rolly. Styles make fights. I don't understand why people are saying, like, I don't want to see it now because he lost. What do you mean? So you don't want to see a rematch because somebody lost? So if you lose, you can't get a rematch. You shouldn't rematch. Like, can y'all make that make sense for me? No, I'm serious. I'm asking because I'm trying to understand why people say Ryan lost. So I don't want Ryan lost to Rolly. So I don't want to see the rematch with Ryan and Devin. Can somebody explain to me like why that makes sense to y'all? Because it don't make sense to me. Okay, Ryan lost to Rolly. Cool. Rolly got power. Rolly got a skill and an attribute that's gonna make a person put their hands in their pocket. It's just two completely different fight. I mean, it's two completely different fighters. So why don't we want to see the rematch? Because he lost. I could say Devin won, but I could say I don't want to see the rematch. He won. Devin won the fight, and I could feel like based off Devin's performance in that fight against Ramirez, I don't want to see the rematch, and he won. Y'all see how that don't make no sense to me? My 2 cents. And there's a lot of different ways you can go with that, and how you feel about Devin's performance. Because we want to overshadow it like, oh, Ryan lost to Rolly. I mean, I thought Ryan was gonna knock out Rolly because I had no idea Rolly was gonna fight so disciplined. I thought he was gonna eventually end up getting caught with a couple of them left hooks, but he fought a great fight. I'm not shocked that Ryan beat Rolly. I mean, that Rolly beat Ryan. It's impressive that he didn't knock him out. He beat him for 12 rounds and won on a decision. That's cool. But I'm not shocked. His career is not over because he lost to Rolly. And I heard somebody saying Rolly was a tune-up. Rolly ain't no tune. Wasn't no tune-up for Ryan. That wasn't no tune-up. That was a real fight. That was a real fight. That was not a tune-up. Ryan knew it was a real fight, and Rolly knew it was a real fight. But Rolly felt some type of way because people kept overlooking and talking about the Devin and Ryan fight. And I got a clip I want to share. I got to pull it up from Rolly, and we're going to talk about some of the stuff Rolly said because Rolly make a lot of sense. Like, I don't know why people always try to play Rolly like he was dumb. Like, I don't know. They don't like his style. He's one of Tank opponents. They want to continue to try to make it seem as if Tank don't fight nobody and all this other stuff. And it's just simply not true. And now it's getting exposed. So to say Ryan wasn't on Osterine, that's why he lost. Um, If that's your 2 cents, that's cool. I feel like that could be true, but just because you don't like Ryan or you think he cheated or you know where he get his steroids from, but you won't make a video and say nothing about it and expose him, you protecting him. That don't mean there weren't other factors at play. That don't mean there wasn't other factors at play. Ryan sat out for a year. Ryan had to deal with the drug cheat allegations, whether he did it. Well, if he did it, he got caught. He had to deal with that. If he didn't do it, they think you did it. He had to deal with that. He's out the ring for a year. He's moving up a weight class, and he's fighting Rolly, who's a puncher. We all know Ryan's a quote unquote quitter. He got dropped. Rolly said he got neutralized. He tried to do this. He tried to do that. Rolly had an answer for it all. And we all know Ryan's not just that great of a boxer. He's decent. He's getting better with Derek James, and that's another person that people don't want to admit is getting better. Ryan Garcia is getting better. It don't matter if he took PEDs or Ostrine. Okay, he's a cheater. Ryan Garcia is a cheater. Let's just say it. Ryan Garcia cheated Devin. He's a cheater. Now that we got that out the way, he's also getting better. Let's not try to take Rolly's win away by trying to say he wasn't on Ostrine and chalking up Rolly winning to the fact that he wasn't on Ostrine. Like that's not fair. And I can't understand how people love belts so much. Oh, he a champion. He was a champion. He a belt. He a belt. Soon as Rolly Romero get the belt, they already start trying to discredit him. Oh, that's the Reggie belt. It's the regular belt. It's not a real belt. It's not a real belt. That's the Reggie belt. It doesn't count. He's really a 2 division champion. He's not a 3 division champion because that's the regular belt. Does he have to fight mandatories? Does the best person in the division, quote unquote, not hold the belt? And it's crazy how y'all continuously jump through hoops to discredit these fighters that you don't want to be able to credit other fighters too, because you keep insisting on that they ain't fought nobody when it ain't true. I was watching Rolly Romero before I got on here. I ain't get to finish it. I'm watching Rolly Romero on the Danza Project. I think that's the name of the show. And this dude is trying to be like, oh, I got Shakur and Keyshawn, and this my top 3 lightweights. I used to have Tank as my top lightweight, but he don't fight nobody. Rolly looked at him and said, name one of Shakur opponents besides Oscar Valdez. Guess what the host couldn't do? Name another opponent. Rolly not finna let you not be real and be capping up there. So let's you cannot like Rolly, you cannot like his style, whatever the case may be. You can't keep saying this man is trash. He got 3 belts. And that's all y'all be concerned about. Is somebody having a belt. He's won 3 of them. Y'all been calling this man trash through 3 divisions, and getting 3 belts. But any other fighter, it's all about the belts. They a 2 division champion. They unified. You don't care who they got the belts from. You don't care if they fought for vacant belts. You don't care. None of that matters to you. You don't jump through all them hoops on how they got the belts. It just matters that they get the belt. I'm just saying. Randall 700 say, I think what makes Rolly awkward is he switched from martial arts to boxing. Yeah, he was a martial artist that came to boxing. It wasn't like he couldn't fight or he didn't have any experience fighting. He did. It just wasn't in boxing. These new fight fans are conditioned to say foolishness like that. I'm telling you, Mr. Greg. They call Dev a master boxer, but he could take Ryan's hook away or jab or stay defensively responsible. Rolly did all those. So whose IQ is higher? Shout out Cash. That's what I'm saying. So Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia, they say is the best fight on the card. Hold on, y'all. So y'all want me to get on Devin Haney or what we gonna talk? What y'all what else? What y'all thought about the weekend? Let me get y'all 2 cents. Y'all quiet in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you punch that like button. Make sure you punch that subscribe button if it's your first time here. How do y'all feel about the fights this weekend? Because I'm just saying, let's okay, we talked about the Ryan Roley fight. Some people feel like, oh, he wasn't on Austrian and he wasn't as fast and he wasn't as quick. And I mean, okay, like I don't know what people want from people. Like you feel Devin was cheated, Devin was cheated. Okay, like we literally have to move on from that. Serious, like there's no reason to keep bringing that up. Like y'all gonna talk about Austrian every time Ryan fight? That's cool. Every time we talk about the fight or PTSD, we gonna have to say, well, Ryan was on Austrian. That's cool. It doesn't change the reality of it. Devin experienced a beating in the ring, whether he was on Austrian or not. The effects are real. The punishment was real. The punches was real. All of that was real. So Devin the Dream Haney gets in the ring. We've been watching interviews and oh, Devin gonna be new and improved. He's sitting down on his punches. He all of this stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I really was watching this for Devin because I wanted Devin to have a comeback moment because everybody likes a good comeback story. And if y'all go back and watch my videos, I've been saying, hey, Devin's back since the time he tweeted he was back. We're going to follow the story. We're going to see how it unfolds. And we're going to see how he come back. So the fight happens, right? And I wasn't expecting Devin to lose. And that's why I was asking before the fight. I asked y'all before the fight. I asked y'all before the fight. Does Devin just have to win or does it matter how he performs? Does he have to just win or does it matter how he performs? Now, I was hoping Devin would have a Stephen Fulton moment where he get in the ring, boom, boom, he show everybody I'm back, I'm cool, I'm straight, I'm recovered. But unfortunately, he didn't do that. Unfortunately, he did not do that. He got in the ring and he looks like he wasn't back. And he looked like he wasn't recovered. He looked very apprehensive in the ring. He was just pop shotting. He wasn't taking open shots. He moved around the ring in a circle the whole fight, all 12 rounds. He only landed 70 punches. Every time Ramirez got close to him, he ducked his head and grabbed. I'm like, wow. First round, I'm like, okay, Devin, all right. Second round, I'm like, okay, okay. Third round, he started getting some shots off a little bit more. I'm like, oh, okay. So he must go, kind of pick it up. Because you could tell, like, the rust was kind of there. Because his shots looked a little off at first. And then he started landing them that jab. Pow! Right? He started landing shots. Pow, pow. By the fifth round, and he was still doing that. And I'm seeing him like just look so apprehensive every time Ramirez get close. He duck down, grab, like, oh man. And I'm just asking for people to be, you know what I'm saying? Just be honest and say what it was. Nobody's hating on Devin. He back in the ring. He got a win. Maybe he'll look better next fight. Maybe he had to just get that one out the way. But I don't think he should have been on this card. He should not have been on the card. But maybe they didn't know he wasn't ready. But he shouldn't have been on this card if he wasn't really ready. Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they thought he was going to get in the ring and be okay. And once he got in there, big stage for him. So the questions are still there. The question still remains. The question still remain. We seen him back in the, so we know he's okay physically. He was able to move laterally around the ring the whole time. He was get his punches off. They looked like they had a little pop on them, just a little bit. He looked fine physically. So now we know he's fine physically, but is he okay mentally? You heard Bill in the corner telling him it's all in your head, basically. Like, you got to get out your head. Like, come on, let your hands go. What's good? So then we go to the next chapter. Devin Haney fans. Devin Haney fans. We go to the next chapter. Now, what y'all think about the assessment I just gave with Devin? What do y'all think? Honest assessment? Am I hating? Am I man? I'm not doing none of that. That's my honest assessment. Maybe he got in the ring and ran around as a big F you to Turkey for putting me on this undercard. That could be a theory, but I doubt it. Because you got to fight another fight with Turkey, so I don't know why you would do that. So that's just what it is. So, well, he won the fight. Devin Haney won the fight. That's how Devin Haney fans look. He won the fight. He won the fight 11-1. He 12 zipped him. It was a shutout. How can y'all say it was a bad performance and it was a shutout? He ran around the ring and pop shot it the whole night. That's what they said, Cash. All he got to do is win. He ran around the ring and pop shot it the whole night. And I'm just trying to understand, why do y'all want to turn professional boxing into amateur boxing so bad? Why do you want to turn professional boxing into amateur boxing so bad, y'all? This ain't no amateur fight. Oh, it's boxing based off the point system. This ain't an amateur fight. They're not in there counting how many punches you land. But you evading the fight. You not engaging. No effective aggression. There's other scoring criteria in the fight. Boxing is not based off points. This is not the Olympics. But what I'm starting to realize is a lot of y'all favorite fighters fight like amateurs. So y'all want to turn the pros into amateur boxing. It's not. It's not. A win is a win. A win is a win. A win is a win. That's Devin Haney fans. You in there looking apprehensive. You're not throwing no punches. I'm seeing you create the angles in the open shots. They right there. A win is a win. And if we honest, the issue is not even your performance. The issue is not even Devin's performance. The issue is y'all not being honest about it. We all saw it. We all saw it. But you want to say a win is a win? No, a win is not a win. They've already said if you don't engage in a fight, you're not finna win that hoe. You know how many people can get in the ring and run around? Is that what y'all want boxing to turn into? Could you imagine? Could y'all imagine? I just want y'all to go to somewhere with me real quick, right? I want you to close your eyes and I want y'all to picture this, right? Lamont Roach Tank Davis rematch. Tank runs around the ring and pop shots Lamont Roach for 12 rounds. Can y'all tell me what y'all think the response and the reaction would be to that? Would a win be a win? No, a win wouldn't be a win. Let me tell you why a wouldn't be a win. Because these same people that saying a win is a win are the same people that'll say stuff like Tank was losing that fight till he got the knockout. What? Why are we even talking about losing a fight if a win is a win? It don't matter if he was losing a fight. Did he win? A win is a win. So why are you even bringing that up? A win is a win. A win is a win. Why are you even like the man is winning and you bringing up when he was losing, even though he won? But y'all want to tell me a win is a win when you run around the ring for 12 rounds, look apprehensive, look like a deer caught in headlights every time the fighter get close to you, you duck your head and wrap up, and you want to tell me a win is a win? And you want to tell me, but y'all the same people that was clowning Shakur about the De Los Santos fight. Y'all was the same people, but when your favorite fighter do it, a win is a win. Man, y'all tripping with this. This is a professional sport. This is not the amateurs. If I want to go see people run around a ring and pop shot, when I go take my son to his amateur bouts, I'll sit there and do that. And they don't even do that in the they don't even fight like that in the amateurs. They don't even fight like that in the amateurs, y'all. A win is a win. That is crap. That is a loser mentality. I'm telling y'all, a lot of y'all got loser mentalities, bro, and I don't understand it. No way y'all should be condoning that. And then it's so crazy. Let me tell y'all how crazy. Let me tell y'all how crazy it got. And look, this 2 cents after dark, man. Look, this is I've been seeing it all day. I said I'm talking about it tonight because this shit getting out of control. This shit getting out of control. This shit getting out of control. Cause guess what they start saying? He Floyd. He like Floyd. He hit and don't get hit. He hit and don't get hit. It's the sweet science. It's boxing. Like Floyd. Hit and don't get hit. It's hit and don't get hit. Hit and don't get hit. It's not hit, run, 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 lateral movement, lateral movement, lateral movement, lateral movement, hit, lateral movement, lateral movement, lateral movement, lateral movement, lateral movement, lateral movement, oh, grab, 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 lateral movement, hit. Come on, y'all. That's not boxing. Y'all will never let another fighter get away with that. I swear y'all wouldn't. I swear y'all would not let another boxer get away with that. Now, I'm very understanding of the fact of Devin's situation. I don't have no problem with Devin, what he had to do in the ring to get the win and all of that. That's cool. The issue is y'all not being honest. And then when people oppose the bullshit y'all saying, now everybody a hater and a this and a that, and we hate Devin and y'all don't understand why we don't like Devin. It's because y'all aren't honest. Y'all force people to oppose y'all and argue with y'all and disagree with y'all and continue to point out what we saying because y'all lying. Y'all just flat out lying. There was nothing Floyd-esque about what Devin Haney did. Nothing. First of all, Mayweather ain't never been dribbled off the canvas that many times. One. And two, Mayweather ain't never ran around no ring like that. Ever. He's never done that. Oh, what about Rigondeaux? Rigondeaux ain't never had no fight with no least punches thrown. See, what y'all are doing is y'all are taking narratives of other fighters. Y'all are taking narratives of other fighters. Oh, Rigondeaux ran around the ring. But go watch some Rigondeaux fights. That boy was. I mean, he had some fights when he was running around. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm just saying, for the most part, he still was punching. He was punching. He ain't never had no fight with no least punches thrown. Not that I know of. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, well, it used to be a narrative that Floyd Mayweather ran around. That was just a narrative. He wasn't really running around. He wasn't really running around. You're really running around, and then you want to try to snatch a narrative from a great fighter and apply that narrative to yourself and be like, see, they say I run around. They said Floyd ran around. What? Nigga, what? So you're gonna attach yourself to the negative narrative of the fighter and then compare yourself as if you're the same? That's what y'all doing? They do that same stupid shit with Shakur. And they said the same thing about Floyd Mayweather. They said the same thing about Floyd Mayweather. What does that mean that they said the same thing about Floyd Mayweather? What does it mean that they said this? It doesn't mean nothing. It has nothing to do. We talking about two different fighters. They got the same narratives, but that don't mean they doing the same damn thing. I mean, I be like, am I tripping? I swear, I be like, am I tripping? Because this shit don't make no sense. Why is everybody talking about Devin? He won. It was a shutout. Since when is a shutout a bad fight? What? What do you mean since when is a shutout a bad fight? You didn't there was no fight, bro. There was no fight. Well, it was Ramirez's job to cut off the ring. Really? Really? So a fighter can just get in the ring and run around, barely engage, and it's the other fighter's fault. Y'all trying to turn this into the amateurs and it's the pros because y'all favorite fighters fight like fucking amateurs. That's what it is. Devin went back to fighting how he normally fight. No, that's not how Devin normally fight. Like, stop it. Stop it. And then y'all want to say like, oh, everybody ducking Shakur. Nobody ducking you, bro. Nobody wants to fight you doing that. Nobody wants to fight you fighting like that. They really don't. Because they're entertainers and they want to put on the entertaining fight. And they're not gonna have an entertaining fight with you running around the ring. You hear it all the time. If a professional fighter don't want to get hit or knocked out, you're not gonna be able to do it. Like they're smart enough and know enough to survive. So all y'all Devin Haney fans running around here with the it was a shutout, a win is a win. Like y'all are not doing Devin Haney no justice for real. Y'all not doing Devin Haney no justice for real. And another reason why y'all getting so much backlash is because look how y'all acted. Y'all lied about Ramirez going to the hospital. Who believed that this man was going to the hospital and you landed 70 punches? Put a one in the chat if you was like, ooh, who Devin hurt him, he going to the hospital. I said, why the fuck? Why would he be going to the hospital? That don't even make sense. You online, you buying watches, you doing all this. Like, I don't know, man. It's weird to me. It's weird to me. I'm curious who Devin gonna fight next. I'm gonna keep following the story. I'm gonna keep giving my 2 cents, but we're gonna be honest over here. We're not gonna be doing all that capping. We're not gonna be doing all that capping. It is what it is. Devin didn't look that good in that fight. Physically, he looked fine. Obviously, he's conditioned and in shape. We know for sure he in shape. We know for sure Devin Haney's in shape. The way he moved around for 12 rounds, he definitely in shape. But how is his mental? And everybody like, oh, I want to see Devin versus Blair Cobb. I want to see Devin versus. Let's see Devin versus some counseling if he's not in counseling already, so he can mentally get back together to fight. And maybe he might fight another 2 fights and he might retire. I don't know. Because when like I told y'all, when he did that cigar talk interview and they started asking him about his future, he got real uncomfortable. He started picking up his water bottle. He started drinking out his water bottle. And that's when I was like, yeah, it's something going on. There's something going on with Devin. I realized the thing. Go back and watch my video. I say it in the video. Go back and watch it. But he had to see where he was at. Respect to Devin for getting back in there and seeing where he was at. But I don't know how he ever gonna get back to the top. I don't know if the 147-pound division, like that's gonna be tough for Devin. He might have to go back to 140. He might have to stay at his Devin weight, 143 or 144, whatever it is. See, you've been talking so much noise. I don't fight it. Real fighters don't fight at catch weights and use rehydration clauses. Now you got to fight it at catch weight. You gonna be bringing people down and shit. You might have to use a rehydration clause. All because you want to make somebody look bad. Now it's all full circle and it's falling back on you. When the whole time all this stuff just been a part of boxing. And people do it and fighters do it. It's just boxing. But Bill and Devin, I've been saying this the whole time. I thought after they lost to Ryan, they was gonna stop capping, start being more honest with you know what I'm saying? But I guess that's just them. Like that's just them. That's just how they gonna do. That's how they gonna rock. That's how they gonna ride. They gonna cap. They fans gonna cap. They not gonna be honest. And it's just gonna be bad. It's just gonna end up all bad. It ended up all bad the first time. I think it's gonna end up all bad again because they didn't learn a lesson. They didn't learn a lesson. Whether Ryan Garcia cheated or not, like, and I keep saying that's irrelevant. And I don't mean like it's irrelevant if he got cheated or that Ryan cheated him. I'm saying that it's irrelevant to the fact that it don't play a part on the reality of what's happening. Ryan cheated you, okay, but that don't excuse you lying, capping, acting like this. Like none of that excuses that. And it's like they just want to keep falling back on he got cheated by Ryan for every single thing. Hold on, somebody had something in the chat I want to talk about. Supreme say these niggas so desperate they using Inouye versus Cardenas to shit on Tank and praise Shakur versus Padley. What? How they doing that? These niggas so desperate they using Inouye versus Cardenas. How? How are they doing that? And why do people want to praise Shakur versus Padley? Like, okay, I'm gonna talk about this real quick and I'm gonna drop the link. I already been talking for 45 minutes. How I'm gonna drop the link. Hold on, let me drop the link. How are people praising? Why do people want Shakur and Padley to be praised. That's the issue I'm having. You took a fight, a late replacement, you beat them as you should have, and what? Like, what do y'all want? What? I don't understand. Like, praise? Nobody finna praise you beating somebody on a late replacement. What are you talking about? And not even a late replacement, like a couple weeks late replacement. I'm talking about 3 days late replacement. Like, what kind of praise do you want for that, bro? You beat them, you stopped them. Cool. Let's move the fuck on. Why do we what? Yo, Two Cents talk about Raymond Cardenas responding saying he hasn't done lift in years. And why did Shakur even tweet that? That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna be real quick. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I thought I was disappointed in Earl Spence after the Terrence Crawford fight, knowing like all the things he had going on and he didn't get the surgery and he probably fought all this stuff, right? But to me, Earl had already solidified himself after he came back 18 months off that car crash, beat Danny Garcia and beat Ugas. I was like, Earl solidified to me. If he beat Terrence Crawford, that's the icing on the cake. You ain't gonna be able to say nothing about him, right? But he did what he had to do. He had to get his bread, whatever the case may be. But these up and coming fighters, I mean, not even up and coming. This new set of fighters, they are so disappointing. They are so disappointing. Like, they definitely gonna let you down. It's like they don't live up to their moments. Rolly lived up to his moment. Ryan missed his moment. Devin, I guess Ryan had his moment with Tank. Devin missed his moment, in my opinion. This was Devin's moment this weekend. This was his moment. This was the time for him to break out, in my opinion. I feel like he missed it because he didn't do nothing in that fight. I don't know if it's because he couldn't do nothing, whatever the case may be, but I just feel like he missed his moment. Maybe he'll have another moment the next fight. You gotta understand, a lot of these fanatics never played higher than C team level in anything. Man, they ain't never played. Listen, Cash, these people have never even got better and overcame adversity in a video game. That's like they don't even know. They have no idea. They have no idea. Shout out Mr. Greg on the panel.
Good evening. How are you?
How's it going? I just been up here talking. It's been 45 minutes. I ain't even realize I was going that
Go and
long.
do your thing, sis. This is 2 cents after dark. You saying all the right things that they need to hear. I wish that this group of fighters, since Inoue was something I was going to mention anyway, would watch 4 fights of Inoue. The 2 fights with Donier, the one with Neri, and the one last Sunday. And the reason why I say that is, and each those were tough fights in terms of in a way was getting hit. He got knocked down not just Sunday, but Neri knocked him down, and Donier was giving him hell. But you see how he responded in all of those fights, and that's a case study for these new guys to understand. It's not enough to just have talent. It's not enough to just have a name on internet and do some YouTube stuff. You have to will to go in there in this ring because it's still entertainment and entertain and win and fight very well since everybody claims they the best. Everybody claims they like that in the ring. But then you have moments when you don't show any of that and you keep doing the same thing. I love that Rolly won. That Rolly decided no matter how much people talked about him and said he was trash and things of that nature, but they don't understand. He kept getting fights for some reason, and he showed why in this last fight. He didn't give up. He didn't. He still believed in himself enough to keep trying to win, and that moment came for him, and he won. And that's what the other guys don't seem to understand. It's just not about getting. Yeah, you can get a bag and you're supposed to. But if you want to respect the fans, if you want to be go down and be a Hall of Famer and things of that nature, and be talked about in a favorable way, you have to do your fights that favors the fans coming back to see you again and again and again. It doesn't matter. I mean, you don't want to lose. I get that. But when you're like, say, a Devin, even when you win, you still lose. It's because of your performance. And performance is what the game of boxing is about as well. People come to see a good performance, just like they go to see a concert. You can love the artist you're going to see, but if they keep giving you bad shows, you're not coming. You're not going. You're not going to come to them, and you're going to talk about them. And bad news travels like the plague, very fast. And after a while, you get the reputation of not being worth going. I'll just listen to your records. I don't want to go to your concert because your concerts are always bad. This is the mentality that they have to develop, and I don't know what's going to need to happen because so many of these managers and trainers are using whatever leverage and positioning that they can to get their guy, and I've said this many times, get their guy in fights where they're most likely going to win, where they're not going to get that much of a challenge, where it's not going to be anything critical, where they're not going to be asked to do much. And sometimes they end up not doing much. There was no reason for Devin not to come in back into this ring Saturday or Friday and be spectacular. No reason other than the fact that he's gun shy. It was obvious. You can have all the skills, but if boxing is 75% mental, and you still are worried about getting that punch to the side of your head, the temple shot, the jaw, and finding yourself on the canvas being embarrassed as opposed to being on that front floor, knowing you got to get up and knowing you're going to show these fans and the guy who put you down, you going down next. Even if the effort is never there for none of them. It's just, just be safe, move around, throw a few shots, and after a while, you start, even your corner starts to wait a minute, you got to do a little bit more than this because they know it's more than just you, whether you win or not, is how you look in the ring to the people who pay to see you. These guys don't seem to get it. And I just don't think that they're conditioned mentally to go through the kind of hell you got to go through in the sport of boxing. You have to be able to go through it. You have to be built for it. It doesn't matter how fast your hands are. Doesn't matter how sculpted your body is. Do you have the real mental capacity to get in the ring with a man who's going to try to hurt you the same way you're supposed to try to hurt him? And sometimes the answer is no. For me, with Devin, the answer was, no, I don't think so. Not right now. I'm not ready to do that. But I would just say I would watch those kind of hard fights. You don't have to have a hard fight every time you go in the ring, but you certainly should get in the ring and fight hard. And they don't do it. And it's real
Absolutely.
disappointing. Yeah. Hey, Cash, and who's that? JB Sports. How y'all doing?
What up, bro?
Hey,
Cash,
how's it going? How's it going?
what's in the Cash, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, I'm gonna just take off where what Mr. Gray was talking. I think social media, social media, pretty much in my head has ruined boxing, man. Because people are so worried about losing that they scared to even fight. Sometimes, like nigga, I don't give a fuck if somebody lose. I want to see a good fight. Man, you put on a good fight and you lose, I ain't finna drag you nowhere. Like, but you got these goofy fans that shit on people for the dumbest shit, man. So niggas are so scared to lose. They put on these fights like Shakur and Devin, man. Shit is it's nobody's job to chase a nigga around the ring for 12 rounds, man. That shit is fucking ridiculous, man. I hate and I'm so sick of seeing these niggas run and grab their way to a win, man. That shit is not boxing. I don't know, man. This shit is ridiculous. Shout out to Rolly, man, the GOAT of Fatal Fury, man. Shit.
Yeah, shout out to Rolly, man. Y'all don't know why y'all been rolling and lost fights, won fights. I mean, it's not that big a deal. But see, the problem is y'all not honest. Y'all kept wanting to call Rolly trash because y'all didn't like his style. I mean, why are y'all saying Rolly trash? I mean, he wasn't the best boxer, but he could win fights. Shout out to Supreme Heyman on the panel. JB Sports, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, I agree with you on Rolly Romero. One thing he always had was power, and he's very, very awkward. And what people probably was missing was he was draining himself. They were talking about how Haney was draining himself to make 135. Well, the same could be said for Rolly, man. He was draining himself to make 135 too. He was a big 135 pounder. He probably was weak at 140. So this is probably his best weight at 147. He's a guy that's a very, very awkward fighter. And him and his team came up with a good game plan where they kept the right hand glued to their side of their face. So they took away Ryan Garcia's left hook. And Ryan Garcia, at this stage of his career, still ain't developed a right hand and still ain't developed a jab, man. That was the problem in that fight, man. He had nothing but the left hook. Rolly took that away, and he had nothing else to bring to the fight. And that's how Rolly was able to win a comfortable decision. After the knockdown, Ryan was, he was spooked, didn't want to let his hands go, and it was pretty much Rolly put the fight in cruise control and eased his way to an easy win over Ryan Garcia by outboxing Ryan Garcia to the surprise of a lot of people who didn't see that coming.
Facts,
Mhm.
facts, facts. And my thing is, let's not credit Rolly's win to Devin. Like, oh, I don't want to see the rematch now because he lost to Rolly. Like, that's not Devin. Like, I don't understand this because you lost. I don't want to see. That doesn't make any sense. Boxers lose. What? So he gotta never lose to fight Devin? Like, I don't understand. Big Supreme, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I just want to say, salute to everybody. Shout out to Uncle Greg. Shout out to Cash. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to JB Sports. Yo, Too Rich always talking some bullshit in the comments, man. What is he talking about?
Let me
See,
see.
this is what I don't like, right? Guys
Said,
like him, right, or say that we value entertainment and ticket sales. Basically, throwing a shot at Tank. But you can't blame fans for gravitating towards Tank because he knocks people out, bro. Same thing with Anyway. Anyway is a rock star in Japan because he knocks people out. Whether he gets knocked down by Louis Neri, who's a power puncher, who also was on steroids, mind you. Raymond Cardenas, power puncher, has a lot of knockouts. Quick, fast, got a nice left hook, and he got caught because he takes chances. Unlike a Haney, unlike a Shakur, unlike a Africa. I can't count how many times I've watched Africa fight and seen him hurt a guy, and he just doesn't do nothing. Same
Mm-hmm.
thing with Haney, same thing with Shakur. Like, fans want to see blood. Not saying that we want boxing to be like the UFC, but we want to see some entertainment, bro. We don't want to see nobody running around the ring. We don't want to see nobody excessively clenching. We don't want to see nobody disengaging. We want to see fighters, bro. This is the reason why Better BF is a fan favorite. Anyways, a fan favorite. Even Crawford. I don't know why he didn't get the mainstream success. That could be attributed to Bob or
Because of the level of competition he fought.
that
That's why.
too. And what I don't like is what I said in the comments earlier about them trying to praise Padley, right? Anyway, it's stopping dudes that's never been stopped, never been on a canvas, and they're unified champions. You look at Marlon Tapales, unified champion. You look at Fulton, unified champion. Paul Butler, unified champion. Just because you don't know these guys don't mean that they can't fight. And I hate when they say that, oh well, these guys are from a smaller weight class, nobody cares about them. Isn't that something that casual will say? How you don't
Mhm.
care about the smaller guys because you feel like they can't fight? There's a lot of guys down there that knock people out. Nakatani, Masamichi Yabuki, Inoue. There's a lot of guys out there that's entertaining, but I feel like the fans don't gravitate towards it because my thing is I feel like it's American exceptionalism. We feel like if it's not American, if it's a Japanese, Chinese, or Uzbekistani guy, we label them as bums. Like we only want to see Mexicans, African
America first.
Americans. Say it again.
America
America
first.
first.
yeah, it's kind of hard to be a star in boxing if you are less than 135 pounds. When you just look at over the history of
Hold on,
boxing.
JB. Let him finish. Let him finish. Go
Yeah, let
Okay,
me
ahead,
my
land
bad.
my
Supreme.
plane because I don't want to go on a tangent. All I'm saying is when you look at it anyway, this dude has 30 fights, 27 knockouts. He's been fighting at the championship level since he was 5-0. So for 25 fights in a row, all of them have been championship fights. And all of them have been pretty much stoppages. The only person he didn't stop was Donaire within that time frame. So how could you not gravitate towards someone like that? And then to say that Padley should be praised because he didn't have a full camp. And Raymond Cardenas is trained by Joel Diaz. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of dudes be content creators, but then they sound like the casuals themselves. If you know who Joel Diaz is, he trained Tim Bradley. He trained Oderbek Komatov, Madrimov, the small guy, Akhmadaliev. These guys are unified champions. So you're not going to be a lift drive again trained by Joel Diaz. That's one. Two, he's been on Pro Box like 5 times within the last year and a half. So I feel like these dudes just see things and just want to defend their favorite fighter, basically. But I'm gonna land my plane. That's all
Yeah,
I got.
Yeah,
Let me,
anyway,
hold on. Let me respond to Too Rich real quick. He says the problem is YouTube content creators are preaching a casual message, preferring entertainment and ticket sales over skill and accomplishments. Bro, if you want to see skills and accomplishments, go watch amateur boxing.
straight
I
up.
don't understand why y'all keep trying to change pro boxing to amateur boxing. It's about ticket sales and entertainment, bro. Why
And
you
let
think
me
they doing all this to get paid, bro? Like I don't understand it. Hold on, because he says this other crazy shit too.
I want
Tank
to
knocking
respond to that,
out
but go ahead though.
fighters. Tank knocking out fighters that are tripping over their front feet. Who? Who, Mister Too Rich? I ain't never seen Tank Davis fight a fighter that ain't put up a fight like Barinchek did with Keyshawn Davis. Never. Never seen it. And we have to wait 3 years to see if the win ages well. How long have we been waiting for your favorite fighters' wins to age?
This
Have
dude
they
is
aged?
goofy, man.
Yeah, let me address that last part, right? When you look at Shakur, right? You fought Nakathila and ran around the ring. The next 2 fights, he got stopped in the second round, all by prospects. While you was the unified champion at 130. So my thing is this, right? We gotta wait for Tank's wins to age. But Pitbull became champion, Volley became champion, Barrios. We know Frank Martin's gonna do something in the future. So what's up with Shakur? What is Pally gonna do? What has Nakathila done? What is Valdez been getting his ass whooped ever since he fought him? So I don't get it. I don't get it. Like this dude's just a hater.
Valdez been getting stopped by basic guys. Man, come on,
Come
man.
on, man. This dude threatened to retire because he couldn't fight Navarrete.
yeah, not really. Yeah, not rather stop them last
Then
fight, beat
look,
him
they
twice.
said that Tank is pulling up Roach. He's a smaller guy, but now they sitting there trying to hype up Foster versus Shakur. Isn't he coming from a smaller weight class?
Oh, he fighting Zapata.
No, I'm saying though, the fans have been saying, or content creators been saying that, Shaki and Shakur might fight, but I'm like, he's a smaller guy, kept moving up in weight, but nobody says nothing.
Right,
Nobody
right,
said
yeah.
nothing about Shakur retiring because he couldn't fight. Was that Navarrete coming up for 130?
Yeah, that's Navarrete.
Y'all
Mm-hmm.
remember when he retired because he couldn't fight him coming up? Like what? Like it just don't make sense. But I'm just saying, like the reason why people can't be honest is because they want to continue to discredit Tank. And I hate to say that because I hate to like put that on people. Like they can't think and isolate things and be objective, but they really can't.
And you should
They
just say that.
cannot.
Hey, don't babysit them. You should
Now
say
he's saying
just
Tank
that.
is dirty, but then if we say that Haney's dirty for being with the drug chief that went to federal prison, they say we hating. Like this dude's just a weirdo. Like I don't understand. Like why you so mad at Tank, bro?
They
Like
get
what's the
conditioned.
reason for you to hate Tank with so much passion, bro?
They
Some
get
people can't see past their bias, man.
yeah. They just get
Yeah.
conditioned to say those things, and most of them don't. I want to ask them just
You
do
can
they
click the
ever
link. You
listen?
can
Do
drop
they
the link, Rich, so you can come up here, bro. Ain't nobody finna go back and forth with you in this chat. Come
do they
on up
ever
here.
listen to Supreme? Just listen to him when you see him when he come on. You know the man is watching fights. You know the man is studying them. You know he knows what he's talking about. Same thing with Two Cent. If you're gonna watch fights, I suggest continuously that you really learn it and understand the whole fight game, not just the parts of it that you want to talk about. And understand it's still entertainment. But they don't seem to get that. I don't know what it is other than there's
Because their favorite fighters fight like amateurs.
yeah, I guess
Not
it's
only
They,
that.
they,
that, Shakur did an interview calling out anyway. I didn't see nobody make a video about that.
bro,
What he called out
I done
anyway?
seen him
Yeah, he
drag
called out anyway.
anyway.
Said he would love to fight him. He could meet him at 130 or to be a great fight if you want to move up and wait. Nobody said he's a coward for picking on a smaller guy.
Yeah, anyway,
Meanwhile,
he left.
anyway said, I mean, Tank said, I don't want to fight anyway. He's too small.
Yeah,
And,
he
and
at
look
his
at
cap
how
weight right
Hey,
now. He's
too
at his
rich
cap
for him.
122.
yeah, he said he's not going up any further.
Yeah,
That's what
maybe
I'm saying. But then
126, but I
Shakur
think
still
that's
called him
pushing it.
out.
Yep.
But and he already went through 5 divisions. He said, "Shit, the fuck."
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you want to move up 8 divisions, bro?
Check it
like
That's
out.
Pacquiao.
crazy.
Shout out Big Dog Willie with the $2 in the super chat. Salute 2 Cents Boxing chat panel and great hair grease. Shout out Big Dog Willie.
Yeah,
Y'all know what
people
I
been
think?
Tell Big Doe Willie to get on the panel, man. He been talking
People
a
been
lot of shit lately.
disrespecting anyway all day in these chats, man. Talking about you got knocked down by a Lyft driver. Well, nigga, if you would take some chances, you might get knocked down too. But this dude got so much poise, and he don't panic when he get knocked down. He didn't get up and try to hug the rest of the round. He made a quick adjustment and got the whooping on that dude, who's a good motherfucking fighter, man. I don't know how motherfuckers ain't giving
Not
this.
only that, right? Cash. We seen Shane almost knock Mayweather out, right? What
Yeah,
did Mayweather do? He stayed composed, stayed calm, and ended up beating the dog shit out of Shane Mosley.
you
Yeah.
Why
can't
we
teach
don't give
that.
any way credit for doing the same thing? Mind you,
You
he
can't.
never got hit with the same punch again.
Yep, facts.
It got to be inside you. That's why I say today's fight, they don't have what they need inside of them. You can't teach those kind of things. It
You
has
can't
to
teach
be
Facts.
what any way
habit
got.
or you don't. And in a way, got it. He
He
got it.
got
Yeah,
it.
you got that dog, no doubt
He
about it.
got
Not
that
only
Shout out
that,
dog in him, man.
Boxing. Hold on. Shout out Boxing Hacker with the $5 in the super chat. Argument of age and resumes isn't real. Floyd beat Zab Super Judah. Zab went on to lose a series of fights, including Paulie. Does that affect Floyd's resume? Shout
nigga's a
out Boxing
cornball.
Hacker.
This nigga's a
That was
cornball.
undisputed at 147. I think he might have forgot that.
He
He was
forgot
undisputed at
that. This nigga's a
147.
cornball.
Champion at 140.
Come
Unified.
on,
When he
man.
unified champion at 140 before he lost to Contazoo, man. Zab got a hell of a resume. He fought some killers
Oh, was
back in
that
the day.
that was boxing hacker who said that? Okay,
These are
Yeah.
cornballs. You know
I
what's so
get it
crazy?
now.
They don't realize that, all right, when we break down Floyd's resume, you look at Marquez, you look at Pacquiao, you look at Oscar, um, what's the other guy? Cotto. So you're telling me that
I
Mayweather beat
Corte.
Ike Corte. So
Mhm.
Mayweather has beaten at least 3 or 4 division champions. That's crazy. How you beat Oscar, Pacquiao, Cotto, and Marquez, who all are 4+ division champions, bro? As a smaller guy moving up in weight. But we'll look at Zab Judah.
And Corrales, he beat Corrales as
He beat
well.
Corrales too.
When his
So my thing
father
is
was
like,
petrified about him fighting Corrales.
and
Yeah, that
then
was a
he
two
beat the
50
dog shit
fight.
out of Corrales.
Yep.
Man, Freddie, man, it's a Floyd boy fought a bunch of good people, man.
He fought
Castillo.
at least 10 Hall of Famers, bro. And I don't know why they keep focusing on, like, why would you bring up Zab Judah? That makes no sense, bro. I don't get that. Like, what was Hacker trying to do with that? Yeah, forget
That
it.
was a good
Exactly.
win.
Shut the fuck up, nigga.
That actually was a good win. He trying to say like that was a weak win. That was a good fighter. Undisputed at 147, champion at 140, unified champion at 140. He's a good
But
fighter.
but
Now,
you see,
yeah,
he said,
if
forget
he
it
would
though, J
probably took it a
Sports.
little more serious, he probably got a little bit more out of his career, Zab, but he still had a hell of a career. He fought a lot of top guys in his era.
And he almost beat Danny Garcia when he's like 38.
Yeah, that was a hell of a fight. The lead up to that fight was crazy. Him and his Danny Garcia's dad going back and forth. That was crazy. That was a good fight up at the Barclays. That
Mm-hmm.
was probably his last great performance, even though he lost. He showed a lot of heart. He rocked Danny a couple of times in that fight too. That was a good fight.
Then he
And
goes,
that's
look,
what
look,
we
look,
want.
look, look, look at the hate, bro. You gonna say that Zab Judah was weak, right? Costa Zoo got knocked out by my man Vince Phillips.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Upset of the year, 1996. Like, y'all gotta start doing y'all research. I really do boxing, bro. Like, you can't sit here and say a man is weak for getting knocked out when the same man that did him like that was like a 70-1 underdog and knocked him out cold. So what are we talking about?
You're talking about guys who don't know what they're watching and don't do any work to find out to know what they're watching.
I'm just on
Up,
here to argue.
yeah, 1996, upset of the year. Do your research, bro. He got knocked out by Vince Phillips.
Hmm. Yeah.
I wonder what happened to him. I know he was working in for some what's the trainer for what was Pacquiao's trainer again name again?
Roach.
Freddie Roach.
Yeah, Vince was working in his gym for a minute, and then something real messy happened, so he couldn't work there no more.
I bet he won't get
Too
on a
Rich.
panel.
How many pay-per-views did your favorite fighter sell? Too Rich. 260,000. That's a lot of pay-per-views, bro. What are
Some
you talking
corny
about?
comments, man. Corny
I
comments.
don't
Cornballs,
understand.
man.
What's the criticism? Like, I don't understand. Y'all thought he was gonna do 1.2, and then I hear people using that point. He did 1.2 million and ain't did it since. Like, that's not something you're gonna keep doing, y'all. Like, what are y'all talking about?
Yeah, thing they don't know, they had did him. Ain't nobody had did $1 million, over $1 million in a minute. What was
In
Canelo
years.
Triple G? Canelo Triple G was like the last one to do $1 million, or maybe it was Canelo and Chavez Jr.
Nah,
Maybe
nah,
they
I
did
think
$1
I
million.
think I think Joshua did $1 million a couple times. I'm not gonna lie.
Josh
But what? Yeah, he did
over
a
there,
couple
yeah,
times.
over there in the UK. Yeah, in the UK he probably did. I was talking about here in the United States. When the last fight to do $1 million?
They pay-per-views $15 over there.
Yeah, what they
Yep.
understand is stealing pay-per-view and all of that is much easier, far easier than it was a few years ago. And so a lot of people are seeing these fights, they're just not paying for them.
They're
Or
trying to make
Yeah.
a law that
yeah,
to make that illegal. Actually,
so the
Yeah,
fire
legal
It's already
streaming.
illegal.
issue,
I don't
the
know if it's gonna
fire,
work though.
them using the fire stick, and then sometimes you'll have one guy who got a huge screen at his house, and he might invite 30 or 20 people over to his house. So they don't have to pay. They just gotta bring some beer, some food.
That's
So
Too
you
it.
got
Rich, who are the misfits? Who are the misfits, Too Rich? And I said, how many did your favorite fighter do?
That
You
was
talking
going to
about KSI numbers?
KSI. Yeah, he big over there in the UK, but nobody cares nothing about that over here.
His favorite fiber ain't sold a pay-per-view yet. I don't know why
It
he
was so
talking.
crazy. Like the whole weekend, we've been giving praise to Rolly and we've been shitting on Ryan, and we forget to realize that Tank knocked both of these dudes out.
Mhm.
Yep, yep.
So
And
how is
Tank said
Tank
that. Well,
like exposed or like not a great fight? I don't get it.
How can you still talk about his opponents when they just headline the card and your favorite fighter on the undercard? Shout out Big Dog Willie.
BK, hey, big dog.
Your
What's
favorite fighter
cracking?
on the undercard running around, but y'all keep trying to say and criticize Tank and his opponents when they the ones headlining the card. Rolly a 3 division champion.
yep,
Three division.
yep. He the division champion.
Two,
140,
Where?
I think two
Yo,
divisions.
147, and 135.
No, that's
Right?
it. That's he has a Reggie belt. He's not the champion.
Yeah, it all count though. It's not a interim belt. It's a belt, so it counts. It's not an
No,
interim. It's
no,
he
he's
had a
not three.
regular.
He
He
has
had a
a
regular.
he's
He got a regular
140.
147.
He's the 140 champion, but he's not no. That
Yeah, he
sounds.
got the belt. You know, Boost got the super at 147 WBA. He got the regular of the world, whatever you want to call it, at 147 in the WBA. So he does have a belt. It's not an interim. And he had the belt at 140, like you said, when he beat Barroso. Controversial as it was, he still won. Then he won one at what 135, right?
It's
Yeah,
the
the
No, that
belt. Yeah.
oldest
wasn't.
belt
He
in the
didn't win a belt at
sport.
135. He
It's
had
the
a belt.
oldest belt in the
Man,
sport,
he a three
man.
division champion. We not finna jump through hoops to try to discredit this man. I don't care if he got a Reggie belt. I don't care if he got an ordinary belt. I don't care if he got a tropical belt. He got a belt.
A
Right,
belt. Okay,
right,
okay. You put it like
right.
if you want to put it like that. Okay.
But it's true. The reason why so many darn belts is because of the sanctioning bodies. They get fees on all of them. It's not the fighter's fault. The fighter's there to fight. They want to win a belt. So if you got more belts to win or making it easier for them to win a fight, they're gonna do it that way. This is
All right.
not, fighters
If
didn't
you
come
want to
up.
put it, if you want to put it like that, all right.
I mean, just think about it though. Fighters was fighting for the one belt at one time. Sanctioning bodies say, "Oh, we can make some more money on these fees if we create new belts."
No,
And
what you're saying is true. That's true. But it's like professional wrestling. They have all different types of belt. Like a
yeah,
TV title belt,
but what's your
the
argument though,
Amazon
Big Dog?
belt. Huh?
What's your argument though? I don't get it. What are you saying about like he got a Mickey Mouse belt? Is what you saying?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not to me, and to a lot of people, it's not the belt that Jerron Ennis got.
Yeah, but look, this is what I don't like about y'all dudes, right? Y'all be saying like when it comes to Shakur and Haney, y'all try to get on some Farrakhan, Malcolm X shit and say that they being shitted on, like Tank is not black. That's one. Two, if you did your research, you know that Triple G had the WBA regular belt. Triple G had it, Danny Jacobs had it, Bivol had it. We look at
Canelo.
Deron and we look at Tank and we call it email champions, but we don't realize that Bivol got
I
elevated
have
as well.
never ever called Tank any
I'm just
email
saying that
champion.
whole clan,
Hey, don't
the
mix me
whole
up
clique you
with don't mix me
represent
up
and you
with.
be around
I
and
know, but you're mixing me up with you mixing me
listen, I'm
up
not
with.
mixing you up with nothing, bro. You be in the
Or
chat
don't
trolling and
say
sending
you guys. Don't say you guys.
you hacker, Frequent, y'all all do the same shit.
Oh,
Y'all
what do
all
I?
say the
What
same
no?
shit. Y'all
Explain
never
something
talk
I
about.
did. I
Listen,
think you're. I
listen.
know. I
Y'all
think you
never
got me.
talk.
Just because I
Listen, man.
troll doesn't mean just because I troll. I don't even talk about belts. I mean about Tank's ability in the ring at all. So don't have that garbage. I never say Tank can't do this. Tank
So
can't
you
do
sound like
that.
computer love. Big dog.
Yeah,
You
you
sound like
breaking up
computer
because you
love.
talking
Big
some
dog.
You
bull.
break it
All
up.
I'm saying is, you look at Tim Zoo, email champion. I don't hear nobody calling no email champion. You look at Bivol, got elevated. I don't hear nobody calling email champion.
When
You
I
look
when I
at
ever called
listen. You look at
any people email champion.
franchise belt. Nobody call it the Mickey Mouse belt. You got
He
people
just
that
speaking
still
in
think that
general. Big
Seal's
dog. Willie.
undisputed. So I'm trying to
Okay.
figure out whenever it's the black fighters, always these jokes, trying to clown them. But then for some reason, Haney and Shakur are supposed to be exempt. Anytime you,
And
Who
for
said
example,
Crawford.
I
who
said
says
one
that?
thing in the comment yesterday in Just Do channel, and you sent like 3 super chats trying to clown me, bro. Like y'all be going, man, hard defending these dudes, bro. It's not that serious, bro. I
Do
said
you, are you
one thing
getting
about
okay?
Shakur,
Okay.
and you sent,
Okay. Maybe you don't really know me that much, but
I know you, nigga. You be
everybody
trolling.
no. Everybody knows what I do. Everybody knows what I do.
What you do?
If you take it personally, I'm sorry.
I'm not
I
taking it
won't add your
personal. I'm
name.
just
I
saying,
won't
like, what
add
do
your
you do,
name
bro?
to it no more. But sound
He
like you're
say
taking
he
it
troll.
personally.
He the troll king. That's
Nah,
basically
but
what
I'm
he's saying.
saying he only troll when somebody say something about Shakur. I said
No,
one
I
thing about
know,
Shakur.
no.
Yes,
I
you
like
did, bro. Like you
no,
went back hard. Like
I
like
troll everybody. I used to troll Devin Haney. I used to troll. I now it's Tank.
no, that's not what I'm saying.
Everybody,
What I'm saying
everybody in this
is
panel can tell you that when I trolled Devin Haney, I was calling his dad one. His dad still be capping the cap. I didn't try to make a award up for his the
I ain't gonna
Devin
lie, big
Haney
dog.
award,
You're not
the Bill
standing on
Haney
your
award,
square, bro. You're
huh?
not standing on your square because I said one thing about Shakur, and then you said some shit in the super chat, and just had that shit on the screen for like 10 minutes. I'm like, bro, you can't say nothing about Shakur, bro. As soon as you say something about Shakur, here comes Big Dog.
Just
They get
because, just
emotional.
do
That shit crazy,
okay,
bro.
okay.
Y'all
I don't
niggas
understand
troll
this
Tank
argument.
all
I don't
day.
understand this
I don't
argument
call y'all
because
niggas out your name. I
I
don't
think
say
what it
nothing.
is
Y'all
that
mention
I
something
think
about
what it is.
Shakur, I'll be having
Hold
like
on,
10
but hold
different
on.
rooms. Like,
I
bro,
think no. I think what it is that I get on Tank's channel and go off at Tank all the time. Tank channels talk about Shakur, and just like it happens all over the internet. I don't know why you guys get so upset when I sit there and talk about
nobody
Tank.
getting upset. I'm just saying, like, that's kind of crazy. I ain't
All right,
upset.
hold on,
Okay,
y'all.
whatever.
Hold on, y'all. We got somebody new on the panel. Shout out Boxman Hacker.
Man,
Boxman
fuck him, man.
Hacker.
What you
What's
think
your
about
2
Haney's
cents
performance,
What's
for
Boxing
up?
the
Hacker?
What's
brother?
up?
What you think
What's your
about
2
Haney's
cents, Boxman
performance?
Hacker?
Huh? Hold
What
on
you
one
think
second
about
before
Haney's
you.
performance?
Yeah, I'll talk.
Hold
I'll
on.
mention
We
that.
only can allow one Haniac up here at a time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Big Dog. Look,
Yeah.
see, as soon as I say these niggas' name,
Hold,
Candyman, these niggas pop up.
hold on. Before we go any further, I want to clarify what I said about the whole Zab comment, right? So the conversation that you were having prior was about, oh, Tank's resume is aging because this person becomes champion, this person does this. That's not a real thing in boxing. What matters is who you are at the moment. When Floyd beat Zab Judah, Zab was the man at the moment. That's why
So
if
why y'all
people
let
when people
Terrence
look
Crawford
back at that
slide?
fight,
Hold on, Boxing Hacker, because you putting your foot in your mouth. Why
yeah,
y'all let Terrence Crawford slide with that bullshit ass resume then, if that's the case?
what are you talking about?
Exactly. You don't know what we talking
No,
about.
I never. The thing about Terrence Crawford, he's 2 times undisputed. I mean, that's what
Have
makes
never
his
defended
resume
it one
good. I'm not.
time.
That has nothing to do with what the conversation. I never said
Yeah,
that
but never defended
his
it one
future
time though.
opponents did something. I don't know what his future opponents did.
You just said it matters when they fight him. It matters in
Yeah,
the
and
moment
so
when they fight him.
that's what
Exactly.
matters. Hector
Okay, so if
Hector
that's what
Camacho
matters,
beat Sugar
if
Ray
that's
Leonard,
what
but Sugar Ray
matters,
Leonard wasn't the man at that time. He was an Asian fighter,
All of Terrence Crawford
You
fighters, it
talking
was
some
something
bullshit.
wrong with them in the moment that he fought him.
huh? You can make that. You're fine to make the argument. The argument I'm posing here today is that this argument that people keep talking about. Oh, Pitbull became a champion a year later. It doesn't matter.
It does
Rolly was
matter.
two-time
It does
champion. It does
matter.
not matter.
It does
It
matter,
does
bro.
not add to Tank's resume.
You know
Just
why it
like Zab
matters?
Judah losing doesn't make
Bro,
Floyd's
that's the
resume
false
look any
equivalence. We ain't
worse.
talking about Zab Judah, nigga.
It's just, so, but if you have one
Listen,
standard, it has to be a standard all
this is
across
the
the
reason
board.
why it matters, right? When you look at Shakur, you look at Haney, you look at
Sure.
Ryan, you look at Keyshawn, All them niggas called out Pitbull. All of them called out Rolly. All of them said they wanted to fight Frank Martin. So the difference is, listen, the difference is Tank knocks these niggas out, and now these guys say, well, I want to fight him too. That's the difference. Your favorite fighter is making the fighters that Tank fought relevant. Haney's whole goal was to go to 147 and fight Barrios. He didn't call nobody else out.
That was not his whole goal.
That's what he said. He said we're gonna get to WBC.
That's not his whole goal. I don't know where he get this whole goal from. No,
yeah, that's what the goal was.
His original goal was to be undisputed, which he accomplished.
Fuck out of here, being undisputed.
Yeah, like that was his original goal. I don't know where he get his whole goal was to fight.
Bro, I'm going based off what Bill Haney said.
Barrios just went to 147. What are we talking about?
That's what Bill Haney said in the interview, bro.
Hold on, let me ask you. Hold on. Shout out Fly Frequency on the panel.
What's
Hold
up,
on, Fly Frequency. Let me get your 2 cents. Let me respond to Too Rich, because this is what I'm saying, y'all. Like, I don't understand y'all, bro. Like, how is a fighter's resume bad when it includes 2-time undisputed? It makes Tank look like an amateur. What does Tank have to do with Terrence Crawford being 2 times undisputed? Nothing. Nothing. Not every fighter wants to be undisputed. Not every fighter. I don't understand that. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Terrence Crawford had access to belts to become undisputed, y'all. Like, y'all act like you could just be like, I want these, I want to go undisputed, and you just gonna go get the belts. It don't work like that.
The path to do it though.
But I think used to work like that, but not no more. There's too many belts.
It doesn't work like that, and y'all refuse
a lot of
to
politics.
I want to know how Zab Judah was the man when he just lost to Carlos Baldomir. Like, this
why you throw me in the bag? I ain't seen nothing.
No, I'm not saying Zab Judah wasn't the man. So Zab, at one point in time, Zab was the man.
Hold on. Go ahead, Fly Frequency. Get your 2 cents off.
Yeah, well, I just saw you on and clicked on. You know what I mean? You know, I always, try to come on the panel when you on. I saw Supreme and Big Dog Willie going back and forth when I came on, but this conversation y'all having now about Bud having a resume.
We're not talking about Bud. We're not talking about Bud. We talking about people saying, what we saying? I don't know what Boxing Hacker's saying, but we're talking about how.
What the fuck is this Too Rich dude talking about? Come on a panel.
Talking about resume. We talking about resumes and stuff. Does it look? Does the resume make Tank look better after guys go on to do better things and accomplish things like Rolly did? And I think Pitbull. Does that make Tank's resume better?
I think
all these fighters. Why do y'all keep saying that?
He's not more accomplished than all these fighters.
Well, I think no.
Of boxing, y'all.
No,
let me get my 2 cents about it then.
He's a superstar. You think people care? Shakur Stevenson is a 2-division champion. If they cared about it, they would be the bigger stars, y'all.
No, yeah.
All right, let me get my 2 cents in, y'all.
Ryan Garcia is also popular. It doesn't mean that they're better.
Go ahead, Frequent.
Okay, in the situation with Pitbull and like Rolly and fighters like that, Tank fighting him, when Tank fought them though, they didn't have any accolades. So of course, it does make Tank resume a little better when he beats these guys, and then later they go on to, have accolades and stuff like that, to accomplish things. But it's not a better resume. It don't make it a better resume than somebody who beat a person when they already had the accolades. Instead of, beating them when they don't have the accolades and then they go on and get it later. So you're just beating them early on in their career before they accomplish things. But I understand what you're saying. It makes their resume look better, but it's kind of deceiving because you didn't really beat them guys when they was at that point in their career, when they had those accolades, when they got better and, did these things. It was a learning experience that came after you beat them. But I wouldn't say that Tank has a bad resume or nothing like that. I don't know what the argument was, why y'all talking about his resume. Like, did somebody say that he had a bad resume? I'll disagree if somebody said his resume was crap, you know.
Somebody just
But
said Tank. What they say? What Rich say? Tank be fighting fighters tripping over their feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, front foot fighters, all that type of stuff. I guess he's trying to say he fighting
Hold
guys
on.
that
Shout
are
out
basic.
to Mr. Greg with the $10 in the super chat. He says, if you have to pay a sanctioning fee once you have a belt, I don't care what belt it is, you still have to defend it. The belts still matter, just not as much when there were fewer belts. Shout out Mr. Greg.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not saying his resume is bad though. His resume is good. What I'm saying is that you can't just people are trying to like grow the resume based on like what the opponents did in the future. Like, oh, Roy just became a 2-time champion. Like now, Tank's resume looks a lot better now. It never works that way. Like nobody looks at Roy Jones defeating Bernard Hopkins back in the past and say, "Oh,
Yes,
Roy
it
Jones
does,
did
bro.
this."
You crazy?
No, they don't do that. They
Are you
never did
fucking
that.
crazy, bro?
They don't say,
Listen,
"Yo,
Roy Jones, listen, because you
Roy
really don't
Jones
know
beat
boxing like this,
Bernard
bro.
Hopkins
Listen,
twice,
Roy
right?
Jones
The
beat
first time,
Bernard
nobody was
Hopkins.
like,
Listen,
"Oh,
he
look what
beat Bernard
Bernard
Hopkins
Hopkins did."
and he
Nobody
beat
said that. He said he
James
was
Tony.
young.
They
Yeah,
said
he
that
should
them
have
dudes
fought after
was
the Trinidad
nothing.
fight.
Did you see what them dudes went on to accomplish?
Yeah, but nobody
I'm
says that
Greg
about
to
Roy.
tell
Nobody
you
says
that
Roy
Roy
Jones'
Jones' biggest
resume was
criticism is
growing.
that he wasn't
Nobody
fighting
says
nobody.
it. Nobody says his resume is growing based on what B Hop is
Boxing
doing. Nobody
hacker,
did that.
boxing hacker. Come on now. No, that's
This
a
nigga don't
stretch.
know what
Nobody,
he's
Come on,
talking
that's
about.
a
yo, I
Like,
stretch.
watched boxing for years.
Mr.
Nobody ever
Greg,
did
That was a
that,
stretch,
bro.
please
boxing
let this
hacker.
man know.
Nobody ever did
Hey,
that.
I can't hear you,
That's a
Supreme. I
strange
heard you say
argument.
my name. What you
Well,
say?
Yeah,
now
I
Yes,
said
y'all
if
nigga,
that was the
talk.
listen, bro.
case,
Please let this
and
man
look,
know
look, y'all,
that Roy Jones'
it
biggest
makes the
criticism was his
it
resume.
Hold
it
on, Mr.
makes
Greg
Tanks.
talking. Greg talking frequent. Go ahead, Mr. Greg.
No, Big Supreme had just asked me a question. I couldn't hear what he was saying.
Now, what I was saying was, can you let Packer know that Roy Jones' biggest criticism was he wasn't fighting nobody and his resume was subpar?
Exactly. He was getting criticized to the point that he had to come on to the ring and explain himself the night of a fight. That's how Roy
Exactly.
Jones was being treated at that
exactly,
Facts.
exactly. So, Mr. Greg, this is what I'm saying, right?
Exactly. But then now
No,
look,
Mr. Greg,
listen,
hold on one second.
listen,
Hold on one
listen,
second.
listen, bro.
Mr. Greg,
Listen,
hold on,
listen,
Big Supreme.
Packer.
If your
Now,
Big Supreme
10
was saying
years
was
later,
correct,
you
hold
see
on.
this nigga
Hold on
here.
one second. If what Big Supreme was saying was correct, right? That a person's resume grows based on the opponent's accomplishments, then people will stop saying that because after Roy Jones beat B Hop went on to do better things, right? Nobody ever accommodate what B Hop was doing to Roy Jones. You see what I'm saying? Just like it doesn't happen. People's resumes don't grow because what the opponents do in the future. No, it's who that opponent is at that present moment. If he's the number one guy at that present moment, then that's not and you beat him,
Hacker, that's
they
not
will
how it
remember
works,
that.
bro. That's how
You
you
just
want it to
yapping,
work.
bro. Shut
That's
up.
not
That's
how it works.
true.
I'm not
No,
saying
that's
It's
what
how
you're
you
true.
want
saying,
it to work.
Hacker.
That
It's
is
true.
how you get
If somebody beats
that
Errol
is
Spence
how
now,
accolades work.
it's
Because
not
if
the
you
same
beat
as
somebody,
Crawford
say
beat
like
Errol
you
Spence.
beat Lomachenko. Hold on, Hacker. Say like you beat Lomachenko before he got any belts, and then he go on to win 3 belts. You can't say, "Yeah, I beat a 3 division champion."
Exactly. Like
You
Salito.
can't say it don't
Nobody's
work
going
that
back and
way.
saying
You got
Salito
to beat him
is
while he's the 3 division
aging like
champion.
fine wine.
Y'all
Exactly.
just jumping through hoops,
It's
bro.
true.
Y'all just
Salito.
it's
Salito.
crazy. It's
Lomachenko lost
subjective.
to
Listen,
Salito's
it's
second fight.
subjective, boxing hacker. If you
Huh?
want to think that way, it's subjective. If
It's
you
no,
want to
not
think that
subjective.
way,
That's
then that's
reality.
cool. If
It's a
you
made
want
up
to
thing
think
that people are
that
doing.
way, if you want to think that way, that's cool. But there's a lot of people in boxing that also think the other way, where a person resume ages well, the better their opponent get that they fought. Mr. Greg's
You would
telling
think
you
that
You mean
that.
the Tank fans, right?
Mr. Greg's telling you
How
that.
you gonna
Big
say
Supreme
Tank fans
telling
and we
you
talking
that.
about Roy Jones right now, bro?
you
Yeah,
okay,
'cause
2 cents, but you believe that to be true, right? But okay,
Listen,
why don't they
what
keep
I'm
the same
saying is this,
standard
right?
then?
This
If
is
it's
what I'm
such a
saying.
if it's a
Yo,
real thing to
Hacker, stop
them,
talking while I'm
why don't
talking.
they
Shut
keep
the
the
What the
same
fuck
fuck,
up,
standard?
bro?
nigga. Mute your
Hold
mic,
on.
Niggas
man.
mad weird.
Go
Like,
ahead.
Go
yo,
ahead, Big Supreme.
I don't even want to talk no more. Go ahead, man.
Nah, go ahead, Big Supreme.
Here go ahead, Supreme talk, man.
Come on, somebody else talk, man. If you gonna be
Yeah, like I
emotional
say,
like that, go ahead. Somebody
Tank
else
got a
talk.
good resume.
I don't know
Even
it's
with all that being
Big
said,
Supreme knows what I'm
Tank
saying
got a
is
good
true, but he
resume.
don't
He
want
has
to
a
admit
better
it.
resume than he get
Like
credit for. He
the
got a
guy
real
who
good
beat
resume.
Pacquiao years
What you say, JB Sports?
I say Tank's got a good resume. You know, what all that, age well, or when he fought him at the time he fought him, he has a good resume, better than what a lot of people can give him credit for. He beat Pedraza, when a lot of people thought he probably took that fight too early, beat him. He beat Leo Santa Cruz, a borderline Hall of Famer. He beat Roller. Roller had a regular belt at the time, undefeated. A lot of people say, well, Roller was this, Roller was that. He was undefeated champion. Beat him. He beat Frank Martin, undefeated guy that had been looking real good last couple of fights. Looked real good. A lot of people thought that was going to be a dangerous fight for Tank. Beat him. He's got some real good wins. Real good wins. Beat Ryan Garcia, who was undefeated at the time, had destroyed Fortuna. Had that boy Tago running around like he was trying to get into the France. He was on his bicycle. He was destroying guys. People don't remember Ryan Garcia. They're looking at how he's looking now, but he was looking like a killer when Tank fought him. So he beat him. So Tank got a real good resume. It's real good resume.
They will say Tank has a C+ level resume compared to who? Jay Will?
I would say Tank got some good wins, but as far when you're talking about somebody's resume, those fighters on your resume, they don't just have to be good. They had to have some accomplishments for it to be, considered,
No, they don't. No, that's false.
Sometimes you have to.
So Ryan Garcia never won. Ryan Garcia never won a championship ever.
So what?
When Ryan, that was a good win for Tank, but that wasn't somebody on his resume that people were going to remember, later on. Say he ain't gonna be able to say, yeah, I beat a champion or nothing like that, because the dude was never champion before.
That's your opinion, bro.
So what, bro? That doesn't matter.
What you mean? What they gonna remember him as in history? He wasn't never a winner.
He was an interim belt. He had an interim belt.
Hold on. Keyshawn beat Barinchek. What did him being a champion mean in that fight? Not a damn thing. He didn't even put up a fight.
He was a champion though. Yeah, I'm saying it was a.
So what? He didn't even.
You saying so what? But that's an accolade though.
He was
what
a
are accolades?
Holder, bro. He was a title.
Yeah, what are accolades?
Accolade. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go back. Let's go back to Roy Jones for a minute.
Y'all Tank fans just be trying to throw accolades away and everything to try to give Tank some credit.
Man, you guys can't do that. You guys can't do that. Dude was a champion.
Y'all try to downplay somebody like Shakur being a 3-division champion and stuff like that. Try to throw his accolades don't mean anything. Like Tank saying, what has Shakur done? People looking at him like, are you crazy? Like this dude, what you mean? What has he done?
Well,
you got to be quick to that. That's
Roy Jones for a minute. When Roy and Bernard fought, both of them neither one of them had a championship yet, but both of them had nice accolades. But what was that fight for? Whoever won was going to get to James Toney. So when you think about that fight, yes, that fight was a great fight for both of them. And down the road, it took forever for the rematch to take place. So you got to look at what the accolades that fighter has before he even becomes a champion. That's just as important.
No, you don't have any accolades before you become a champion. What accolades they had?
Talk more than ratchet females, man. Let them finish.
Hey, let him finish, y'all.
What accolades they had?
Both Roy and Bernard were touted to be middleweight champions. That's why they fought, so they could fight James Toney. Both of them were highly praised about their ability and their skill. That's why they were in the ring together that night. So
that's not an accolade, though, bro. That's expectation.
Can you mute your mic, nigga? Let him talk.
If you are seen as the next big thing, that is an accolade before you get a title. That is an accolade. That's how you get there. That's how people start watching you. You hear about that boy Roy Jones? Man, he's faster than Ray Little, blah, 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 blah. That builds up the momentum. Now they see what you're doing in your subsequent fights. Now you at that fight where you win this fight, you're going to be in the ring with James Toney. Because those three really were, Roy was the one who rose to the top, but Toney was there first. Bernard was like the stepchild, but it was those three.
exactly what Jay Will just said. That's what
I
I was trying to
understand
say.
what you said.
The Roy
I
versus
understand what you mean, but I think you're using the wrong word. Like it's the expectations of fighters and stuff like that, and what they're touted as is not their accolades. Their accolades is what they accomplished, bro.
Right.
It's
If you accomplish all your wins to get to that stage in the game, yes, that is an accolade. You have to get there. So you can say you did all the work. that
Mr.
took
Greg, the
place.
only thing is an accolade to them is a physical belt. That's all they think an
That's what the
accolade is. Like,
definition of an accolade is. But I'll let
But
y'all
that's
go
what
with
they. But I'm
whatever
just
meaning
saying.
y'all want to give to the word accolade.
yeah.
An accolade is an award.
Also, Mr. Greg, the James Tony fight had nothing to do with Royce versus Bernard Hopkins won.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it. Okay.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, that
They
fight
weren't
was
even
on
the
the
same
undercard of the
division.
Riddick Bowe fight.
James Tony was
That
in a
fight was on
higher
the
weight
undercard of
class,
Riddick Bowe.
bro.
It had nothing to do with it.
I remember that fight.
It's not like they become the number one contender for James Tony. No, it didn't.
What fight did Roy have next after he beat Bernard?
He fought James Tony in 168.
What fight did Roy Jones have after he fought Bernard?
James Tony.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the fight
At a
prior
whole
had
different
nothing to do
weight
with that.
class, bro.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
like
matter
James Tony
about
would have fought him anyway.
It doesn't matter the weight class. That was what they both were fighting for to fight James Tony. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
So
can't be
Earl
fighting
and
for it.
Earl and Bud was fighting to
hey,
see who get the fight.
hold on. Y'all one at a time.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Mr. Greg.
Yeah.
I was saying, regardless of what the weight class was, that was why they fought each other to fight James Tony.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
Where are you getting this from? I don't even remember that being part of the conversation.
Because I was there. Okay, let me put it
Bernard Hopkins was trying to fight James Tony. Is what you're saying?
All three of them were linked together. The three of them were linked together.
Yeah, because they're good.
Yes, exactly.
Because they're good. Yes,
exactly.
But
So
it didn't make them.
It's not just that you get the belt. You have to be in the position at that time where you're highly touted. The accolades of who you are, what you've done in the ring, what your skills are, get you to that belt. The three of them were linked together because of who they were.
Yeah, because they're popular. That's why. So it had nothing to do. It's not like them fighting will make one of them the number one contender for James Tony. Does that make sense?
How do you get popular, Hacker? By how you perform in the ring.
Yeah, that's fine. But
okay. So
when you talk about popularity versus,
that's necessarily not true either. But that's go ahead.
A number one contender for James Tony. You understand what I mean? They weren't fighting to fight James Tony. James Tony wasn't even in their division.
They were. Yes, they were.
James Tony wasn't even in their division.
It doesn't
mean they not fighting to fight him. Boxing Hacker, he telling you
How?
that, man.
They can't be a contender for James Tony if they're not in his division.
Hacker, I'm telling you, 160. I was there for that. That's why I'm saying
they were linked. Yes, they were linked, but they weren't in the same division. Stadium. They were linked because of based on popularity. James Tony was popular. B-Hop was up and coming because of the Olympics.
Next,
and Roy Jones was popular. Yes, they were all popular.
Why did he fight him next then? Why did he fight him next?
Why didn't he fight him next?
Yeah.
Because people thought he wanted to prove he was the best.
It had nothing to do with B-Hop. What?
I think first we need to. I think first we need to all be on the same. I think we need to all be on.
It's like
Hacker, if B-Hop had a beat Roy, he would have fought James Tony. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, he's saying the winner of that fight was going to move up. The winner of that fight was already set to move up to fight James Tony at 168. The winner of that fight at 168.
Okay. Hear me out, guys. I understand what you're saying, Mr. Greg.
Hold on, he's still talking.
Roy told B-Hop, stay at 160. That's why B-Hop stayed at 160. Because B-Hop should have been a light heavyweight long ago. But when he lost to Roy, he stayed at 160 because Roy advised him to do that. And that's how he stayed. So yes,
I hear what you're saying.
James Tony had he beat Roy.
I hear what you're saying, right? Well, I'm saying right here and right now, nothing in that fight made him a contender for James Tony. You understand what I mean? Nothing in the B-Hop versus Roy Jones fight made Roy Jones a contender. They weren't even. It's like me saying Tank fighting Lamont Roach will make him a contender for Antoine Russell at 140. It had nothing to do with that.
Roy,
Yeah,
Mike
it's, you
Hacker,
can.
why couldn't he?
It
Hold
has
on,
nothing to do
Mike
with that.
Hacker. Why couldn't that be possible? I don't understand why you think that's
How
impossible.
do you become a contender for somebody that's not in your division? Because you beat
Easy.
somebody in your
Y'all
division.
go
That's
fight,
not
and
really
That's what
what.
I
whoever
was saying
wins
at the
gonna move
beginning, but
up and
y'all,
fight.
I'll let y'all have it.
it did
It,
not matter whether he was a contender. That fight was made to whoever won was going to fight James Toney.
so you're saying in their contractual agreement, James Toney was in their contract
I won't
at
say exactly.
168.
I won't say it was
They
in the
fought to fight
contract,
James
but
Toney.
that's what the fight was supposed to do, and that's what happened. That's what I'm
It's
trying to
very,
say. I'm not
I don't
guessing at
know. I
this.
don't know.
I'm not guessing at this.
But
I hear
hold on,
you.
but Hacker, give him that though. But you say that to say what though?
You talking to me?
Like what do that have? What do that have to do with the accolades that they had?
How
He
do
just
you
want to
think
disagree. He don't know what he's
they
talking about.
like
Yeah,
accolades?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't even know
the
how James
accolades
Toney
that
and
they both
and
had
B Hop and
is that they were good enough to be able to fight James Toney next.
according to Roy Jones, I think he
Yeah,
just chose to fight
that
James
was
Roy
Toney.
Jones will tell you that. Well,
Roy
Roy
Jones actually
Jones,
talked about it. I think I forget what he said. He said he just chose to
I
fight him.
believe Roy has talked about it multiple times.
Yeah,
So look up his
but,
old interviews, and he should
but I
be.
don't remember him talking about B Hop though. I remember him talking about it, but I don't remember ever mentioning, "Oh,
And
I
look
finally
at
beat
B.
B Hop.
And
Now I can fight James
pull up
Toney."
some of Biop's old interviews as well. He'll tell you he'll tell you better than what I just told you.
Okay, I don't know. All I'm saying,
Exactly.
like
You
the
don't know.
logic
That's
of it
why I
all,
said
no.
that's
there's
But
nothing
the
logically
thing
putting
is
them
though,
together.
you're saying that
you
because
just
of their
said you don't know.
accolades, that's what got them to fight with James Toney though, right?
Correct.
I don't know.
That's why I say
I don't think so.
I think we need to be on the same page as far as with that word accolade. I think somebody need to look up accolade and bring it up on the screen so we can look at it and see what an accolade actually is, because it's dang sure not nobody's expectations or their popularity on who thinks who's the best or nothing like that. In that case, everybody will have accolades.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? Depending on who think they the best.
okay, let's
Hey,
do this.
hey,
For
I'm gonna say this
somebody
real
who
quick.
I already looked it up. All right, I'm looking at the definition right now.
that's what I was
Yeah,
just about
it's
to say.
exactly what
An
Mr. Gregg is
accolade is
talking
an
about.
actual
Hold
award
on,
given for somebody's accomplishment.
Man,
hold
shut
on,
up, nigga. You don't
listen.
know what you're talking about.
Hold on, listen. Let me say this, y'all. Listen. And this is the biggest, and this is a big disconnect among boxing fans, right? Because, like Frequent is saying, the only accolade in boxing is the belts.
That's not what
And
I
what
said. Don't say I said that if I didn't say that.
well, what are you saying?
Oh, what did you say?
Clarify.
I'm saying the accolade is a award given for your accomplishments. It's not word of mouth or what people think who is the best or popularity. It's an award.
I'm gonna read this off real
It's
quick.
something
Okay,
awarded. Look it
hold
up.
on. Okay,
Pull it up
okay.
It
on the
says,
screen,
let me
please,
read
so
this off real
everybody
quick.
can see it and we can
Let me
get that
read
part
this.
settled.
It says an expression of approval, praise, which is exactly what Mr. Gregg is talking about. Like, nigga, you don't know what you're talking about. You niggas just
Hold on,
arguing
hold
for
on,
no
hold on.
Stop
reason.
What
lying,
part?
bro.
Hold
Bring
on,
it up.
hold on.
Say it, Big
I'm
Dog
looking at
Willie,
it
because
right
he
now. I'm looking at the
lying.
Mike,
definition right now.
Mike,
It does not
Mike.
say that. It
I
does
know
not
it
say
don't
that.
say that. He a liar, bro.
Nigga,
It
accolades,
said
an expression of approval, praise,
no.
especially a
It
Let
said,
him
and
read it. He's
award.
looking right at it.
Shut up,
I'm
man.
looking at
I'm
it right
reading
now.
off. There's three different fucking things here.
And you tried to find
I
something
went to the first
that
one. The
proves
first one
what
is
you
an
was trying to say.
expression.
Stop
No, the
lying,
first
You
one.
want
bro.
me
I'm
to
looking
get
at it right
definition?
now. I'm looking at it right now. It says an award or privilege granted as a special honor or an acknowledge of merit.
So stop lying, trying to
Number
act like
one.
what I said
Number
is not
one.
true.
Shut up,
Hold
man.
The
on, I
Number
got
first
it.
one.
I
thing
got.
that it said was it's an award.
Hold on, Frequent. I got the definition up on the screen. Let me make it bigger because y'all are both right. Can y'all see that? It says an accolade is a noun that generally refers to an award, praise, or honor.
Dumbass
It's
niggas.
often used in the plural form accolades to refer to a collection of awards or of expressions of praise received by someone.
Hmm.
For example, a musician might receive numerous accolades for their albums and performances. Here
Awards.
is a more detailed explanation. Examples. She has won numerous accolades for acting performance. The company received accolades for its innovative technology. So, an
Exactly. So how
accolade,
could he
be
be right?
quiet, be quiet, listen. An accolade can be an award or expressions of praise, which is what Mr. Greg is talking about.
No, it's not. An
Popularity.
expression of praise is a
Man,
physical
mute
thing.
this nigga, man. This nigga talk too
No, it's
much.
not, bro. It says intangible, bro. You know what intangible means?
Fucking
Bro,
clown.
it says an expression or praise. So popularity as a boxer is an accolade. If you're a popular boxer, that will be an accolade. It's a form of
Exactly what
expression of
Mr. Greg was
praise.
saying,
People
man.
praise you because you're a popular boxer.
And you're
Or
awarded a
it
fight
could
to
be
win.
Awards.
You're
Yeah, I mean,
and
people praise
you're
like
awarded the fight for
Adrian Broner, and I
Shut
mean,
up,
it's
nigga. You
cool.
was arguing against it, nigga.
People
Adrian
praise
Broner.
them.
Hold on, time out.
Yeah,
See, this
they
is what
praise a
I'm talking
lot of
about.
people.
This is
You
what I'm
know,
talking about. Adrian Broner is a 4 division champion, but y'all keep trying to shit on him. And he's
I didn't
Well,
say it
already
wasn't. I didn't say it
well,
wasn't, but hey,
they
I mean,
praise
there's a
Hulk
lot of
Hogan
people.
too. So I mean, I guess you're
They
right.
praise Hulk Hogan and all these people.
Yeah,
Right?
you
So
was wrong,
AB
so you
can't
gotta
be
make jokes.
AB can't be praised with his belts. Y'all,
No,
y'all, man,
let's say
y'all
AB.
wow.
AB is fine,
Y'all
man. I
wow.
ain't saying nothing wrong with that, brother.
So
All I'm
we
saying for Tank, he just needs to fight. For his resume to actually grow, he has to fight the current champions in his division. He has to fight the people who he's getting lined up with. Everything else doesn't really. Everything else is
Nobody
like
cares about your
cool.
opinion, bro.
who you talking about?
In boxing history, they gotta remember. They remember the people you
He's
get lined up with.
popular.
Yeah, like
All the
I
champions
mean,
got fights
Sugar
though.
Ray Leonard fought numerous of people, but y'all remember the Fantastic Four. That's who you guys remember. But he fought numerous of people.
Who?
He fought a lot of people. So like at the end of the day, what matters is the people that line you up with, like all these people that he gets lined up with. If he fights and beats them, his resume grows. I mean, it's undeniable at that point. But he has to fight them. If not, it's not going to grow. I mean, you're fighting contenders or champions that are not in
Well,
your division or
you
ex
know how to
champions.
get a lot of
It doesn't
accolades.
matter.
Hey, you know who had a lot of accolades is Jake Paul.
hold on.
Jake Paul got a lot
Shout
of
out
accolades
to
too.
Yo, they
hold on.
bugging the way they try to do Ben.
I keep saying hold on. Shout out to Broke and Dangerous with the $1.99 in the super chat says Tank's ops have accomplished more than Dev and Kurz. Shout out Broke and Dangerous.
It doesn't matter.
Tank got ops?
But
Tank ops. I thought Shakur and Devin
I
was
guess
his
it's his
ops.
opponents.
I don't know
I
what
guess
they
it's gonna
talking
be
about.
opposition.
You talking about his
Opponents.
opposition,
Opponents.
fans
Oh,
Opponents.
opposition.
opposition. Okay.
Opponents,
He has
y'all.
to be
Opponents.
opponents. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
opponents. Yeah.
opponents.
Ops is a
But
little different.
I think we can add Jake Paul to this conversation. So, he has a lot of accolades
Yeah,
too.
he has
He brings a lot of people too. He's popular too, and he's a boxer.
Man, that's dumb. What
he's a famous
how they
boxer.
trying to describe accolades, bro? It's really dumb, bro.
Hey man, don't be mad at the definition, man. Just
I'm
accept
not
it.
mad at the definition.
Just
I'm mad at
accept
how
it,
y'all
man.
trying to stretch.
Oh
Tweedledum.
no,
Just
no,
accept it,
it's
man.
okay. It's okay. It's okay.
We're not about to
So
call you
Jake
dumb.
Paul.
Shout out
So we just
to
know that
Rich
Jake
on
Paul.
the panel.
Who came up?
So we just know
Too
that
Rich,
Jake
what
Paul has a lot of
you got
accolades.
for the show?
No, man.
Hold on, Big Dog Willie. Too Rich, what you got for the show?
Hey, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Uh, man, all I'm saying is, y'all say it's about entertainment. Okay, cool. Entertainment is ticket sale. Cool. But when I say, well, the PBC is only throwing Tank boxing concerts. It's only a boxing concert. He's put in there with a guy that he's favored plus 1,000 or 2,000 over, and he's supposed to knock him out. Then people say, no, he's the best. Y'all got to pick a side. Is he the best or is it entertainment? Because if you're going to be the best, you got to fight somebody that's already the best. We don't need to wait 3 years for the age. Fight somebody who's the best right now if you're saying he's the best. But if you're saying it's just entertainment, then we should accept what we're watching, which is just a boxing concert. That's all it is.
When has your favorite fighter been the underdog?
What are you talking about, bro?
It's
What is your
actually
favorite fighter doing? What are they doing? Are they not doing the same thing? Are they not putting on a boxing match so
Well,
people can watch it.
I don't really have a favorite fighter like that, but if I'm gonna back somebody, gonna be somebody that do something like Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who accomplished something. Because I play sports, right? To me, y'all, it's sports entertainment. I mean, it's not wrestling. It's not wrestling. These people are getting beat upside the head. They're getting beat upside the head. They're getting damaged. They're really not doing it just for entertainment. You see what I mean? It's real repercussions. So if you're gonna do it, you might as well be doing it to be the best. Or you're gonna be in Tank's situation where he got the money without being the best, and now he's talking about retirement. Because money is not gonna keep you out there banging yourself upside the head. Money is not gonna do that. Once you get enough money, you're gonna stop that. Unless you're trying to be great.
It's a
You see what
little
I
bit of
mean?
both, though.
Who's trying to be great, bro? Who's trying
A
to be
little bit
great?
of
Is
both.
Shakur trying to be great? No.
He's a 3-divisional champion, man. Y'all see what I'm saying? We got to find a common ground to what great is. If it's not the accomplishment, what are they doing? Why do you need world-class trainers just to go play Rock'em Sock'em Robots and
I
sell
don't
some
know.
tickets? Why
The
do you
same
need
reason
all that?
Devin had Shane Mosley in his corner and he ran around the ring for 12
Why
rounds.
don't y'all
Nigga
just
never
watch
know.
Street Beefs? Why don't y'all just watch Street Beefs? If it don't
Shakur
nothing
has
matter
never
and you
been the
just want to be
underdog in any
entertained,
fight.
watch
He's
Street
always the
Beefs.
favorite.
But Mr. Rich, it has to be both. You have to
You
be
just yapping,
entertained
bro.
as well as see them use their skills and will to win. It has to be a combination. It can't just be one way. It has to be both. Because the money that they get is because of the entertainment. And you get
Exactly.
entertainment when you knocking people out.
Like
Okay.
But
y'all
y'all
want to make
talking
really
like
Uh,
all of them don't already get money though.
I get what you're saying,
Millions
bro.
already.
I get what you're saying,
Rich.
but it has to
Hold
be
on.
both. I'm
So
sorry.
because y'all keep trying to make it seem like everybody that like Tank is just so dumb and they don't know nothing about boxing and they getting tricked and he ain't fighting nobody. Like, you're not going to dupe the market like that, bro. You're not going to do that. Which is
okay.
exactly that's what I'm saying.
What
The
I'm
market
saying,
knows what they
is
want,
this.
what they like.
What
You
I'm saying this,
cannot
you
try
guys,
to
but Tank fans
hold
criticize
on,
other.
Willie. How
Okay,
you
my
talking
fault,
over
my
me?
fault, my fault, my
You're
fault.
not going to keep trying to say Tank ain't this and he ain't did that and he ain't did this when he's already like he didn't need to go through the steps of doing this and getting these belts and having these accolades to show him this. He skipped all that. He didn't have to do all that. I guarantee you, if Shakur Stevenson didn't have to be a 3-division champion to make the money he make, he could if he could make it just by
How
it
do
being
you? I
entertainment,
mean,
You
he would
talking
do
like
that.
it's
okay,
just
you
all
talking about?
about the money. It's not about the
Yeah,
money for everybody. Boots
I think
said the
that's what
money
I think.
come last. He's
So
trying to
why
get accolades first. He want
He needs to get the accolades. He's not
accomplishments
Tank.
first.
You
okay,
guys,
okay,
he's not
okay. So
Tank.
boom, hold on. He wanted to get the accolades. Cool. Tank did not. So I don't understand the criticism. Tank
No,
went the road
but
he
you guys,
wanted to
but
go. Hold on, big dog Willie. Ooh, do I need to put you in the back? He did not want to take the road of getting accolades and doing all that. He took the road that he took, which should be fine. But y'all keep trying to use what he didn't do against him. We don't be like, oh, Shakur didn't become no pay-per-view star. He ain't been on pay-per-view.
Y'all
Nobody
do do
does
that.
that to Shakur
You do
But
that.
you
Stevenson.
Y'all do.
do though. Don't
Y'all
say
do
you
you
do
don't
that.
and
do,
you
you
didn't.
do do that.
Y'all do do
You do
that.
do
You're not.
that.
Hold
Oh, just
on.
do that. Y'all will really just do that. What are
Time
you
out.
They
saying?
You
crack
do do
me up
that.
trying to act like they
I'm
don't
gonna
do
tell you
stuff.
why y'all whole
God
argument is bogus,
damn.
right?
Time out.
Oh,
That
okay.
shit's silly. I make a point. We bring it up when we talk about it, but we're not on like y'all constantly keep saying Tank ain't fought nobody. He ain't got no accolades. We're not constantly talking about Shakur ain't got no pay-per-view. Shakur ain't got no pay-per-views. Oh, Shakur ain't never did a pay-per-view. Shakur ain't got no pay-per-view. When it come up in conversation, we talk about it, but we don't continuously bash a nigga over the head because he ain't did no pay-per-views like y'all keep trying to do with Tank. That's what
Okay,
I'm talking about.
well let
Hold
me
on. Can I
respond to
say
that.
something? Hold on, hold
Let me
on,
respond
hold
to
on,
that right
Hold
quick.
on. Go ahead, Big Dog Willie. Go
hold on,
ahead,
hold
Big
on.
Dog Willie.
Okay, so this is. I have heard many of Tank fans saying Shakur hasn't fought nobody. It doesn't matter. He had 3 division titles. He haven't fought nobody. I heard that a million times. And if you're going to use accolades as like, oh well, he's the most popular person, I would say that Jake Paul has more accolades than Tank. Is that what we're going to?
That's not accolades, bro. I don't know why they even
No,
trying to
no, no,
go that
no.
route, bro.
What I'm trying to say is no. Hold on. What I'm trying to say is There has to
Jake
be,
Paul
like
have
you
to have
said,
to
there has
say
to be
Willie.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie,
because Jake
y'all don't
Paul.
realize that
Hold
y'all
on. Let me
sound
finish.
crazy, bro.
Let me finish.
That sound
No,
crazy.
because Jake Paul is a boxer and he brings in more
Jake Paul
money.
never got a title though. He's never won a
Yeah, but
belt.
if
He's
accolades
never
are
even
based
Oh,
fought in
on
now
his prime.
popularity,
titles count. Now titles
He's
count.
never. It
Hey,
does count. You know why
No,
titles
bro, you
count?
can't use no belts if you saying belts don't matter
I'm
and all.
speaking for me.
See, this is
I'm
this
not
is
speaking for
see,
nobody
this is
else,
what I'm
right?
talking
you
about. You
gave
can't
up
do
the
both
Mike,
accolades,
ways.
bro.
Mike, hold
Don't
on.
use
Let
the
him
belts
wait.
now.
Y'all,
Talking
hey,
about
hey, 2 cents.
you
let,
sit there and criticize
hold
Tank
on, Fade, I
for
got
having
you.
the WBA regular, but then
No,
praise Shakur for having two vacant
no. What I'm
titles.
trying hold on. What I'm trying to say is we can't have it one way or another. And I'm saying for both sides. You can't say, oh well, Tank popular, so that's why he has accolades. I can say Jake Paul has more accolades than Tank because he's
Nah,
way more
this is the
popular.
reason
Hold
why you
on,
sound crazy,
hold
No,
on,
bro.
hold
Because
on.
Tank,
Big dog, hold on,
no.
hold on. Let me say this, and then I gotta let Paid in Full on the panel. And then I gotta let Paid in Full get his. Listen, Big Dog Willie. Nobody is trying to say that because Tank is popular, he has accolades. The point that was trying to be made was before you get to accolades like belts and things, there are other accolades you can gain along the way. That's the whole point. Nobody is trying to
Okay,
say, "Oh, he
I
got
didn't.
accolades because he's popular." Nobody. That's not what we're saying at
No, but
all.
that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Yeah, no, that's not. That's why I had to stop you because that's not what we're
Okay,
saying.
thank you for clearing that up. Thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah.
2 cents.
But
Thank
that
you.
in
So,
So
itself is
I won't go.
nonsense too, though, bro.
No,
As soon as you
Shot.
said Shakur, that
no.
nigga got
Hold
emotional.
on, paid in full. Paid in full. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the
See,
show?
now there you go trying to say that.
What's going on, 2 cents? Salute to the panel.
What up?
Hey,
I had heard, bro. I heard Frequent say something about it's not always about money. It's about legacy. Like, bro, if you take all them belts out of the damn picture, well, if you take all the money, take the money away from the sport, and they just fighting for belts, you think them niggas will still be in that profession?
Hell no.
I didn't say belts don't. I didn't say belts don't. I mean, I didn't say money don't matter at
You
all,
said it's
bro.
not. No, you said it's
I
not,
said it's not all about the money because
bro.
all of them
Okay,
already get money, bro. All of
okay.
them get
So
money.
if you take the money out the situation, will you think it'll be a box? Do you think it'll be a sport called boxing?
Yeah, because it started without the money.
I didn't
They
say the
started
money
off
don't
boxing without
matter,
the money.
bro.
That's
What
Hold
you're
on, Hannah.
saying with
Hold on,
the analogy that you're making don't make
hold on.
sense. I'm not saying
Hannah,
that.
real quick, frequent flyer. Hannibal say accolades is what all fighters should be chasing. You can't say that. You cannot tell fighters what they should be doing. And then when they don't do what you want them to do, you think it's okay to grind and criticize them. And it's not. You cannot tell fighters what they should be doing.
It's
If I
prize
don't want to
fighting.
Hey,
see
Pay, that's one hell of a straw man argument, though.
It's
That's one
prize
hell of a
fighting,
straw man.
man.
That's
Hey,
the
hey,
strongest
what,
I've
what,
ever heard in my life.
which
hey,
I
let me
was
say
pretty
this right
much
quick then.
saying. All
Hey,
I was
let me say this. Okay, we watched Brian Norman sit on his couch. He won a belt. He sat on his couch. He didn't sell one pay-per-view. He didn't sell one ticket. And Eddie Hearn came and offered him $1.7 million. Why did he do it? Because he was a pay-per-view star, or because he had that belt. He had that accolade. So he jumped, his money jumped 10 times because of an accolade.
that's not necessarily true. That's
What
Well,
you
why
mean
did he
Hey,
that's not
offer
yo,
and another
necessarily
1.7
thing
true,
is
million?
bro?
this. Another thing is this, bro. When you get to the tank, when you get to the level that tank is at, bro, you don't care about those fucking belts. And to be honest, that I feel like the reason why he ain't trying to collect belts, he probably don't want to give up them percentage to the sanctioning bodies. Because
Well,
they
no,
No,
ain't
he
never
don't
Tank
want to
said
prove
what
that
it
he the
was.
best.
Tank said he's scared to lose. That's what he said.
y'all think
That's what it
everybody,
is.
every sport is doing it for the accolades, y'all tripping. Y'all tripping.
Uh,
it's just
Errol Spence did. When David Benavidez said no to Jesse Hart and demanded Morrell, he was fighting for legacy. So
Who?
if it's up to the
Yo,
fighter,
on the
it's up to
real.
the fighter. It's up to
Exactly.
the fighter.
That's all I'm saying. Two riches is not y'all. It's up to the fighter, not y'all. It's up to the fighter.
But you can't
Yeah,
say that he the
that's
best
true.
then. That's
That's
all I'm
true.
saying.
But
Don't say he the best then. You can't say he picked his own opponents that makes him the best. He's
You
not the
can't
best then.
tell
He's
you
just the most
want
popular.
Rich,
He's the
Rich,
most
this
I
popular.
agree.
this
I
what
agree.
y'all this what
Speak to
listen,
that.
y'all can't tell anybody who they can feel the best is. Do y'all know how subjective boxing is? We can go back and forth and we can debate about it, but you're not finna tell me you can't say he the best then. I can say he the best if I think he the best. What are we talking about?
So
Yeah,
that's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying. I guess
I
it's
mean,
not sports then. I don't know. It's not sports
objectively, you
then.
just can't
It's
say he's the
still a
best.
In
sport.
That's
sports,
like
you
that's
gotta
like
fight the
saying the
best.
Objectively,
Buffalo
you can't
Bills
say it.
is the best football team in the NFL,
Yeah,
bro.
Dallas Cowboys the best because we say they the best.
But that's your opinion. If you feel that way,
No,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
they
believe
not
that.
really the best
Benevides is
though,
I
not
don't
bro.
showing
They
believe
no
didn't.
crazy
The
shit.
Buffalo
No
Bills
credit for
never
fighting
won
talent.
Yeah,
before, bro. They
it
never
doesn't
won.
matter. That's still
I ain't
your
gonna lie,
opinion.
y'all niggas is really weird, bro.
Like
Y'all
that.
arguments is weird.
you're not that
It
weird.
really
We
is, bro.
weird
Like
because the
you can
Buffalo
pause it
Bills
there and
can't
think
be the
about it.
best
Like this
team in the
nigga just said it.
NFL, bro.
Hold
You're
on,
gonna
one
use
mic,
it,
one
bro.
mic, one mic.
We didn't even
Go
talk
ahead,
about
Mr.
that. I don't care
Green.
about that. What I'm saying is, you can't say that Benavidez turned on Jesse Hart because he's chasing legacy, but then you give Shakur credit for fighting Pally. Try to fight Cordina. Threatened to
But
retire because he couldn't fight Navarrete. Talk
but
about fighting Osaki Foster.
Shakur's been
Like,
on the
I don't get
horn.
it. So these
Shakur
dudes that y'all praising are not doing none of the shit that Tank is doing. So
Shakur's
okay,
been on
what
the
so
the
horn.
hell
What's
is
Tank
he?
exactly
Shakur
meanwhile,
wants
doing?
to,
What's Tank exactly
did we
doing?
just gush over
What did
anyway?
Shakur do besides win 2 vacant titles at 126 and 130?
he beat Herring. Herring
He
wasn't a
didn't win.
vacant title.
He
All right,
didn't.
you
That
got
was
him
He
beating
was
vacant.
in
That
against
for a
Herring, right?
title.
Oh,
Listen,
What
no,
are
listen
you
to
that
me.
was
talking
hold on.
about?
vacant.
You
Listen to
talking
me.
like Tank
Herring,
ain't
who
beat
hasn't won a
nobody for
fight
vacant
before?
titles,
One
That's
bro.
why I said I don't
mic.
like
Who
being
One
on
for
the
mic.
vacant
panel, bro. It's
titles?
like 7
Oh,
guys
but
really sucking
Shakur
dick all the
win no
time. Like,
vacant
nah,
Hey,
titles
bro.
at
y'all let Big
130.
Green
Every
talk,
time I get on
though.
the panel, it's 7 of
Y'all
y'all
let
sucking
Big
dick.
Green
Always cut me
talk.
off. Like, the fuck?
Yo,
Control
Y'all let
that.
calm.
Big Green
I don't get
talk.
it.
Go ahead, Mr. Green.
Every
Go
time
ahead.
I talk, bro, it's like y'all can't stop yapping, bro. What the fuck? Anyway, like I said, right? Shakur won a vacant at 126 and won a vacant at 135. All right, he beat Valdez, he beat Herring, but we seen Valdez get the floor wiped like the last couple fights. Same thing with Herring. So my thing is, who are these guys beating and what are they doing that you're putting him over Tank? Then you're comparing Tank and Jake Paul. Jake Paul's never fought 10, 12 rounds, never won a title. He's never done nothing. Tank has won titles. He has pay-per-view accomplishments. He is a ticket seller. Like he's doing everything that these guys want to do. So if Tank is not who they say he is, why do these guys want to fight Tank's prior opponents? Why do they want to fight Broly? Why do they want to fight Pitbull? Why do they want to
And
fight Barrios? Like, if he's not fighting nobody, why are these guys in the conversation at 147, 140, and 135? I'm confused.
Talk to him,
I can
Supreme.
answer that question. So let me answer that for you real quick. So when it comes to 130, right?
You finna
At the
say
end of the day,
something?
you can say that Valdez wasn't that good. You can say Heron, you don't think Heron was that good, whatever. But at the end of the day, the champions of the division are the best of the division. Objectively speaking, not subjectively, not based on opinion. Objectively speaking, if you're going by rankings, the champions of the division are the best. So he fought the champions of his division, and that made that put him.
Barinchek was the best in the division.
You
Hell
have to
no.
say that, yes, because he's better
Hell
than the number
No,
one
no.
contender.
hell no,
You
bro.
have to
You
say,
telling me
listen.
Belichick is
Yeah,
better
I'm
than
sick,
not.
Ring
It's
bro.
not
Ross?
about
Fuck.
my opinion versus yours.
Really sick, bro.
Objectively, he's ranked
Bro,
over the number one contender, so
Shut
he
up,
is the
nigga.
Really
right.
best
sick.
of that sanctioned body.
Bro,
Yes,
bro, you just
objectively
argue to
speak.
just be
That's what I say.
arguing,
Y'all
bro.
just
You
be
don't
arguing
even
to
believe that
argue,
shit you
bro.
saying, bro.
Hold on. Let me talk though, because you guys keep. You
We
want
don't
to
want to
like
hear
cut you
what you
off.
talking about,
Let,
nigga.
let's 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 respond to
Yeah.
what you're saying though. Let's
Mm-hmm.
really talk about this. You can
Let's talk
when
about it.
Shakur went to 135, right? When
Mm-hmm.
Shakur went to 135, he called out a number of opponents, including Tank Davis, including Pitbull. He called out a number of
So how
opponents
come you call out all these guys? You can't make a fight with none of them.
because they didn't want to fight him. It takes two
So
to
Couldn't.
so
tango.
Bob
It
Aaron was
takes
finna
two
do
to
a cross.
tango.
So Bob
It
Aaron
takes
was
two to
finna do
tango.
a cross promotional
Okay.
fight with him and Tank Davis.
You said what?
I'm
I
not gonna
said
lie.
so
This is the
Bob.
reason why I
Yes.
don't like coming on the panel. Like,
Wasn't Tank
listen.
lined up to
When I
fight
don't like coming on the
Lomachenko? What are we
panel, I
talking
never
about?
even mentioned Tank. I was talking
Tank
about
was lined up to
anyway.
fight Lomachenko.
Man,
This nigga
every
wasn't even
time,
willing to.
bro.
He wasn't
Why am
even
I
willing
putting
to.
you on
Man.
mute if I'm the one talking? They're in front of me.
Bro,
Cause you always
boxing
running your
hacker,
fucking mouth saying dumb shit.
It's not what I'm saying is the
boxing
truth.
hacker.
Y'all speaking on your
Bob,
emotions and
so
opinions. This
Bob
is the
Aaron,
Hey,
truth.
y'all get come on,
bro,
bro.
Bob
This is
Aaron is
literally
not
the
finna
truth.
make,
Y'all dudes is
bro.
Boxing
funny,
You
Bob
Hacker,
man.
Aaron,
cannot
you're not
deny what
being.
he did at
Hold
130.
on, hold on, Boxing Hacker, you're not being honest, bro. Just because
exactly.
Barinchek has a belt doesn't mean he was the best at the division.
He
Like
said
that's what I'm saying.
objectively.
You
He said
Objectively
gotta say,
speaking,
objectively,
yes.
y'all.
Objectively,
listen.
He
you have
didn't.
to
He didn't
say it.
say objectively because
You
at the
can't
end of
say you
the
can't say contenders better than a champion.
right
And
after he said that they asked
you
him the question. They
you
said,
can't say
"So
a
do you
contender's
think
better than a
Barinchik is
champion champion. Unless
Yes.
the contender
He
beats the
said
champion.
yes.
You cannot
said
say
yes when
contenders
they
better
asked
than
you that.
champion unless they beat the
It's just
champion.
that
They
thinking is
have to beat
stupid because it's like,
the man.
bro,
They have to
listen,
do it. That's how it
that
works.
line of thinking is dumb because
But it's the
y'all keep hold on.
How the
Y'all
hell?
keep trying to make it seem like all you gotta do is beat somebody with a belt and you a champion and you got a belt, all while at the same time trying to discredit other fighters for their belts and who they fought to get them. Like it's so
I
contradictory.
don't do
Like I
that.
don't
I don't
understand
understand
it.
what you're
Yes,
talking
you
about. I
do.
don't do that.
You just did it to
But you
Rolly.
got to do it in reverse though
What do you mean
too.
Rolly's a 2 division champion. I said
He's
that.
a three
Bro, he's a
division
three
champion.
No,
division
he
champion.
isn't.
No, he ain't, bro.
No, he
Y'all
isn't.
need to
Aaron
stop
Haney
that,
was
bro.
undisputed. When you're
Bro, he
undisputed,
has
there's no dispute who the
Boots has
champion
a
is.
mandatory, bro. He's the
No.
super champion at 147. Rolly is the
When you're undisputed, there's no dispute who the champion is. Point blank, period. The
so
people
why the
that had
fuck
shared the
is
belts
bro
were
go
Lomachenko,
man, bro?
Tio,
This shit is
Cambosis,
stupid.
and Haney collected all of them.
All right,
Hold on,
Boxing,
Rolly ain't
that's
no
like
super champion at 140 with 47. What you talking about?
What do you bro? Boots is the super champion at 147.
Oh yeah,
Rolly just
Boots.
won the
I thought you
regular
said Rolly is.
Rolly just won the regular WBA title, which has a mandatory.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So he has
it's
to
a
fight the
secondary
champion.
title. Yeah, so what?
So he a 3-division champion.
No, that's the
No,
secondary
that's
title,
not how
bro.
it works. It's not how it works, brother.
Okay.
Okay, they're champions because they got a secondary title. If you want to say they're secondary champions, how
Name
about
one
that?
since when did
Barrios was a secondary
The
champion at
champion.
140, but Josh
If you
Taylor was undisputed. Once you're undisputed, there's no dispute who the champion is of that division.
if
Barrios
you
had
look at the
secondary titles. Josh Taylor
WBA
was
rules, if you look at the
undisputed.
WBA rules on the champions and the belts, it'll tell you that when the WBA super belt is in a division, that's the champion.
Oh my fucking god, bro. So why the fuck
Yeah.
do it have a mandatory, bro?
What's it got to do with
I
anything?
don't know. You got to
The
ask
fight,
the
yeah, it
WBA
makes
why
you
they put it up
makes
like
you
that.
champion.
Like, it's not making sense.
Because the super champion was created to not have mandatories. That's why. So so to fulfill the obligations of the Muhammad Ali Act, they had to let the secondary belt take mandatories, or else they will be. That's how they got around the Muhammad Ali Act.
Oh my god.
Because the champion is supposed to have mandatories.
Bro,
It's in the rule.
you look at his
It's
resume,
the
no
law.
matter what you try
You
to
just
break down,
yapping.
bro. When you look at that man's resume, he's a 3-division champion. All that secondary shit y'all talking about, bro, that shit don't matter. That shit don't
He
exist.
says he's a 3 division champion.
Bro,
He says that.
I'm a Rolly fan now since he
Yeah.
beat up the racist Ryan Garcia, bro. But I ain't gonna cap and say that he a 3-division champion. He a 2-division champion. But Rolly is the man. I like what Rolly did.
Yeah, Rolly did a
I
great
rock with
job.
Rolly
Yeah,
now, bro.
salute to that brother, man.
Yeah,
Salute to the
he
brother.
climbed.
He did a great job. But it is what it
Rolly
is.
put blood in that boy mouth.
Secondary titles, man. That's not a real thing. You can't claim it.
All right, hold
Secondary
on,
titles
y'all.
are only meant for you to get
Boxing
primary
Hacker, hold
titles.
on. Boxing Hacker,
Talking
let me
so
open
much,
this
nigga.
channel. Who else got something for the show? What y'all got? Well, I can't let Boxing Hacker be up here.
Let me say that. Let me say that. Hey, where I come from, if you go back and check my TikTok, my first video I made was about Tank Davis. When he fought Ryan Garcia, I called him Floyd Mayweather with Mike Tyson power. That's how I saw him. The guy that's finna step on everybody. Once they made the Hector Garcia fight, I saw the game. And I said then, this guy ain't finna fight nobody. I said, not him. Understand, I think he beats everybody. So I'm not actually talking about Tank himself. I'm talking about the business that surrounds Tank. I said they're not gonna take a risk to fight the best guys because he already making money without fighting them. So we gotta see it for what it is. Okay, why would they take a risk?
Just headlined a card. How you keep saying he ain't fighting the best guys, bro?
Huh? Well, listen what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we as fans, we know who the best guys is. Go back and see who the guys that they make videos for. There was never any videos about Mario Barrio. Nobody made videos about Hector Garcia. Nobody
I
made
didn't even know
videos
who
about
Mario
Pitbull Cruz.
Barrios was
Nobody
before
made
you fought Tank.
nobody made videos about these people. As fans, we know who the guys are.
Bro, who
And
made
look,
videos about Shakur opponents, bro?
Quit
but look,
screaming so much, man.
what I'm saying is, most of us think Tank Davis is good. So it's like, okay, he's good. Shakur is good. Okay, let's fight. He's good. Keyshawn good. Okay, let's fight. That's all we saying. We're not saying he's a terrible fighter. We saying let's see who's the best. How is that not entertainment? How is
So
that
Rich,
not entertainment?
So, Rich, Tank can just go fight Shakur when he was over there with Bob. Like Tank
Hey,
could just go fight Keyshawn when they over there with Bob. Like back then, when they had the Showtime deal, they was on ESPN and 2 different networks and all that shit. They couldn't make the fights like that.
okay,
Tank,
what?
If Tank
hold
just said he want to fight him, he can make all those.
bro. Why do y'all can talk over me, bro? I don't understand that.
I go ahead.
I don't understand that, bro. It's my show. You don't. You
I
just.
got you. I got you.
I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about
Okay.
Flocky. Like y'all can't control yourself. Do y'all do this shit at work? Like I don't understand.
Like little kids, man.
So I don't even forgot what I was saying now. Shout out No Cap on the panel.
What's good, no cap?
No Cap, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Man, y'all still talking about the same shit. Tank ain't do this. Tank ain't do that.
Man,
Nigga,
that's these niggas. That's all
Tank
they
beat
want
the
to.
most undefeated champions to anybody around his weight class. He been fighting the best. Shakur, he fought the best sometimes. Jamel Herring, Oscar Valdez. That's about it. At 35, he ain't fought nobody. Who else we talking about? Keyshawn? Keyshawn ain't fought nobody. He fought Bear Chick. Where the fuck he is? He ain't beat nobody. He beat Navarrete, who don't even fight at 35. He went back down to 130. So shit.
And I want to say this too about Keyshawn and this De Los Santos fight. Not to cut you off, No Cap. Like we not finna act like this fight just finna be. Oh, it's a good fight. It's gonna be. He coming off a long layoff. He coming off an injury. He coming off a loss. He coming off a damn near dying because he got blood clots. This is an opponent that Keyshawn handpicked himself. Top rank wanted him to fight other opponents, but he said no. But yet nobody will say nothing about that. But we will sit here and cherry pick apart all the Tank opponents when them niggas is going on to be champions, headline cards, make millions of dollars, all of this stuff. But no, we're gonna sit here and act like Keyshawn fighting De Los Santos. We're gonna sit here and act like Keyshawn fighting Barinchik he just did this great oh, he more accomplished than Tank because he beat Barinchik? Like, come on, y'all. Like I
Straight
think that
weirdo shit.
that is very weak. That's very weak because
Who said Keyshawn is more accomplished than Tank? Then
there you go. There you go, frequent.
Man, that
There you
nigga's a
go.
fucking clown, man.
So we have to stop acting like a accolade, a belt, a quote unquote belt. Let me specify. A belt is just the end all be all. It's the most important. Like because it's not, y'all. And that's just the bottom line of it. Boxing is so multifaceted, it has more things going on that you can be successful and make a lot of money without belts. Example, Ryan Garcia. But what y'all are doing is continuously trying to criticize and diminish Tank when he's the one that's doing what y'all say y'all want. He's the one that's fighting the competition. Did he not just have a draw in a fight and now he running an immediate rematch, running it
Nobody
back?
want to see a fight.
Did he
I
not?
don't want to see a
he
fight.
not.
There y'all go. There y'all go.
He's
There
having a
y'all go.
draw with a fighter that was 25-1 odds. Y'all acting like that's good. He was a
What?
pro box fighter.
Rich,
He
why
was a
it
pro
What
don't
was the
box
odds
Rich,
with
fighter,
hold
Shakur
man.
on,
Pally,
Rich.
nigga?
Hold on, Rich. Because it don't
Fuck.
matter what. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter what we say. Y'all find a way to jump through a hoop to try to discredit it. Oh, it was 21 to odd. So what? It was 21. Everybody kept telling y'all it was gonna be a good fight. Everybody was just like, "Oh, he gonna knock him out. I know for sure he gonna knock him out." Like y'all always know for sure or something. No, it's boxing. Just because y'all think opponent is not gonna be good, that don't mean they not gonna be a good fight.
Well, let me
So
But you
It's
respond.
said
a
he the
It's
one
an
doing what we
controversy.
want though.
Yeah,
How
y'all
he
acting like
doing
some
what we
kind of
want?
banger. It was just an
Because he
okay
fighting the
fight. It
best
wasn't
competition,
controversy.
dog. Lamont Roach is a
because he's
champion,
Okay,
fighting
nigga.
okay.
the
Like, what are you talking
Wait.
about?
We ain't even know
Lamont Roach
who
is
Lamont
champion.
Roach was, bro.
If you
That
don't
doesn't
watch
Watch
mean
more
boxing, that's why,
boxing,
nothing.
nigga.
dog.
So
How you not
hold
gonna know
on.
who
No,
a
the
champion
point
is
is
in the
how he
division?
doing what we want if we don't
He
know
was a
who the heck this
champion.
dude is.
Because he fight the
So
best
he only got.
competition. That's what you said you
Did
wanted.
you know? Did you know who Padley was?
No, I ain't know who
But that's
Padley
a
was. He
replacement
was a
fight. That's a
replacement though.
replacement
He
fight,
was a
man. Come on,
replacement
y'all
fight.
be
Did you know
reaching
who
with
I
that,
ain't
Art
know
man.
who
was? Did you know
Pitbull
who Art
was. I ain't
was?
know who none of these
Okay.
cats was.
Yo,
Okay. So
Pitbull was a replacement fight. He's supposed
It
to
was
fight
a
Rolly.
replacement fight. He took Tank the distance.
No, he's supposed to fight Rolly. Rolly had a sexual assault case.
Okay, and
So
Pitbull took Tank the difference.
But
Okay,
that
It
and
took the
no, but
distance,
Pitbull
that's
knocked
what he
out
and
did.
Rolly.
Bro,
Shakur
no
stopped
champ. That's the
Padley.
electrician, bro.
Shakur stopped Padley.
Pitbull beat the
And
shit
y'all
out of
still
Padley
got a
and Shakur,
problem.
nigga.
Y'all
In
still got
9
a
rounds,
problem.
nigga. What the
Pitbull,
No,
fuck?
Pitbull will
Pitbull
do
is a
it.
champion at 140. Is Shakur a
No,
champion at
That was
140?
I
Man, that's
think
later.
the
That's
point
later.
is though, yo. I
So
think the
what? That's
point
how good
is
he
that
is. He was able to move up and
He,
get a
he was
belt.
champion for a week, man.
Listen, that was
So is
Padley's first
Lomachenko.
12
He was
round
only
fight,
champion for
bro.
2 days. So is Lomachenko.
You
They ain't
criticize
got no
Roach,
title
but then
defenses like
praise
that.
Padley.
Ain't got the most title defenses at
The fuck?
135 by
Well,
far.
I'm just gonna say this: Tank needs to fight Shakur. I mean, let's be real.
Man, boxing hacker. Shakur don't want to fight, bro. Stop it.
Oh,
I don't understand
okay,
it.
2 Cent. That's a narrative. Let me say this. I swear I'm gonna shut up after this. People act like, okay, Shakur don't want y'all got all this fake stuff going on, even though y'all know the man say they ain't sending offer. That's cool. If that's such a problem, ask yourself this one question. If the PBC move out the way and just get their 20%, whoever the hell Shakur signed to, move out the way, get your 20%. Could Turkey make the fight? Could Turkey make Tank and Shakur fight if the promotional companies move the hell out the way?
no,
Turkey
you
will
know
make that
Tank
fight.
ain't fighting for no
Turkey will
turkey.
make that fight, shout it. Turkey
Why
will make
would
that's all I'm saying.
I?
Yo,
Turkey will make
Why?
that fight.
Tank
how you
ain't
say
fighting for
Turkey make
turkey,
that fight,
bro.
but we just see him
Why
black
would
Pitbull versus Benavidez?
Hey, Tank could go make 30 million. He could go make
Rick?
30 million. Why wouldn't he do
All right,
that?
and now you switching it.
Rick.
No,
You
cause
switching
Tank
it up
don't
again,
feel
bro.
like he could win the decision
Uh,
over there
hold
in
on.
Saudi
I
Arabia.
bet he don't. Hey,
Hold on.
and Roach can't
Y'all
win it.
not
But he
gonna
don't.
y'all not gonna keep talking over me, bro. Listen, this is the thing. If I'm Tank, if Shakur wanna fight me, he either finna come fight me or we're not going to fight. I'm not going to no Turkey. I don't need to go to Turkey. Why do I need to go? Why do I need to leave my situation to go fight Shakur, bro? Do you want to fight me, bro? If not, then okay. I can move on with my career and go fight other people, and you can go fight prospects and Josh Padley's.
And Tank will fight contenders. Like he'll just fight. He's not fighting champions. So
My
they're
nigga,
like they're
yo,
just
I ain't gonna
contenders.
lie,
That's
y'all
all
niggas.
it
That's
is.
why I said I don't like coming
Contender.
on the panel
No,
because y'all niggas really
Lamont
don't know
Roach
nothing
is a
about boxing.
champion though, bro.
Big Supreme, go
All y'all
ahead, Big
niggas, man.
Supreme.
Now I'm saying like they'll praise Padley, but then clown Roach. I don't get it. Like, how do you
What?
clown Roach but then praise Padley and Yoshino, bro? That man was about to fight Austin Schofield, never even for the 12-round fight, bro. Like, I don't get like who are these
Who
guys
So
praises
fighting?
Padley, bro?
I'm not clowning
That
no
man too
fighter, no
rich. What do you
champion.
mean? You act like
I'm
you just said what
Big
you said.
Supreme. Big Supreme. I'm not clowning no champion. What I'm saying is this, right? For what Tank should do is fight the current champions in his division. I'm not saying Roach is not bad as a bad fighter. I'm not saying Pally's
So
a
who?
bad
He supposed to
fighter.
fight
I'm not
Keyshawn
saying
and
that
Lomachenko. Lomachenko, he
he's
tried to
telling
fight
Lomachenko
Lomachenko.
or Shakur.
Lomachenko didn't want no smoke.
Okay, there's Shakur and there's Keyshawn. There's these two
Shakur
other
didn't want no
fighters.
smoke. They
Yo,
went to
bro,
Shakur to
you
set
don't
up
Shakur,
top.
understand. You don't
Lamont
Shakur
Roach
is
was
understand.
the
on the
last
board every
last
single
option,
interview
nigga.
saying that's his biggest fight, bro.
Hold
Like
on,
we
y'all.
need
Let
to
me
stop
get
this
this
weird
comment.
narrative.
Let me get
Shakur
this
wants that
comment.
fight.
Boxing hacker, let me get this comment. Teach 2 cents. Answer this question. You said Shakur doesn't want to fight Tank, but Shakur said he wants to fight Tank. Who am I supposed to believe in this situation? I will hope you will believe yourself, Ninja, because that's just my 2 cents. But listen, Shakur want to fight everybody. Who don't Shakur want to fight? Shakur want to fight everybody. Shakur said he got an offer to fight Gary Russell and who else he said? Matias. And
Matias.
Shakur call out all these people. And I want y'all to tell me, when has Shakur fought anybody he ever is calling out? He
They won't
doesn't.
fight him.
Yeah, they won't fight.
He's
He's
never
never
Bro,
even
gonna
get
get
an
Tyler
offer
offered.
called
to
Shakur
Shakur.
out. He wanted to fight Shakur. He had somebody in his division that was ranked in the sanctioned body that wanted to fight him. And Shakur said,
Bro,
why do I need to fight you for it? He did.
he's
He
ranked number 10.
he
He's ranked number 10.
wouldn't
And
even
Every
fight the
nigga
Shakur
people
just
that
say
still
he
want to
gonna
fight
fight
bro.
him.
Shakur,
What are we
Dog.
bro.
talking about?
To
He should
elevate your
fight Ryan.
profile,
He
you
should
got to
be
fight the people that want to fight you.
he
You
should
can't be
Ryan should
turning
be
down
The
fighting
fights.
dude ranked
Shakur.
number
Listen,
10, bro.
what are we talking about here? He's ranked
What
number
are you
10.
talking about? He ranked higher than 10, nigga.
Who's ranked higher than 10?
Raymond Maritime. He's
What's his
top 5
ranking?
of the WBC.
I don't
Because
know
he
that.
called out Shakur.
I don't know if he is or
Not
not.
only that, let's talk about Muratala said he'll fight Shakur, and Shakur came up with excuses. What happened
Well, he
with
been
that?
calling out Shakur for a while
No,
because they
but
both on top
Shakur's
rank.
calling
That fight made
Muratala
sense.
Listen, what I noticed with Shakur is when a nigga get on his ass, he don't say shit. The Herrera dude was making videos saying he want to fight him. Now nobody know who Jari Herrera is. But then you could go fight Joshua Pally.
Man, listen.
Mortala said he
Well,
wants
That's the thing.
smoke.
He
Let the
took the
nigga
easy
I
have
fight
it.
to
want to see
pass.
Shakur and Tank,
Hold on, let
bro.
him finish talking. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm saying Mortala said he want to smoke, and now all of a sudden, Shakur didn't want to fight. So now what I don't like with Shakur is he just was saying that he can't make the fight with Tank because he doesn't want to cross the street, go to PBC, this, that, and third. But then you go get Lou DiBella to make a fight with Oscar. So you could work with everybody else but the PBC, bro. That's what I'm saying. You could work with Lou DiBella, you could work with Eddie Hearns, you could work with Bob Arum, you could work with Oscar, but then when it comes to Al Heyman, for some reason it can't work.
Yo, he never said none of that. So what are you talking about, Big Spring? He never said that.
That all sound
He
good,
never
but when
said
they
that,
asked
bro.
Tank about it,
He
Tank
never
said,
said that.
"What has he done, though?"
Yeah.
Boxing hacker and frequent flyer. I'm gonna have to have one of y'all up here at a time.
No,
Throw
he
this
said
Can
he
nigga in
was
the
y'all
done,
back,
talk
though.
one
man.
at a time?
Yeah,
Okay,
I feel
One,
like y'all
one
niggas
at a
let
is
me
the same
respond to Big
person.
Supreme real quick. Then you go.
Bro, you still talking over
Nah,
me,
you
bro.
talk too much, nigga. To go off what
One
Big
at a
Supreme said,
time.
Big Supreme said, yeah, Shakur, he always calling guys out. He always talking loud, just like when he was talking about he want to fight Tank when Tank was about to fight Loma. But when Loma pulled out and they called this nigga, gave him an opportunity, what the fuck this nigga do? Nah, I'm gonna go to match room. You fuck ass nigga, you don't want no smoke. You guys use this fucking he didn't send the offer bullshit excuse. If I call you to fight, nigga, and you don't want to fight, you don't get no offer sent, hoe ass niggas. That's how the game works.
So
You act like
okay,
you
so let me
motherfuckers
respond.
don't know
Let
the
me
business
respond
of
to this.
boxing,
Oh
man.
no, you
Hold
split it up. You
on,
responded
boxing
enough to
Let's
boxing
hacker.
respond to
hacker.
this real quick because people
Boxing
were saying,
hacker. Let
I want to
people
hear somebody else talk,
finish.
nigga.
If you finish, Cash.
Yeah, y'all got it.
All
yeah,
right.
let's respond to it real quick, right? Shakur himself talked about that interview with Espinoza. He talked about it the day after on freaking X Spaces. He talked about it. He said that offer, there was never any mention about Tank. They said the only thing about Tank is that they were going to spin the block, that Tank wasn't ready to fight him at that current moment in time. That's what they said. So
So
this
they
all this
called him to tell
conversation
him Tank
about
wasn't ready to
all
fight him
this,
at that
yeah,
moment in
all this
time.
conversation
No,
from the first person.
let me
Not
crest
from
with
the third.
everything you
Wait,
said.
hold
Floyd
on,
Mayweather
guys.
came
Hold
on
on. Let me talk.
Instagram
Let
and
me
said he
talk.
want to
Hold on.
sign
Let me talk,
Shakur to
guys.
make the
Let me
Tank
Hold on,
fight.
no cap,
And he
no
had
cap,
Shakur do it in
one second,
a
one
fucking
second, one
promo.
second.
no cap, no
From
cap.
the
Let him finish. Go ahead,
from the
boxing
first
hacker,
person
land your plane.
perspective, not from the third person's perspective, not from YouTubers' perspective, from the first person's perspective. Not there was never offer made to him for a Tank fight. They said
All
they
right.
weren't ready to fight. They said they'll come back next year. This is next year, right? This is next year. What we've been trying to relay to you that you guys always put on Shakur. Tank, on the other hand, at almost every interview, he's saying he doesn't think he want to fight Shakur. He said almost
No,
every
he's
interview.
not. No, he
He
doesn't.
literally goes on his past fight with Lamont Roach. Multiple times he said, "Well, Shakur done." He shoots down the fight all the time.
You
He
see?
No, he
shoots down the
doesn't.
Shakur
You see
fight
what I'm talking
all
about,
the
2
time.
cents? This is my
He's
However,
not
problem.
shooting down
Shakur,
the
on
fight.
the
He's
other
shooting
hand,
down you niggas acting like he avoiding this
hold
nigga.
on.
He's
On
saying
the
why
other
does
hand,
this nigga
hold
done for me to
on.
avoid
Y'all
him?
talk
Hold
about
What
us,
is
on.
this
but y'all
nigga
be talking.
produce to the
No
range
cap,
to
no
make
cap.
this nigga a threat? Is what he's saying, nigga.
Hold on, let
Hold
me
on, no
finish.
cap. Let the
Hold
boxing
on.
hacker finish. Go ahead.
Yeah. On the other hand, Shakur just even had an interview with the Breakfast Club. I don't know how many of you guys watched it. Just I think the interview came out today, and he's literally saying the person he wants to fight is Tank. That he's been saying it almost every interview, almost every time. The person he wants to fight is Tank, and the person who can make the thing shake is Tank because he has more power at the moment. It's Tank that can make these fights happen. Let's be real. He's literally the golden boy of the division. He's
Land your
literally has
plane,
his own
nigga.
promotional company. He can make these fights happen. The fights that he wants, if he
Well,
says he
then
wants to
tell
make it
them to
happen,
wait till they make it happen. Then tell them for them to wait till he
why
make
are
it
we
happen
waiting? Why? See, that's the
because
problem.
he
You
ain't
guys,
made it happen yet.
here's the thing. We call Canelo a duck for ducking Benavidez, right? We call we fight fans say, "Oh, come on, Canelo, you don't want to fight Benavidez," but we don't put that same
Dog,
pressure on
Benavidez
Tank.
was
We
Canelo's
make
mandatory for
excuses.
3 years, dog.
We don't make the same excuses. We don't make the
Shakur
same.
never been Tank
Boxing
mandatory, bro.
Oh
hacker.
my
That
gosh.
fight, that Shakur Stevenson fight, that fight is not as like I don't know. I don't think it's as
Yeah.
popular as y'all think it is.
But then you guys want us to be happy with the freaking Lamont Roach fight. Lamont Roach 2 is coming out. I'm ecstatic.
Nobody
No.
told you to be happy,
Like, what are we talking about?
but you was
Look,
happy with the
at
Ramirez
135,
Devin Haney fight. Get out of here, boxing
no,
hackers.
at 135, the most popular fight is Tank versus Shakur. At
Not anymore.
135.
No, it's Keyshawn and Tank by far. It's
Huh?
Keyshawn and Tank is the fight now. Shakur is an afterthought.
Yeah, Shakur
Let him
done,
fight
bro.
one of them. I mean,
Shakur missed
Keyshawn
his
passed
come on,
moment.
man.
Shakur.
Let him fight one of
Shakur
them.
missed his
Let's be real
moment.
about it. Let's finally be honest
After
about it.
Keyshawn knocked out De Los Santos, he passed Shakur.
You know, one
We
point
just want to see Tank be a unified champion. That's all.
Why? What if he
or
don't want
lose
to
At
be?
either
least a
one.
unified champion.
Yeah,
What
fight
if he
fight a
doesn't
champion.
want
Let's see
to
what
be
it
a
is.
unified champion though?
So you saying he don't want to fight Shakur or the champ? They the ones who got the belts. Shakur
Yeah,
and
listen, I'm
Keyshawn.
just saying, what if I'm not talking about the opponent? I'm just
Lomachenko.
saying, what if he don't want to be a unified champion?
Okay, then it is
So
what
you
it is.
saying what if he don't want to fight them? That's basically what you saying.
What if he don't want to be a unified champion? That's what I'm saying. Why you keep saying so you saying? I'm saying exactly what I mean.
What if he don't want to fight them? Then he don't want to fight them. That's what we saying the whole time. He don't want to fight them
He's just
dudes.
ducking them. That's all it is, man. It's just a duck at that point. It's just gonna,
So why
it's
don't they
sad
fight each other?
because
The Tank don't want to
we
fight
could
him.
have
Why don't they
seen
fight
Tank
each other?
versus Devin Haney. I want to see Tank versus Devin Haney.
Why they
He
can't
knows
fight
who
each other?
won. But that fight's down the wayside now too, and probably
No, he
Shakur.
talking about they talking about Keyshawn and Shakur fighting each other.
No, Lomachenko too.
No,
Oh,
boxing hacker.
Loma about to retire.
No, boxing hacker has already explained that Keyshawn
Yeah,
and Shakur has a down low, I mean a DL relationship,
different level.
a different level.
Man,
Yeah,
you had it
they're
been a
close
different
friends,
level.
man. It is what it is. That fight, at least Shakur and Keyshawn are honest about it. They say, hey, we're not gonna fight each other. They're not spinning us around in circles and stuff, you know.
I think
I'm
that's
sorry, if
gay
they're
though
honest,
for them to be like that and
if
not
Tank
be
don't fight,
not be.
he's
I
just
don't
going
mean
to
to say that, but I think that's soft, man, for them to be like that and be in the same weight division though. One of them
And
need
both
to move up or something.
be champions.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy that, but both of y'all can't be champions in the same weight division if y'all not going to fight each other. Somebody got to move up, bro.
Tucson, did
Hey,
you see
Tank ain't fighting them. Hell, he able to do it. Tank ain't fighting nobody. Why they can't not fight nobody? Shit.
I mean, but they, but they, come on. But they openly saying they ain't gonna fight each other because they friends, bro.
No,
Come on,
I
bro.
agree with that. They need to fight. They need to fight. They need to
Yo,
fight.
but Tucson, did you see the Breakfast Club interview by any chance?
Hold on. Shout out to No More Sleepwalking with the $5 in the Cash App. Shout out to No More Sleepwalking for your support to the channel.
And I think Tank
I
fan
think
missed the point.
I didn't want
We're saying that Tank is a great fighter. We're saying Shakur is a great fighter. Now it look like Keyshawn's a great fighter. Just mix it up. That's all we're saying. Ain't nobody saying that bad. Just mix it up. If they ain't mixing it up, because somebody don't want to mix it up.
Tell them
If we
niggas
was in the
to turn it
street,
down
hey,
opportunity.
You know who
if
that
we was in
person
the
is.
street, and if we was in the street, right, and a guy said, hey man, I want to fight you, and the other guy say, why would I fight him? You gonna say that dude don't want to fight. It would be simple. You
no.
wouldn't come up with a whole bunch of narratives. You wouldn't come up with a whole bunch of that. It's simple. He don't want to fight. He might got a reason he don't want to fight, but he don't want to fight. Whether it's the business, whether it's they can't lowball Shakur, whatever it is, he don't want to fight.
The Shakur overpaid. Let that low pay. He already
This is the
overpaid.
problem.
Talk about
This is
low
the
ball.
problem. You guys.
Hold on. Let
Go
me
ahead.
get this Cash App. Shout out to Alan Sostan with the $5 in the Cash App. He says for appreciation. Shout out A Sostan with the $5 in the Cash App. I want to thank everybody that supported the channel so far. Be sure to help support the channel by dropping your 2 cents in a super chat or hitting the Cash App at 2 cents boxing. At least buy your girl a cup of coffee because we up late tonight. But go ahead, Cash.
Now this is my thing. Like these niggas keep talking about things said after Tank's team already reached out to try to fight these niggas. Like actions speak louder than any words these hoe ass niggas is talking online. You niggas gotta come with better arguments than this. Shit is
Man,
ridiculous.
y'all gotta act like y'all didn't hear
That's
Jay
true,
Prince.
man.
Jay
We talked about
Prince
that.
said they ain't sent
That's true,
nothing.
bro.
Jay Prince said at some point y'all gotta believe somebody. So Shakur lying, Jay Prince lying, everybody lying, but Tank.
Hey, bro, I don't know if you don't understand the business of boxing, but you don't get
No,
an offer
Tank ain't
sent.
lying either. Tank
You don't
said
get an
what if
offer
they
sent.
done? He
You
ain't
don't
trying
get
to
an
fight
offer
either.
sent, nigga, unless you agree to
but the
fight.
reason why
That's the problem.
I
Learn
need
your
a
business,
strong voice,
nigga.
bro. I ain't gonna lie. So Jay Prince and Shakur is telling the truth, but then Espinosa's a liar. That's
Okay,
what I'm saying.
well, let me say this. I hear a lot of people talk about the Espinosa thing. Yeah, clearly y'all didn't see the second interview when
Who
Espinosa
cares
came
about
back and
that? Did you see
corrected
his
that shit.
interview with
He
Fanon when he
said,
said that it
I
was to
reached
replace
out to,
Lomachenko?
we reached out to Tank when he was talking to to Shakur when he was talking to everybody else. They ain't say there was no special reach out to no Shakur. He visited all of them.
All
He
right, so
visited all the promotional
all right,
companies.
that's fine, that's fine. So my thing is this,
Hold on,
right?
let me get the
Yeah, I
super
got you,
chat
Judge.
real quick. Shout out to Broke and Dangerous with the $1.99 in the super chat says Cruz and Muratala, who's gonna fight them? Shout out Broke and Dangerous. And this is a thing though, right? Go ahead, Big Supreme.
All I was saying was we seen that he said that he won a 3-fight deal, but then we found out he signed a 1-fight deal with Eddie Hearns and Matchroom, and now he's going with Lou DiBella. So why that makes Espinosa's point even stronger? They
His
offered him a
next
1-fight
fight
deal.
would
He
be the
turned it
second
down.
fight, man. He
Listen,
had
Yeah,
a
that's
he
fine.
said
two-fight
That's
he
deal,
turned
fine.
it
man.
down
What
because he
y'all
wanted
talking
a
about, man?
4-fight deal.
Come
Hey
on,
man,
So
let
quit
him
talking
talk.
over everybody, nigga.
Let him talk, y'all. Go ahead.
that's all I got though. Like he's a liar, basically. That's what I'm saying.
And
No,
this
but
what I
what you
want to
said
say.
isn't true
Hold
though.
on, this what I want to say. This what I want to say, right? This is what I want to say. Check it
Uh,
out, right? Let's do this. Let's do this. Tank a duck. Now what? Now who Shakur is? Do you want to see Shakur fight?
Keyshawn Davis, he the only one left there.
Lomachenko at that point. Yeah,
No,
Lomachenko.
Loma about to leave, man.
He should fight Loma, or I guess Andy Cruz is the number one contender in his
How should
division.
Shakur fight Loma? But when Tank was finna fight Loma, he was old.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
I
Ah,
That's
mean,
what
he got a belt.
You
He
exactly.
want to see
fair
Tank
game
versus
if he got a
Shakur.
belt, but I
You
think
said
he
if
leaving
Tank's on
though.
the picture, then he has
Now
to
you
move on up.
stuttering,
He has
Hacker.
left. We want to see Tank versus Shakur. You want to say, oh well, let's just call Tank a duck, then take him out the picture. Well, I don't know why we need to take him out the picture.
oh,
We
he out the
want to see a
picture.
fight.
He out
We
the
want
picture,
that's a
bro.
fight to make, man.
He a
That's the
duck.
fight.
He a duck.
Just
He
like
out the picture.
Crawford versus EJ was a fight to make. That's what the fight
He
people
out
want.
the picture. He's a duck. So what's next for Shakur?
No, I mean, then he just fight somebody else. That's all that happens.
Who?
It's
Who?
unfortunate. I would
Who
put it like
else?
this though. I would put it
Who
like
else?
this. And
Who else do you want?
Shakur.
Who
Man,
else do you
Muratala
want to
called
see
them
him
out.
fight?
Andy Cruz called them out. Like that nigga scared. Nigga's a duck, bro.
When
Tito
Andy,
Mercado.
Andy Cruz is number one in the
Shakur
division.
said,
He
did
don't
y'all
get
see the
called
breakfast?
out. What are we talking about?
Did y'all see the Breakfast Club interview? Shakur said he'd go to 154 and fight uh
You niggas believe everything Shakur say. You some clown ass
I
nigga.
Yeah, he
can't
said
have
that.
you up
He
here with
said
that stupid
no, but he's
freaking.
telling the truth. He said he'll fight Conor Ben. Shakur said he'll fight Conor Ben 154.
Mr. Greg, man, what you got on this, man? I'm tired of hearing these goofy
I,
ass.
Anybody up here talking about Shakur Stevenson going to 154 to Conor Ben
I'm
is in
laughing
timeout.
about that.
Y'all going to timeout, bro. Cut it
I,
out. Like, stop it, y'all.
this is
Shakur
crazy.
Stevenson, why you even repeating that? And that's what I'm saying. This the type of stuff y'all favorite fighter be saying. And y'all let shit like that slide. You
I
know,
swear.
doggone well, Shakur Stevenson ain't about to go to no 50. He not even about to go to 40 and fight Russell. He not about to go no 54 and fight Conor Ben. And I just can't understand, like, if they've advised Shakur to talk like this to cause the discourse to keep people talking, like, I don't know. Like, do they do this shit on purpose? Cause they just man, him, Bud, they just be saying some outlandish stuff. And it's like, dude, are you just saying this for attention? Shakur Stevenson get up there and act like he just so like that. Man, I'll go to 54 and fight. Really, Shakur Stevenson? You gonna go from 135 pounds to 154 pounds and fight a puncher like Conor Ben?
He just got done
2
saying
Cent
that.
Tank called out Conor Ben. They had a whole Twitter rant
Hold
about
on.
fighting.
Hold on. Shakur just got done saying that he ain't going above 140, but now this nigga talking about 150. Man, this nigga's a clown, man. Anyone believe him is a fucking retard.
Tank did the same thing, man. How y'all gonna say that when
Man,
Tank
you
did the
keep
same
yapping. All
thing?
you doing is
Really,
yapping.
Tank never
Nigga.
called out
Tank
Conor
did
Ben.
the same
Called out
thing. He
Tank.
called out
Tank said
Conor
y'all
Ben.
fighting
They
at
went through the
47.
whole thing. What weight he was
He
gonna
did
fight
call.
Conor Ben at? He wouldn't fight Devin. He said Devin was too big. He was trying to fight Conor Ben.
Hank would go to
He never
54 and
said
fight
Devin was
Conor
too
Ben
big.
before
He never
Shakur
said
brittled
Devin was
his
too
foot.
big, nigga. You making up
Stop
shit.
it.
Nigga, y'all, they kept talking about Devin was
At the end of the
25
day,
pounds
Haney
overweight.
was
What are y'all
trash,
talking
bro. We
about,
just
man?
see Rolly
Y'all
Romero
gotta get on y'all
take
same
care of another
PBC
You
individual.
just
excuse
said
making,
Tank
man.
said
Y'all
it,
got too
nigga.
many excuses, man.
You just said Tank
No,
Y'all
said
can't
Devin
it.
even
trash.
keep up
First
with
of all,
your
let's just
own
establish that Devin is
excuses.
trash. We
Man, you
see
need to
Devin
get your
Rolly is
facts
better
straight,
than
bro.
Devin. Clearly, nigga.
Hey, and I criticize
Clearly
Devin. So,
established
hey,
Rolly is
what's the
better
point?
than
I
Devin, nigga.
criticize Devin. I criticize. I could keep it real. That shit Devin did, that wasn't no sweet science. He was running. He was scared. I can keep it
Man,
real.
y'all Tank
He was
fans don't need
scared.
to
He
be
was
saying
running.
nothing about Devin, bro. Devin was in his weight at 135 for 5 years, and
Hell
Tank
yeah,
still
he
wouldn't fight
was.
him. And
Nigga
he
didn't
had
want
the
no
super belt,
smoke.
and
They
Tank
ain't
had the
want no
secondary,
smoke.
and he still didn't fight him. So
And
y'all don't got
Tank,
nothing to
hey,
say. Y'all shouldn't
and
be saying
Tank
nothing
paid
about
sanctioning
Devin.
fees on a rigid belt. Tank
You
paid
barely beat
sanctioning
motherfucker.
Beat
fees on a
Devin at
rigid belt while
147 or
saying that the
whatever he
belts
had,
didn't
bro.
matter.
Okay, that's all good, but Devin Haney's finished. So why are we still talking about him?
Hey, Tank didn't want that smoke. What? I ain't gonna say Tank.
Nobody want to
PBC
see a
didn't want
bum
that
ass
smoke.
nigga fight anybody, nigga.
PBC didn't want that smoke,
He
man.
said Devin Haney finished.
He's
Nigga's
finished.
finished,
Devin
nigga.
Haney was the only undefeated champion on that
Nigga
card.
Turkey was
Y'all do
clowning
realize
Devin.
that.
Had this nigga wearing a lawyer suit on the Times Square billboard and shit. Get clowned by your own
Subpoena
promoter.
gang,
Nigga, get
nigga.
this nigga out of
Subpoena
here. Who
gang,
gonna
nigga.
sign? Who gonna do a deal with Devin after this? What promoter?
Hold on, y'all. We
You got
got
a whole
somebody
turkey
new on
hen now
the panel.
forever.
Hold on. Shout out to Crush the Legend on the panel. What up, Crush?
Crush, what up?
What up, 2 Cent? What's going on? How y'all
What up,
doing?
Crush?
You
What's the
doing?
2 cents? What you got for the show?
I hear a lot of crybaby ass shit up on this goddamn panel. I know that. I need to order me some goddamn baby bibs and send it out to motherfuckers. I got the moist meters coming for y'all real soon. Y'all need to cut this nonsense out. Get off this old ass fucking topic shit. I'm tired of y'all talking about the same fucking fighters, man. Talk about something else. Cause y'all ain't doing nothing but arguing back and forth, and most of y'all ain't even keeping it the fuck real any goddamn way. So I'm blow the whistle. None of these fighters look any much better than the other. Okay, they all fucking soft. This whole generation, your favorite fighters, they all fucking soft. So what the fuck y'all arguing back and forth about? Cause none of y'all can talk about nobody else's favorite fighter because all y'all favorite fighters is fucking soft. If one ain't
Bro,
doing something like the other, wait, let me finish. If one ain't doing something right, the other ain't doing. None of them ain't doing a fucking thing right. Y'all been watching boxing, y'all been paying attention, right? But y'all sitting up here dogging this man out, dogging that man out. Your man look like shit. His man look like shit. His man look scared. This man look scared. They all look scared. So what the fuck is y'all talking about? The fuck is y'all talking about? Devin Haney is fucking punch fucking shot. That's what the fuck it is. I don't got no problem with the man. He's fucking punch shy, and y'all keep talking about all this shit of what he did. You talking about what he was doing at 35. What, he drank himself for fucking 3 fucking goddamn years? Why the fuck you think he blown up so fucking fast? He ain't even stay at 140, he just got there. That's what happens when you stay at fucking, when you keep on draining yourself. And at some time when you get a little older with your biological clock, your shit just gonna keep on turning over and you keep blowing up. Now he wanna be a catchweight dude. But this was the guy said, I would never do that. This is the guy that Charles said that was the best thing ever in this generation. That's not true.
He drained himself because your favorite
Let him go.
fighter wouldn't
No,
fight
no,
him,
no, no,
bro.
no, no.
Let him
Ain't no my favorite fighter shit. I ain't got no favorite fighter, bro. I'm different
go.
from you. I watch boxing, bro. That's what the fuck y'all do. Don't give me this back and forth shit. I'm talking facts. Don't come back with some tank shit. We talking about Devin. So I want you to respond to me about fucking Devin and his fucking faults.
Okay.
See, that's what I do. And I ain't got nothing against Devin. But I'm telling you the truth. You're a fucking Devin fan, then let's ride with it. Because I ain't got nothing against him at all. But this is what fucking happened when you keep on staying yourself at a fucking weight class that you should have got the fuck up out of. Then this
Yeah.
man just go to
But I was
140.
talking to you about Devin, though.
Wait, bro. I'm not finished. What's wrong with you? I ain't get on here and cut nobody off. Relax yourself. Alright, so this whole shit with him. So now he goes to 140, but he was there for one fucking fight. You talk about a catch weight 147. All this shit. Y'all keep on hanging on to this Oscar and shit. Y'all sound moist as fuck. Get over that. Y'all can't even let that go because y'all act like it's a fucking W on Ryan's fucking record because of that shit. Get over this shit. He gonna get punched. He gonna get hurt by somebody at some fucking point. So you take Ryan out of this shit. He got in there with a fucking dude that my 6-year-old would knock the fuck out. And he was scared as fuck as that dude. And you gonna tell me he gonna do some shit at 147 when motherfuckers is punching? They got fucking cinder blocks up there. What is he gonna fucking do? He don't wanna fucking engage. He don't wanna get hurt. He feel as though that, I can't trust nothing. So now he's scared to get hit. That dude that fought fucking Friday night, that man never fought the fuck like that. Y'all know that. That man never fought like that. Never. He ain't never been on. Y'all talking about lateral move. That's running compared to what the fuck Devin Haney used to do. That's fucking running. And you're a diehard fan, like you say you are, and that's totally different from this goddamn character. Y'all can't even keep it real about that. So y'all doing him a disservice because y'all can't even keep it real. So the whole question about it, what is he going to do? He's not mentally there, man. And to be honest with you, he rushed his ass back into the fucking sport a little too damn fast because he wasn't mentally prepared yet. He kept on worrying about all this bullshit. Then he going to court shit, acting like a little bitch, Paul Thomas type of shit. Right? This is what he did. And then when he seen the money over there, y'all start turkey glazing, he wanted to jump right back in. Bro, you ain't even mentally right yet. Because you still feel embarrassed about a dude that you talked down on, called him all these low levels, right? No matter what the fuck happened fight night, whatever, you should have had that phone booth up. We would have had a different motherfucking result. Because that was the only motherfucking difference, was that he didn't cover that motherfucking chin. So
All right. Can we respond to this? Because
What's
you've been going on for like
up
10
with all
minutes,
that
brother.
echo and stuff,
Yeah.
though? What you in a bathroom stall on a toilet or something, bro? Is all this echo and reverb and stuff coming off?
Ain't no goddamn tall. I'm at work shit on your favorite title right now.
Hey, you're not doing nothing, bro, but yarn and dust, bro. I don't even know what you're talking about. If you really want to talk about Devin Haney, let's talk about listen, let's talk about Master of Ceremony.
Hacker, hold on. He was talking to me, though, Hacker.
Talk boxing with me, boxing Hacker.
You know. Okay, let's see. Let's see, brother. Hey, bro, let's see. Question Legend. Let's see. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All I hear is yarn and dust. Let's talk about it.
Bro, you got to turn your echo off.
I'm gonna mute y'all real quick. Let me get one mic. Crush, I'm gonna let you finish up and land your plane, and then I'm gonna let Boxing Hacker go. Go ahead, Crush.
Boxing Hacker, don't even fucking waste your time repeating the same old shit that you've been repeating with everybody else. It's not gonna fly over here. You don't have to agree with nothing that I said, but it's fucking facts. Cause I don't do no fucking capping and I don't do no motherfucking goddamn glazing for none of these damn fighters. Like you doing it everyday basis every time you go on every motherfucking panel that you go on, bruh. And that's a mic drop. Talk to somebody else.
Hey, listen.
Thank you for singing that song, bro.
Hold on. Look, y'all. This 2 Cents After Dark. Y'all be sure to support the channel. Please, it's after dark. I do run the risk of getting demonetized. So make sure y'all drop a super chat at 2 cents in the super chat with your 2 cents, or hit the Cash App at 2 Cents Boxing. Go ahead, Boxing Hacker. What's your 2 cents?
I heard a lot of singing, right? I mean, it sounded really good. But check this out, right? When you want to talk about Devin Haney, he stayed at division. He was weight training himself at a division. You are absolutely correct. But let's remember one thing about Devin, right? Devin Haney turned pro when he was a teenager. Not when he was an adult. Remember that. He stayed at 130, and people can put this
same old story.
No, hey, brother, let me talk, Mr. Crush Legend, Master of Ceremonies. Let me talk, okay? When he stayed at that division, right, since he was 17, his main goal was the same thing as what Earl Spence did. They both wanted to become undisputed. There were a lot of things that were blocking Devin from becoming undisputed. Fighters literally got franchise titles just so they wouldn't even fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney held the WBC championship title for a long time. He literally took the worst deal, one of the worst boxing deals in history, just to even get a shot at undisputed. See, we don't talk about those things. We sort of neglect.
Bad deal is not nothing to be talking about. That shit.
No, hold on. We neglect, or we can say, he was draining himself. So was Earl Spence. Earl Spence did the exact same thing.
You're not talking about Earl.
Brother, Master of Ceremonies. Hold on, this is not your ceremony. Like at the end of the day, what Devin Haney did, he wanted to move up. He always said that, but he wanted to accomplish his goals. The brother wanted to become undisputed. That's something he wanted to do. He wanted to fight Tank Davis. He wanted to fight the Lomachenko. He freaking wanted to fight Robert Eastern when Robert Eastern was the man at 135.
I did not want to fight no damn Robert Eastern.
He called out Robert Eastern multiple times. Robert Eastern said no. Robert Bunny Eastern said no. Not Devin Haney. Let's keep it 100.
Robert Eastern.
Mikey Garcia said no. Not Devin Haney.
Mikey Garcia ducked Devin Haney.
They didn't want to fight Devin. A lot of people didn't want to fight Devin. Let's keep people neglect these things. This literally happened. And then Once he got his titles, right, he decided to go to 140. People say, "Oh, now he doesn't want to fight Tank." No, Tank had optimal times
tell him
to
to
fight
fight
Devin.
Boots.
He never took it. Even if you want to say
Why he
they're
not fighting Boots,
blocking
Hacker?
the way,
Why is Tank name coming up again, bro? We're not talking
even
about
if you
Tank.
want to say because he was the other best person in the division, right? So even
But
if you
what
want to
does that
say,
have to do with Devin
Does he
now?
want
We're
to
not gonna
fight
talk
Boots or not?
about we're
hold on,
not
hold
gonna
on,
be
you guys,
Y'all be so
Crush
hold on,
Legend was
defensive
boxing
going
of
on
hacker,
for
Tank,
10
boxing
bro.
minutes.
hacker. Hold on,
Nobody cut
listen,
him off.
listen.
Can I finish?
Boxing hacker, but
No,
hold on,
Crush
because
Legend was cursing for 10 minutes. Can I finish?
boxing hacker, bro. Listen, you running down Devin's whole biography, bro. We're talking about Devin now. We don't need his whole he sacrificed, play me the world's smallest violin. Like we don't need like what is your point? What are you trying to say? Just
See,
say that. That's what I'm
you gotta be
saying.
fair because this brother talked about Devin Haney's history. So I'm just correcting the history that he put out there. You gotta be fair
He's talking
about
about
that.
how he fight.
Crush
Whatever, man.
Legend,
Is he
Master
gonna
of
fight Boots or
Ceremonies,
not, man?
talked about the history of Devin Haney, but he
Man,
left
we all
out
know that
key
nigga's
elements.
history, man. Shut the
So
fuck up.
when it goes to 140, he fights Regis Prograis, right? He fought a champion as soon as he went to 140. People don't have to like Regis. They can say Regis was washed, this and that. Regis was a champion at 140. He fought a champion at 140. He fought Ryan Garcia. When he lost, initially when he lost, he said, hey, Allah knows best, right? He called it. It comes out a week later that Ryan Garcia was juiced.
All right, man. Thanks for
Then
the
he got
history
turned
lesson,
over.
nigga.
You want to say, oh, it's
All
not
right,
him.
bro.
The Austrian had
Nobody
nothing to do
cares,
with it.
man.
He's starting to touch some nerves,
guys,
bro. Chill out.
Crash Legend talked for 10 minutes. Y'all said nothing.
Nah,
Let's
man, because
talk about it.
You been
Let's
that's
talking
talk
what
all
the
about it.
night,
panel
nigga.
talk
Shut the
about
fuck
anyway,
up.
man.
Hold on, hold
I
on,
would
hold on.
talk about
Let's
Haney,
talk
nigga.
about
Fuck
it.
that
Y'all
nigga,
want to be in
bro.
y'all feelings. Let's talk about this shit.
Man, fuck
No,
that nigga,
when it
man.
came to Austrian,
Every day,
nobody
Man,
boxing
left
can
the
say
room and came back. You still ain't talking about shit.
no. When it comes to Austrian, you want to say, oh, Austrian didn't do nothing. It didn't mean nothing. Guess what? Objectively, we don't know what happened to Ryan's body. Correct. I can't say
Objectively?
it did it or didn't.
Man, you
Objectively
follow
speaking,
narratives that,
what we
that
could
Blue Blood
say
have been put out.
that's not a narrative that the fight wasn't on equal grounds. It wasn't unfair because one person did
what
Okay.
does
something
that
that
have
was
to do
Bro,
illegal.
with
why we
now?
talk
Point
about
blank,
Haney,
period.
bro? Every
And when
time
it
he
comes
get on
to
the
Devin
panel, you
Haney's
sit
fight,
there and try to hijack the shit and talk about
wait.
that nigga,
You
bro.
guys were not
Nobody
crying
care about
when
that nigga,
Crusher
bro.
Legend was talking for 10 minutes. Hold on a second.
Pack him up.
Hold on a second. When it comes to the Fatal Fury card, right? Oh, Devin was running. He was scared. Devin was running. He was scared and won like 11 rounds. If fear makes me win 11 rounds in a boxing match, I wish I was afraid every single day of my life.
You probably are, nigga. Now shut the fuck up.
You gotta
Hey,
stop.
First
hey,
of all,
well, hey, let me
I don't think
respond to
Devin
that.
was ready. I don't think
Y'all
Devin was ready.
okay with the
He was
master
looking like
ceremony
Devin
talking
Haney.
for 10
He's a
minutes.
born fighter
Now we're
regardless of what
talking the
he's doing.
truth, and nobody wants to
He
hear
don't got
it.
no special
I
skills. He ain't got no special
It's the
effects. He does
truth.
nothing dynamic.
It don't
He's just a
matter. He
good
still
That's
won.
why Tank
It don't
said
matter.
he
You know
don't
what?
fundamental
think he could
athlete.
win against him in a decision
Y'all can
over
say
in Saudi.
y'all can say you hate the fight. You hate the way he fight it. He looked like he was running this and that. Guess what? His strategy, it looked like he was running. It worked. It worked to
Okay,
a
he
T.
won.
It worked so well
Now
that
what?
Hey,
Robert Garcia
hey,
and
He
Ramirez
beat
had no
the great
ammunition
Jose
for him. Let's
Ramirez.
talk
Nobody
about
wanted to
it.
see.
hey,
Let's
hey, but
talk
look,
about it.
check this out, Hacker. Hey, let me
Let's
just
talk
When
respond to that.
when
Hey,
when Cat when
I'm a Devin Haney guy, right? I'm a Devin Haney guy, right? But Hacker, we gotta be serious here, man. Just put the tape in, bro. Sometimes you gotta have somebody on your team to keep it real with you and say, hey man, just look at the tape. Look what you put on tape. Is that what you want to represent yourself as? That's not what he want to represent himself as. So I'm just saying he got by with this fight, but he gotta learn that's not how you gonna win no fights, though, man. He ain't gonna be able to do that now. All I'm saying, get your jab back, get back to the old Haney. Don't listen to nobody, but that running shit, bro, that ain't gonna get it, man. I don't think he beat nobody else on that night fighting like that, man. That's just not a good look,
I don't know.
man.
I think he gets
but
That
hit
ain't
but
a
wrong.
good
this
look.
but this
He
my
won,
thing
but
but
it's not
this
a
my
good
thing
look. We
about
got to
that
keep it
though,
I
real,
think he
T
man.
gets hit wrong. So
This
I'll,
my
I'll
thing
say this,
about
Mr. Rich. You're talking about the
hold
excitement.
on, Hacker. This is my thing about that though, too, Rich. When Karen did that to Boots, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody say nothing bad about Karen. They was dang near praising him and cooking Boots for not cutting off the ring. And Karen didn't even win.
Yeah, but we got
Ain't
expectation with
nobody say
Devin.
nothing bad about him doing
Hey,
that.
but we got
Well,
expectation
The
with
difference
Devin.
is
He ain't
Karen was
caring,
looking
man. He ain't
slick.
caring.
Karen was looking slick at
I
He
can't
was
talk about
incredible foot.
Tank and
Devin
Devin
Haney
out
was
there
looking
looking
like a
like that,
rabbit
man.
running around in a circle.
Yeah, I can't, I
I
can't, I
can't
can't
you can't
back
compare
that.
what
passed that
Devin
I
did
man
to
can't,
in
I
the
can't
Karen.
back
space
that.
Karen was
70
showing like
times, bro.
excellent. He was making Boots miss crazy shots, nigga.
Devin punched that
Karen
man in his
surprised
face
us. We didn't
70
have no
times, bro.
expectation for Karen.
A question. Let me ask Frequent a question, right? Because you're comparing Devin to Karen. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah,
No,
you
I'm
can't
not
do that.
comparing. I'm not comparing Devin to Karen. I'm comparing lateral movement
Karen to
being
beat the
done
shit out of
against
Haney.
Boots. I'm comparing lateral movement being done against Boots, compared to lateral movement being executed on Ramirez, and when it was executed on Boots, y'all cooked Boots until it said Boots need to cut off the ring. But when it was done on Ramirez, y'all go getting on Devin about it.
But Devin was an undisputed champion. That ain't a good look, bro. We just gotta keep it real. I'm just
Come
saying, act
on,
like that's
bro.
your son. We gotta keep it real. That wasn't a good look, man. That just wasn't a good look, bro. I gotta
Yeah,
admit that.
let
Was
me
it
I
a
can't
good
talk
was it a
about
good
Tank
look for
and back
Karen
that
though?
up. I
Was it a
can't
good
do
look
that,
for
man.
Karen though?
No, but we didn't know
Yes,
who Karen
let
was.
me
We didn't
freaking
have no
prior. Let me show you
expectation for
that you're a
Karen.
mental midget on these subjects. Boots is looked at like a phenom, so people expected Boots to make adjustments if he's a phenom and beat the shit out of Karen.
Exactly,
That's what people
exactly.
expected Boots
Yeah.
because he the next Roy Jones, he the Bernard Hopkins, the Roy Jones hybrid fighter. He supposed to be this awesome talent. So people
Boots
wanted
won every
standards is
round,
high.
bro.
Singer Say Mosley got on camera and said Devin Haney is Floyd Mayweather and Ray Leonard mixed together, and he was doing incredible shit in the gym. Motherfucker, standard expectations is high, nigga. You talking like that?
Yeah, the
Boots
expectation
won
high.
every
Yeah.
round, bro.
Okay, but the expectations is still high because people looked at him like some once in a generational talent. He's still gonna be criticized, like all fighters are criticized.
yeah.
They call Muhammad Ali boring in a lot
So
of
you
fights.
saying it wasn't really warranted then? Just like
It doesn't matter if it's warranted or
Devin's
not. People
scrutiny
gonna
is
say
not
shit.
warranted in this situation.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
and
we used to
yeah,
Devin looking strong, man. That just wasn't a strong look. Let's just admit that, bro. That wasn't no
Bro, but
strong look. That wasn't a
listen though,
strong look.
we know what Devin was coming off of, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He got the win. He got the
So
win.
why you got unrealistic expectations about the
Because I didn't
situation,
see
bro?
his jab. I didn't see his jab. That's what he was known for.
Okay,
That's why he was
let me
running. He didn't
explain.
have no jab.
Let me explain that to you then.
2 cents.
Okay,
That
so
shit funny as fuck,
coming
man.
into this fight
Yo, two
against
cents is
Ramirez,
crazy. That's mad funny.
coming into this fight against Ramirez, everybody thought that Ramirez was going to try to. Everybody knew. Nobody ain't think. Everybody knew that
Greg, quit
Ramirez was
screaming,
going to
nigga.
try to he was going to try to counter Devin's jab with the left hook. Everybody knew that.
You sound
People
like
were
you about to
saying that
cry,
before the
nigga.
fight. I'm pretty sure that Devin team knew that, and they prepared for that. So knowing that he's going to try to counter his jab with a left hook, why would he repeatedly throw a bunch of jabs at the man? Y'all don't make no sense. Y'all don't think about
Same way
these
Rolly
things.
threw a bunch of jabs at Ryan and kept his right hand up to stop the left
We're
hook.
not talking
Yeah.
about Rolly. We talking about
But,
Devin.
but I'm
We
saying,
talking
why
about
can't you just block
Devin
a left hook
versus
with a right hand?
Ramirez.
Why can't you keep your right hand up and block a left hook?
Devin's fight with Ramirez was in preparation to fight Ryan. So he was supposed to have been working on and trying to execute his plan against Ryan, against this dude that's trying to do the same thing, but on a lesser level though.
Hey,
He's
he
not as
got to
fast
change
as
that
Ryan,
plan.
but
He got to change that plan.
he's going to be trying to counter his jab from the left hook. So
his
Devin
plan is
fought to
to what?
that.
His
So
plan is
he's
to
not going
what?
to throw a bunch of jabs. He was trying to make sure he didn't
Hey,
overextend on jabs and throw a bunch of jabs. So he
okay,
had to figure out a different way to
And he
win
still
other
dropped
than
the
just
Haney on that bow and
other
arrow
than just
jab.
controlling the fight with jabs. And that's what
Okay,
Devin
that's
did.
fine, but
And
Ramirez
y'all
is not
act
a
like
great
y'all
opponent,
don't
bro.
understand that, bro. It's not
Ramirez
rocket
is a shot fighter,
science,
bro.
bro.
Like Ramirez can beat Barbosa. Like Tio fought a better opponent than Devin.
If you
That's
know,
not what he did.
if you know your opponent is trying to counter you off your jab, why would you throw a bunch of jabs, bro? Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, he wasn't controlling with the jabs. He wasn't throwing a lot of jabs. He only threw a little bit of jabs. Why would he throw a bunch of them if
Do
that's
you
what the
box,
guy's
bro?
trying to counter?"
Have you ever boxed
hey,
before?
hey, but look, this the problem. Hey, 2 cent. This the problem. If you was asking the right question and you said, "Hey, 2 Rick, if Devin looked like he looked that night against Ramirez, do you think he beat Ryan Garcia?" I couldn't faithfully say yes. I don't know who else he beat like that, man. That ain't a good look,
It
man.
was for
I'm for
Ryan
Devin. That
Garcia,
ain't a
though.
good
It was
look,
for
bro.
Ryan
That's
Garcia,
not a
though,
good
right?
look, man.
It
Huh?
wasn't for nobody else.
But he was training
That,
for Ryan Garcia.
Yo,
We should have been looking
exactly.
like how he gonna look
That
against
was a
Ryan
game plan
Garcia.
that'll work with Ryan Garcia.
Yeah,
That
I
was a
don't know,
game plan
man.
for
That
Ryan
that was
Yo,
no
y'all
Garcia.
good
don't
look,
see Haney
man.
jumping up and down on the screen
Yeah.
like that? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that
Funny
ain't no
as
good.
Every
shit.
time, every opponent that
No good
Devin
look.
had, he fought a different way. When he fought Lomachenko, he fought a certain way. When he
Yeah,
fought
because he
Ryan
was scared to
Garcia, he
box
fought a
Lomachenko
different way.
because
Yo, man,
Lomachenko was
listen, that
outboxing him.
nigga is trash, bro. Y'all really big fans of this nigga, bro. Like, that nigga is garbage,
You
bro. I'm
say he
tired of hearing about
trash,
that
but
nigga.
he don't got no losses on
That
his
nigga
record though.
trash, man. That nigga had
He
to
don't
Nah,
fight
he
got no
ain't
nobody.
losses
trash. He
on his
ain't
That shit
record,
get that
trash.
bro.
shit
He
over
Who
with,
did
wasn't
he
man.
fight
trash.
though? Who he fight
That
that was
nigga is
good?
trash
You
for
talking
real.
about
That nigga is
how
trash,
can a
nigga.
Can't
person
win,
who was
fight him.
undisputed be trash, bro?
You sound
That
like you
nigga's
about to
garbage,
cry
Yeah,
man.
tears,
because
nigga.
How could a
Top Rank was
person who
holding all
was
the belts hostage. That's how.
how can an
Hold on, y'all.
undisputed
He's
two
I'm gonna
garbage.
division
just tell you. I'm
champion
gonna
be
tell you.
trash,
I'm
bro?
gonna tell
You
That
you.
nigga
sound
I'm gonna
trash.
tell
stupid.
you.
Chat. Frequent, let
Say,
me get this
guys,
super
tell him
chat.
it's undisputed, nigga. This nigga
No
trash.
cap, no cap, no cap. Let me get this super chat. I don't know if I read it already, but I'm gonna read it again because I can't remember. Shout out to Broken Dangerous with the $1.99 in the super chat. He says Cruz and Muratala. Who's gonna fight them? Shout out Broken Dangerous.
He
But
trying to
listen, bro.
light work.
So what you saying? I'm
He
trying to
said
get
he
what you and
trash.
Fires is saying because
Garbage, my
I
fault.
was saying this same thing. I think I made a short about it. I actually made a short about it. It kind of just went viral. But I was saying, was this how Devin Haney was planning on fighting in the Ryan Garcia fight? Is
It
that why he
can't be.
fought
Yeah,
like
it can't be.
That's what I thought. That's
Yeah,
what
it
I
is.
thought.
Yeah.
And you know what's
That's
So
so
what I
so
crazy?
thought.
it is.
You know what's so
Can't
So
crazy
the,
about
Bill
that,
Haney actually
Haney?
talked
That
about this.
Hold
Haney,
on,
It's so
Big
weird people
Supreme. Go
bring this
ahead,
up.
Big Supreme. Go ahead, Big Supreme.
we criticized Jermaine Ortiz for how he fought against Teofimo, and nobody said nothing. So now that we criticizing Haney for running around the fucking ring all night, y'all niggas in y'all fucking feelings, bro. That nigga's garbage, bro. I'm tired of talking
I'm
about him,
not in
bro.
my
People didn't
I'm not in
criticize
my
him. He was
feelings. Why
talking
you
Jamel
Hell,
think
Ortiz
nah,
that,
and
we
won. What are
bro?
you
talking about
talking
him,
about?
bro. We came on the panel.
Supreme.
We was talking
You
about
know,
either
a lot
way.
of people thought
We was
Jamel
talking
Ortiz
about
won that
Crawford.
fight.
As soon as
What
y'all
do you
came on the
mean?
panel, this shit got hijacked and talked about Haney for the last hour and a half, bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
fact.
you talking why would we be in bro?
Niggas be
Y'all
You
crying
only
about
talk
talking
about
like
Devin
Haney,
all
bro.
you
Y'all
would
don't
fight.
talk
think
about
Devin
nobody
took a
else.
knee in the ring or something like
Yeah,
that and
Talk
blamed it
about
it's
on
because of
nobody
y'all
grease or
else,
people hate
bro.
something.
Haney.
Niggas
I'm gonna be
tired of
real.
hearing
It's
tired of
because
talking
of
about
people
You
like
would
you
Haney.
think he
that
took a
Haney
knee and
hating.
blamed it on grease in his eyes, something, bro. That's
That
something
nigga
y'all was
trash, bro. Let's
embarrassed
talk about
about.
I
somebody
We
hate
else.
not
Haney because of
embarrassed
his
about him
fans. People
winning,
like
bro.
you. People
One
like you
mic,
and
one
Champside is
mic.
why I
Mount
hate
Canelo
Haney.
about to
Because y'all
fight
just make all
Crawford.
these
Y'all still
excuses. Y'all
talk
just go
about
the
Haney,
extra
bro. That
mile for
nigga
this nigga.
boss. He's finished. Like,
Y'all just think the world revolves around Haney. Like this nigga just some sublime,
Bro,
supreme
so
man.
that was good for Tank to take a knee
y'all
and
talking
blame it
about
on
Robert.
grease
He's
in his eye,
depleted,
bro.
bro. He hasn't fought in
What
5
that got
years.
to do? What did take got to do with fucking Haney being all soft, my guy?
It ain't got nothing to do
You,
with it.
Mike,
I'm
you
just
being
asking this man a
Nigga,
you
that's
question.
No,
extra.
nigga, this shit was a stupid thing to do.
That sound like
Obviously,
Pepper Hawk.
it was a
I'm
dumbass
just
thing to do.
asking you a
Obviously,
question. You want to answer it, Crush the Legend? You
Crush is in
answer
the
it
hallway
then.
somewhere, guys. In an empty
I'm gonna put it
hallway.
like this.
you talking
Oh,
to
that's
me
what I'm
like I
saying.
won't answer your motherfucking question, boy.
Answer
You
it,
trying
nigga.
to man?
Stop
Leave the
dancing
gapping,
around
bro.
the
Why would the
question and
gapping?
go ahead and
Yeah, no,
answer it
hold on.
then, baby.
That was a great night of
You
boxing.
forgot
Taking
who you
Lamont
talking to,
Roach.
right?
You can't
Cause
say
you
the
ain't
same
got to do
about
that
Devin
introduction
Haney
to me, bro.
Ramirez.
Say, let's get over your man. You need another pillow. That's why you upset, frequent flyer.
I'm
You
not
want me to send
upset.
you
I'm
another
laughing
pillow,
and
my Philly
everything,
guy?
bro. This is fun
Want me
and
to send
games
you?
to me,
Want
bro.
me to send you a pillow, my Philly guy? Want me to send you a Devin Huggy pillow, man? Relax,
Bro,
bro.
I'm good. Y'all be acting, y'all act like
Ain't no,
Devin took a
ain't no
knee in the
wrong.
ring or something, bro. Y'all act like
What
he
you
blamed it
mean?
Damn
on
near.
grease in his eyes,
He
something like
This
damn
that.
near
Talking about
took
he
a
motherfucker
got his
ran
damn
hair
near.
track.
done
That's
3
what he
days ago
did.
or
He
something.
ran like a track star. That's even
Hey,
fucking worse. He ran like a track star.
exactly. He damn near
Maybe
took a knee in
Tank
What
the
should
are
have
you
ring.
used
talking
some
about?
lateral movement. He wouldn't have had to
That
blame
ain't
it on
worse than a
grease in
knee.
his eye,
Want me
bro.
That
to
ain't
fucking
worse than a
belt,
knee.
bro?
Hold on.
Fuck out of here. That motherfucker ran like a track star, like he was a postman with a motherfucking goddamn pit bull on his fucking
Yeah,
ass.
yeah, you
Run,
right. That
postman,
knee
run.
did get him a
What you
W too,
talking about?
so it's the
Man, get
same
over
thing.
that. That was 2 months ago. Get over that,
And
son. Get
Tank went
over
and got
that.
his forehead wiped off,
Get
man.
over
Come
that,
on
my
now.
Bro,
man.
Come
it's
on now.
all fair
Bro,
game
got
until he get it back,
Devin Haney
bro.
got
I
beat up
told
by a
you this
racist.
more than
Brother
2 months
Bro, your
ago.
boy Devin
Stop
Haney got
it.
beat up and bullied by a racist, bro.
I gotta mute
It's all
everybody.
fair
I gotta
game.
mute everybody. All right. Listen, we're gonna go around the panel, let everybody get their final 2 cents off. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. Good topic, good conversation, heated debate. And I'm gonna close with this, and then I'm gonna let everybody get their 2 cents off. We're gonna start with True Fly Frequency, but what I just can't understand the obsession y'all have with Tank. Like, it don't matter what we talking about, Tank name comes up. And I mean, if Tank didn't fight y'all favorite fighters, then call him whatever you want. He a duck. He didn't fight them. He ain't fight the other champions. I mean, whatever y'all want to say. If he didn't fight him, he didn't fight him. If he not gonna fight him, he not gonna fight him. It ain't nothing you can really do about it. So I don't understand the bitching and the whining and the complaining. Let's move on from that and let's talk about other fighters available to these fighters, because Tank isn't the only fighter available to these fighters. Like, that's what y'all act like. Y'all act like is nobody else these fighters can fight but Tank, when they can clearly fight each other. I mean, Boxing Hacker keep telling me Keyshawn and Shakur got this DL relationship and they can't fight each other because you can kill each other in the ring. Like, I don't get that. Like, I don't understand what that has to do with anything. I know people that know each other that fight. They fight. That's what they like. What is the big deal? So, Frequent Flyer, what is your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Man, y'all can have all that other stuff, man. Shout out to Rolly Romero. Well, Sugar Rolly Romero. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing, man. They had him looking like Bud out there with the double hook. You know what I mean? He did his thing. I want to shout out his trainer. You know what I'm saying? His corner and all of that. You know what I'm saying? They had him all poised in there. He didn't panic. He stayed calm and he did the dang thing. You know what I mean? Did what he was supposed to do to Ryan. Put him in the dirt. And that's all I got. Salute to everybody on the panel. Salute to y'all in the chat, and I'm out.
All right, peace out, peace out. Boxing Hacker, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the
Thank
show?
God.
Yeah, salute to the panel in the chat. So, when it comes to this whole fight, and Mr. Too Rich, yeah, you're right about what you're saying, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, people can say that it wasn't exciting, it was a boring fight, it was this and that, but at the end of the day, it worked. And it was something that Bill Haney even touched on about the style they used. You know, like, Bill Haney talked about it at length. He was like, hey, they knew that Robert Garcia was an excellent coach, which he is, which he'll probably be coach of the year. And they were like, we wanted to do something different that they wouldn't expect, you know, because they knew that he was probably going to look for the bow and arrow jab. They were going to look for certain things that they did from the Ryan fight, you know. So he fought completely different, you know. Like I said, it may not be, you can say it may not be as entertaining as you may like, you know, a lot of people may like, but at the end of the day, if we're just talking objectively speaking, it was Ramirez's job and Robert Garcia's job to find like a counter to their plan, right? They weren't able to do it. So here you have this guy, this coach who's going to be probably the coach of the year, and he wasn't able to. He had no answers for what Devin Haney was doing because they didn't prepare for it. They didn't think he was going to fight that way at all. You know, so that's why I would say, like,
fight at all.
He did fight because he was scoring punches, so he did fight.
Fucking playing, nigga.
Yeah, so that's something that I wanted to say. Like, people, you can say it's boring, but hey, Devin Hayes was one of the only undefeated fighters on that card. Teal got everybody else had lost on their records. Shouts out to Devin for keeping that way, and Rolly did get, like I said, shouts out to Rolly for fighting his fight as well. You know, as along with this, and I'll say it again. Resumes don't change because of what your opponents do in the future. It's all about the moment. Boxing has always been about the moment. You know, like, who you fight. If the guy is a man and you beat him at that time, that's what matters. If somebody beats Errol Spence in the future, it's not the same as them being the same as Bud being Errol Spence when he was a man. If Errol Spence becomes undisputed like 2 years later in a different division, it doesn't make Terrence Crawford's resume get any better or worse. He just beat him at that current time. And with that, I'm out. Salute to the panel in chat. Have a good night, people.
Fucking idiot.
You too, buddy. Take care, Cash App.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Cash, why you be going so hard, man? Cash be on
Them
Boxing
niggas,
Hacker.
man.
Listen, I was about to respond to Boxing Hacker, but I can't even remember all the cap he just said. Too Rich, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I mean, I think I demonstrated the guys that I favor. I can criticize them as well as I can criticize whoever else. I understand the business. I understand the sport. So, you know, I crossed over 10K subs. I'm just gonna start making long form video and shit. So, man, just sub up, man, so I can really, you know, explain myself like I need to. But at the end of the day, I think we all saying the same thing. Tank is a great fighter. We got a lot of great fighters. Just crash them out, bro. Just crash them. Don't let the business always stop the fights. Business stop more fights than they make. You got to understand that business stop more fights than they make because they're looking for the right fight to make the business. So I understand the business, but if it's business, call it business. You can't mix it up. If it's business, not sport, then it's business. Okay, cool. We'll play the business game. But if it's sport, then you got to play the sport game. But that's all I got, man. Appreciate you letting me come up, man. Shout out to the panel, and I'll be checking in.
All right, Too Rich, peace out. Shout out to Broken Dangerous again, back in the super chat with the $1.99. He says, Devin Haney versus Sha'Carri Richardson. Who you got? Shout out Broken Dangerous. All right, no cap. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, I just want to say, Haney's fans is right. He's hated. They're an insufferable group of people, no matter where they at. I hate Devin Haney fans with a passion. They was wrong with the sport. And these YouTube channels that created this month, they the reason why Haney is hated. They can't even go outside without getting trolled by people. They created the hate for Devin Haney. But they ridiculous, blazing to this nigga and try to create this image of this nigga being this black superhero, the black power hero, which he ain't cut from that cloth either. He ain't motherfucking no damn Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? And they go on about this shit, making all this excuse to about Ryan cheated. To me, Ryan looked better. That was the best Ryan that I seen in that Rolly fight. His nigga chin was tucked. His jab was extra crispy, stiff than the motherfucker. Derrick James did a good job with Ryan. But Romero was able to outbox him. Despite Ryan being cautious and disciplined, why couldn't Devin outbox Ryan? He was just being wild. All Ryan his chin was up in the air when he was fighting Devin. He was wild. He was not that fast. He didn't look like some kind of supreme physical force in there with Devin. Devin was just getting upside the goddamn head by the same goddamn punch for no goddamn reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he just not like that. And people don't want to come to that terms. And that's what's wrong with boxing. They care about names more than and there's real fighters out here that's getting overlooked. That's got high talent, but because they're not with the right promotional team, or are not known, nobody talking about them. And that's what these channels are supposed to be for, to highlight fighters that's actually good. It get people to support. That way, people can watch them fight and not say boxing is boring. With Devin Haney, he got 2 choices. He can go fight Brian Norman Jr. or go fight Boots. He can't even make 140 no more. That's why he fought at 143. You know what I'm saying? He got to fight a dude at 140 at a catch weight. He too scared to go to 47. You know what I'm saying? They keep talking about what Tank doing. Tank got Lamont Roach problems. Like, everything else is irrelevant. What's Shakur doing? Nothing. He got Zepeda, another motherfucking Oscar Valdez easy work situation. But with Muratalla there, Andy Cruz is there. They number 2 and number 3 in his sanction body for his belt. Why ain't nobody asking him to fight those people? We can see those are the type of fights we can see who Shakur is. That's all we wanted to see. Is Shakur really let him box? But hold on, somebody that's good at boxing.
You either not good enough to fight Shakur or you're ducking Shakur.
You can't make this shit up. Shakur want to fight nobody, but ain't going to fight everybody, but fought nobody. Like, that shit, it don't work like that.
They ducking him, no cap.
Somebody that want to fight you. So it's like, if somebody that want to fight you,
they ducking him, no cap. Nobody want to fight him. Nobody want to fight him, and the people that want to fight him, they not good enough.
Hey, they in the rankings, number 2 and number 3. What they gonna do? And he got Keyshawn.
I should say he fighting anybody in the top 10.
Shakur got to put in some work to build up the Tank fight. You know what I'm saying? He got to put in some work. He got to take out some of these guys. He just knocked out Padley.
No cap. He just knocked out Padley.
Like I said, he got to put in some work to build his profile up because nobody care about Shakur like that. Like Shakur versus Tank would have did about a little bit bigger numbers than Lamont Roach. So why would they make a fight with Shakur where they could just do a fight on a profitable fight on the same side of the street with Lamar Rose. That's low overhead. You know what I'm saying? Shakur want $10 million at least to fight Tank. Probably more than that shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to fuck with this deal with this dude. Shit, Eddie Hearn don't even want to pay. Don't nobody want to pay Shakur. Don't nobody want to pay this nigga what these niggas. This nigga with Robert, he over there just hustling, man. Shakur just straight hustling because they Backroom was a bunch of idiots. They got turkey money over there. They just taking turkey money. That whole card, was just motherfuckers taking turkey money. They was over there like, we ain't doing shit but taking this motherfucker's money, and we about to go chill after this. We ain't breaking the sweat for this motherfucking Saudi motherfucker. He giving out the bet. See, when you got the money, see, that's when you flaunt money, people don't respect you. They just see you as like a faucet, and they putting their mouth under the faucet with it, trying to get as much of that water as they can. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely got their mouth under that turkey faucet.
You know, that's all they do. It's just they ain't trying to put on no good. Like none of the turkey cards has been good, except for the Usyk and Fury unification of heavyweight, which is a fight nobody cared about in America. They didn't even talk about that shit on ESPN. None of this mainstream media gave a fuck that Usyk was fighting Joshua or Fury or any of that shit or Bivol. None of them fights moved the goddamn needle at all. So Turkey is yet to put up a big fight. I don't know what he got going. Canelo on if Crawford gonna be the first one in Las Vegas. It took us this long to get to that. And you know, we'll see what happens from there. But you know, like I said, I'm about to wrap this shit up. Fuck Devin Haney. Fuck Shakur. Yeah, that's all. And I'm out.
Shout out No Cap. Thank you for coming on the panel. And I meant to talk about that.
That nigga funny in a motherfucker, man.
No Cap funny as hell. But I meant to talk about this Fatal Fury card, and I think that's the type of things y'all are gonna have to be looking forward to with Turkey and the TKO League, because y'all do know that it's Dana White and the WWE president that are gonna be running the TKO League. So I'm thinking in my head, like, why the hell you got the WWE president? But if you can see like the cars in the middle of Times Square, and now he want to fight in Central Park, I think maybe those are the type of things that we're gonna be looking towards with the TKO League. So it's probably gonna be like a storyline WW wrestling type of thing. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But ain't no telling. Turkey mess around and turn TKO to Hunger Games and everybody be like, yeah. But Crush the Lesser, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
A great show. I think this is probably the second time I've been on your panel, but I enjoyed it. Make it real quick and brief. Man, the moist meters is coming soon for all these Carl Thomas emotional ass fanboys and girls out here, man. Y'all need to tighten up. It's boxing, grow a sack, and that's all I got. And I see y'all soon. Peace.
Shout out. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all punch that like and subscribe button. I need to have 100 likes by the time I get off this live. How many likes I got? I should have 100 likes by the time I get up off of here. So if you haven't already, if you just been ear hustling, you ain't been in the chat, just real quick, go punch that like button.
Let me go.
Plenty of people. Go ahead, Cash Crypto. What's your final 2 cents? What you got?
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the real ones that on the panel that know how to be respectful, man. Big Supreme was right, man. Every time these hoe ass niggas get on the panel, they trick us into talking about that goddamn hero for hours, man. We was having good boxing conversation where niggas was going back and forth without all this over talking shit. These niggas is Tweedledee, Tweedledum, and they cousins they call on the panel. These niggas argue with Mr. Greg about a time where Mr. Greg's out at the fights. He know more about what the fuck he talking about than boxing hacker. This nigga want to argue about every goddamn thing. It's crazy as fuck, man. And just like Devin Haney fought like a little bitch, it fits him. This nigga runs around everywhere he go. He got a mob with him because he a bitch ass nigga. Real niggas can go out and buy their goddamn self like Tank do. Go stalk that nigga at the club by his damn self because he know them niggas is bitches, man. And these niggas are the fans of these bitch niggas because they bitch niggas in real life too, man. Birds of a feather flock together, man. But that's all I got, man. Shout out to all y'all.
Shout out Cash Crypto. Mr. Greg, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Hey, I would just advise that all of these guys at least listen to Supreme. You know he's going to tell you something that's going to be factual. You know he's going to tell you something with some detail to it. Just listen. I mean, if you don't agree or like what's being said, that's understandable. You're entitled to you not liking something, but learn to listen. Because good Lord, I mean, you tell somebody that you're there, and they still want to argue with you about it.
Ain't
It's
even born yet.
it's just absolutely insane sometimes. But I think that's because he likes doing it. So some guys, I mean, this is what they like. So this is the opportunity. This is the platform for them to come on, or any platform, I should say, and just start arguing. But yeah, I hope that we get a chance to talk about. I wish we had got a chance to talk a little bit more about the Sunday card because that's where I was trying to go. But of course, it get waylaid. Um, I did enjoy the show, although sometimes the back and forth kind of got make you just want to fall asleep. You know.
Yeah,
Oh
we're gonna have to get a hold of that, man. We're gonna have to cut out all the craziness up
yeah.
here, man.
If any of us get out of pocket, just mute us. You know. But I would always remind everybody get them glasses, get them glasses, get them glasses.
Hey,
Glasses.
shout out Mr. Greg.
Go ahead and support my girl so she can grow and maybe she even get televised one day. We get a chance to come
Hey,
on. I hope it happens for you, sis. I really do. What happened to Ty tonight?
I don't know. Maybe she busy, sleep or something. Ain't no telling.
Yeah, because I'm used to. I've got how you get used to having your co-host. So,
Yeah, yeah. Dab Queen, she would have been on y'all ass up to.
but overall, I'd say the subject of Devin, I think we've exhausted it. I hope we exhausted it for a couple of weeks, but I doubt it. Same thing with Tank. I don't know what the next fight that's coming up is. What in June?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who's that is coming on the card? I can't think of it. Who is
We
it?
don't know when Tank fight is yet.
Oh, I thought they had Okay.
They haven't got a date. They still looking. They keep saying maybe this date, but they haven't said nothing. And then people keep just being like, "Oh, it's postponed again," but they haven't said. They just like throwing dates out there. They haven't confirmed nothing.
Well, for some reason
They
I
trying
thought
to get the undercard together.
yeah I thought I had saw August, but again, you never know what's going on. Overall, enjoyed the most of the conversation, and always enjoyed coming in at night. And what time is it? Almost 3 o'clock our time.
Ooh, yep. It's almost 2 o'clock my time.
Yeah, I think it's time to call it a night. And
All right.
I will see you Friday. All right.
All right, shout out Mr. Greg. Thank you for coming up on the panel, Mr. Gravy of Late Night. Big Supreme. Big Supreme, you there? All right, we're gonna wait for Big Supreme to come back so he can close us out. Everybody, thank you for joining me tonight. Tank fighting in November against Jake Paul. I mean, Big Dog Willie, I know you gonna watch the Jake Paul fight. You keep talking about it. You can't wait for them to make that fight. You keep talking about the Jake Paul fight. If I was Tank, I'd be like, shit, this nigga, why they keep talking about this Jake Paul fight? Let me go ahead and make it. Because they obviously gonna watch it because they keep talking about it. Big Supreme, you there? I don't know what happened to Big Supreme. But are we gonna is paying these fighters all this money affecting them? Like, is it making them what is it? Like, what is it making? Is it like the fight going out of them, or they don't have the same drive, or it's like they didn't work to get to that point? Like it's almost like you've been doing something, and then somebody come and pay you a crazy amount of money for it, and it's like you didn't
Man, I
work
done
up.
fell asleep 2 cents. God damn.
Oh, you asleep? I'm waiting on you to close
Yeah, I
out the
just
show.
nodded
You
off
over
and
there
shit, man.
asleep.
Listening to these niggas talk that bullshit. Yo, shit crazy. I'm not gonna lie,
What?
these niggas is lunatics. What the fuck wrong with these dudes?
No, no, bro.
I came
Like,
on the panel, I wanted to talk about anyway, because there was a lot of people hating on anyway all of a sudden. All of a sudden, he's a He's fighting cab drivers. He's chinny. He's a bum. All these different things, right? Next thing you know, we get into a back and forth argument about Haney and footwork and snacking. Like, yo, bro, I'm tired of that shit, bro. Like, every time I get on a panel, they always bring up Tank, his accomplishments or lack of, and he doesn't have a real belt, and Shakur gets thrown in. Like, what are these guys doing? Can they talk about anybody else? We bring up Boots,
Nah.
they act like they didn't hear that Boots want to fight Haney. Like, if you want smoke, come get it. They keep talking about 135 and Haney's accomplishments. You bringing up Regis? Come on, man. You ran him out of Regis. You ran him out of the ring against Regis. What you gonna do if you fight Boots, bro? What are you gonna do if you gotta fight Stan and Jonas? For example, right? There's a guy named Gabriel Maestre, the one that fought Stan and Jonas. He knocked out a kid named Trayvon Marshall. 5'11", I believe like 6'1", welterweight. Power in the right hand, strong, young. I don't think Haney could beat him. Like, Haney's not gonna be like, when they say the face of boxing, every last face of boxing that we had, whether it was Oscar, Mayweather, Canelo, obviously Canelo slowed down, Mayweather slowed down, Oscar slowed down. They had points in their career where they was exciting. They was knocking people out. They were talking shit. They was charismatic. Like, that's not Haney at all. Like, he has, I don't get the obsession with this dude. Like Shakur, I kind of can see glimpses of why people like Shakur, but like with Haney, I really don't see it. Like, he does nothing to me exceptionally well. He has a good jab, I get that, but we've seen that Ryan was able to counter that and almost sent that dude to the abyss. Like, I'm tired of this dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, since like every single time, like, this dude gets mentioned. Like, I just wanted to talk about anyway how he saved the weekend, how, you know, he got dropped, got back up, and I had to really think about it. Cause like, I remember I lost money on him, betting Fulton would win. I'm not gonna lie, this is when I really was like, you know what, I'm not gonna allow a boxing channel to sway my opinion. Cause I'm looking at anyway fight, and I'm like, yo, he gonna beat the shit out of Fulton. This is all I keep thinking. Like, nah, this dude, he look like the real deal. I seen Mike Tyson talking about him. I seen Tank interviews saying how good he is and stuff like that. And then here comes, I don't want to mention no content creators and nothing like that, but there's a certain content creator that his whole thing is about race, basically, right? Something nation. So he's saying how anyways a hype job and he doesn't want to come to America and the hand wraps and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, damn. So I seen Fulton was like linked with Boost and with Bozy. I said, all right. I put $400 in this nigga Fulton, man. Mind you, I used to work overnight, so I'm at work or whatever. I'm talking to this, this little young PYT that I was dealing with at the time. And I'm like, yo, you watch boxing? She's like, yeah. So, 1 second, 2 cents.
And the story was getting good. Y'all was listening.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. You gonna see.
I was invested, but we gotta wait for him to come back and tell us the story. He left us with the cliffhanger. But I ain't gonna lie, I thought Fulton was gonna win that fight too. I don't know what was up with Fulton, bro. He looked weird. He really looked weird in that fight. That shit was weird. And I hate when like weird shit be happening like that when fights and people just like, oh, he was just that much better. But it's like, damn, like Fulton looked like he was stuck in that fight. Like he just looked stuck. That shit was crazy. But I like how Fulton bounced back. He came back with the little dope boxing outfits with the little boxing Timbs on, and he had a good performance. He didn't run around the ring for 12 rounds and pop shot and look terrified like a deer in headlights when the fighter got close to him, duck his head and grab. He didn't do none of that. But why people been hating on Inoue though? Like, what's up with Inoue? The man fighting. I do know a lot of people do question his resume and who he's been fighting and all of that and how he moving to get the accolades, which is understandable. I mean, I get it. I ain't really even just super broke down Inoue resume like that, but when fighters is moving like that, they usually moving like that, and so you're gonna get some criticism. But from what I seen from Inoue, every time I watch him fight, he look like a good fighter. I mean, he be getting dropped. Some might say he's chinny because he gets dropped. And some might say he's not chinny because he gets dropped and gets right back up. So I don't know if chinny mean you get knocked out or if chinny mean you get knocked down.
My fault, Keisha. My fault. 2 cents. I'm talking I got a lot going on over here. But so I tell the girl, look, this dude, he's a beast. He worked with boots and he's slick and woo woo. This nigga gets his ass whooped. So now this girl looking at me like, yo, like you just lost $400 fucking with this dude. I'm like, damn. The only thing that saved me was that Robisi had knocked out some dude like the fight before, so I made a little bit of money. But after that, I went into a whole deep dive. I watched every single anyway fight. I'm like, nah, this dude is different. So as a boxing fan, I'm just like tired of like the same three dudes, like the same three dudes. Even like the dude that's my profile picture, not Better Be It, the dude Yabuki. Like this dude is a 2 division champion, and he has a 95% knockout ratio. The dude is a guy
What way
named.
he at?
He's at now he's at light flyweight. Matter of fact, he's where this nigga's at Bam. He's in his weight class. So I'm like, why are we not talking about these dudes? I bring these dudes up, here come the jokes. I thought he was a sushi chef. I thought this was this. I'm like, look, bro, I get it, but there's other people out there that can box, bro. Like, there's other parts of boxing besides America. So my thing is, I feel like the conversations about the same three dudes is kind of getting annoying. And I'm tired of it. Like, I'm tired of Haney. You don't understand how much I can't stand this nigga. 1 second, 2 cents.
Facts, man. We gotta stop letting them boys come up here, hijack the channel, talking about Tank and Haney. But we was talking about Haney tonight though, because we was talking about his performance. So
Yeah, then we talk about performances, and I'm like, I don't get the obsession with Tank, right? Because you got dudes like Tyson Fury, you got dudes like Anyway himself, like dudes that are on a pound for pound list giving Tank his flowers, bro. And then these dudes that come here and say he ain't do shit. So you're gonna tell me Tank is Jake Paul, and you're trying to make a joke out of it, but then Haney said himself that Jake Paul is the face of boxing. Bill Haney said it's the Jake Paul era. But now that Jake Paul gives his flowers to Tank, you guys want to switch the narrative and say that this dude is, I think somebody call him Butterbean. Like, are you serious?
who they
Like,
call Tank or Jake Paul
they
Butterbean?
said Tank is a new Butterbean. I'm like, these niggas is crazy. That's crazy. Tank is Butterbean. Mind you, Butterbean knocked out Bomac fat ass. So,
bro,
he knocked out
Butterbean though,
Bomac,
like that's
man.
what I'm saying. They acting like that's what I'm saying. How could you diminish this man's career all the way down to Butterbean?
To Butterbean, bro, is it that serious? Then you gonna say Keyshawn is better than him, but then 2 fights ago, he almost got, well, he didn't get knocked out, but he got buzzed by the Nair Albright. Nair Albright ain't no, he's not even a C-list fighter. Like, he's like a guy that fights in Philly clubs, bro. Like, come on, man. I'm tired of it. Like, and the thing is, I'm not even a Haney hater. Like, I thought Haney was going to knock out Ramirez. I really bet that. I lost my money betting on this nigga to knock this man out. And you
Man,
ran
I
around
told
the
you
whole
about betting
ring.
on them Haney knockouts. I told you,
Man, what the
I
fuck he
ain't
take
betting
the
on no
snack
more
for?
Haney knockouts
Like,
to
I
run
wanna,
around.
holler at Victor Conte, like, yo, you giving this nigga the expired snack, my nigga? Like, tell me the truth, bro.
He got the snack so he can run around for 12 goddamn
It gotta
rounds.
be that, cause I'm like, all right, I bet the Regis fight, right? I'm gonna tell my man at work, yo, look, this dude, he nice, this and the third, he gonna knock him out. Mind you, when he knocked Regis down, like, I put like $100 on the knockout. That shit went up to like 500, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna cash out, cause it looked like he gonna get him out of there. Mind you, he just trainers like, look, you gotta show me something. I'm gonna stop the fight. I think Thomas Taylor had to talk with Regis and all, yeah, about to get my money. Next thing you know, this nigga start dancing and running around. I'm like, yo, what the fuck wrong with Haney, bro? Like, why are you running around the ring, bro? This man is clearly hurt, bro. Like, what's going on? So this is why I said, like, this one I said, you know what? The Haneys, the Africas, the Shakors, who else be running around? Any one of them other niggas. I'm not betting on them niggas for nothing. Unless they're like underdog and I take the money line, I'm not betting nothing. Then I ain't gonna say the bro name, but he was saying, "Oh, what fight did Shakur promise he was gonna knock somebody out?" Like we didn't see him say that. Oh, I'm gonna stop Arden. He told Santos to his face he's gonna stop him. He bet on himself to stop Conceição. But then when you bring it up, oh, but Tank didn't stop Roach. Like, yo, what's up? We talking about this nigga. Like, we not talking about Tank, bro. How am I
Fact.
a Tank fan? Like, all my profile pictures is some miscellaneous Japanese dude. It's better BF. It's a Mexican guy. Like, I'm a Tank fan, but like, I'm a boxing fan first. Like, and they're like the little civil war that they got going on is getting annoying because it's like 10 of you guys. So you got the Keyshawn fan base, the Shakur fan base, the Haney fan base, the Bill Haney fan base. Like, all these niggas is forming up like Voltron against Tank. Like, it's like, bro, this man hasn't tweeted in like 4 months. Like, what's the deal, bro? Like, move on. This nigga brought up Zab Judah. What the fuck? Yo, Hacker, do you know, you said you didn't even know who Charles Conwell is, bro. Like, you're not a boxing fan, dog. Then you saying Roach, like Roach is bad, but then you guys are really praising Padley. Y'all don't see how crazy y'all sound?
Casual
Y'all
talk.
gotta praise Joshua Padley, but then say that Roach is nobody. I'm lost. So Belichick is the threat, but Roach is garbage. Like Roach didn't almost stop Jamel Herring. So it's like, that's why I said I'm only gonna come on your panel, because these other panels, man, as soon as you mention something, you don't get timed out, but it's like I'm getting jumped. Like it's like 10 people like trying to like jump me. Like I don't understand.
They hear
But
common
that's my
sense
2
and
cents.
it just they start glitching. They hear common sense and start glitching. Big Supreme. They
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how you gonna say that Zab Judah's the man? Like Carlos Bolden, man, didn't almost knock his ass out. Like, and they don't even. What I like is too. I just want to address this one thing, right? Is they always bring up Mayweather's like, I guess, bad performances, right? They never tell you that when he fought Balderman, one, Roger, yo, hold on.
So Stan say Padley, Cordina, Schofield. Like y'all really was about to let Shakur get away with fighting a fighter in his second 12-round fight. Y'all really was like acting like that was nothing. Like that's crazy. His second 12-round fight is Shakur Stevenson. Really? Y'all serious? That was cool for y'all? That's crazy.
Man, two
That's
cents,
crazy.
man. This dude is great. So now, what I don't like is, right, they never use context. Roger Mayville went to jail because he tried to fight Zab Judah in the ring. And he had to use Leonard Ellaby as his trainer, right? That's one.
Yep.
2 or 3, Balderman ballooned up to like 175 pounds. So we all know that Mayweather just was moving up to welterweight. He's already a small guy. You think he's gonna get into a fight and stand in the middle of the ring with someone that outweighed him by 30 pounds? Of course not. So like when they say that was a bad performance, I'm like, you guys couldn't have been watching boxing at this time. There's no way you could have. And like at least he had the pretty boy era. When he was knocking everybody out, beating the dog shit out of everybody. When is Haney gonna do that? That's what I want to know. When is Haney
He's
going to
not.
go? I know he's not, but I'm just saying, like, at least do that. At least get 3 knockouts in a row, bro. Just 3.
Just one, goddamn.
Just got there, just one. When is Haney gonna knock somebody out? Why are you on snack? I want to know, like, what are you doing over there, bro? They got to be giving this nigga expired snack. Have to be.
Man, this is my thing though, Big Supreme. I don't know if you heard me, but I talked about it when I first came on the show.
Yeah.
And the thing that they're doing now is they're taking the narrative, the negative narrative at that of Floyd Mayweather, and then trying to apply it to themselves, like Shakur and Devin. Like, oh, they say Shakur run around the ring. Oh, they said Floyd ran around the ring.
Yo, what
Like,
am I
what?
making up, Hacker? That's why I say you're not a boxing fan. First of all, if you know Zab Judah, he was running around with Junior Mafia in Brooklyn. He's getting his chain robbed. He was getting drunk, getting to fights in the clubs. Like, you don't know that Zab Judah wasn't the man. Like, he was too busy hanging out with rappers and getting in the shootouts and stuff like that. You don't know that. Yes, he did train very hard for Floyd because he knew that what Floyd was bringing. You know what I mean? So he looked good. He looked like the old Zab Judah, but he wasn't the man, bro, at all. He lost to Carlos Balderman, bro. Like, who the fuck is that? Canelo knocked him out 5 rounds. So I just told like dudes like Hacker, like Frequent seems to have common sense on like topics where like it's neutral. Like if we're not talking about Haney and Tank or something like that, he seems to have some good points for it. Like Hacker is always horrible. Always. He never makes a good point. So what are you talking about? If you know that, why is this? I'm gonna close it on that 2 cents because like this dude keep. So that's my 2 cents. Salute to everybody, salute to the panel. Hacker, stop watching boxing, man. Just go fucking do tennis or something, bro.
Oh, you like my animation asking me to put it up again, Cash Crypto crying. It's for you, Big Supreme. All right, Big Supreme. Thank you for coming up. Thank you for giving your 2 cents. Cash Crypto, that was for you. Can play it for you one more time. I might put it in the cord. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. We had a good time tonight. Make sure you punch that like and subscribe button on your way out. Dragon Assassin, cracking. Be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. If you're listening to the replay of this live, be sure to let me know and drop it below your 2 cents or leave a super thanks in the chat. I'm sleepy, y'all. Listen. Great show tonight. Great topics. Big Supreme closed us out. If you don't want your host all in the videos, timing you out, muting you, leaving you in the background, timing you out the chat, kicking you off the panel, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But I do have a disclaimer though. If you can't wait your turn to talk, if you're going to talk over people, if you're going to talk every time somebody else starts talking, if you're going to cut people off, I will get you muted or put you in the background because you do have to have some panel etiquette. So don't think that just because that's my motto, I won't kick you off my panel or mute you on my panel because I will if you are not displaying panel etiquette. This is a show a lot of people like to replay and listen to, and it just doesn't sound good with all that yelling and talking over each other. So shout out to everybody that joined me today, and stay tuned for my 2 cents in the next lives.